What's going on, guys? First time going live on Big Likey in a minute, actually. So I'll probably go live about an hour. We'll see how the Facebook side does. What up, Big O Squad? So what up, Big O? What up, Twitch? What up, Facebook side? My Rita Woke Legger side. My Facebook, personal Facebook, I've been there for 11 years. I have mad numbers to set otherwise, but no love on there, which is cool. But that's a cool thing. If you use people's TikToks, remove the watermark, your bar on the TikToks, and promote your stuff, you'll do hella good. So with that said, mad respect to all people not my ass for sure. My regular followers, one-on-ones are great jazz, but on my Facebook side, the Rita Woke Lightworker side, mad respect to them. I've been on there for a year roughly, right? About 2-3 weeks ago roughly, I was, let me try my reels. I never thought of it, my reels on my Facebook side, on that side, right? Because I have my personal Facebook, then I have, once again, the Rita Woke Lightworker side. And yeah, I started with 98 followers about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, right? I've been on there for about a year roughly. And I started posting once again, people's TikToks. If I remember who you are, or I find your TikTok, I'll promote you. I'll put TT for TikTok. Then I'll put your username. I put my little 3D70 Red Pill hashtag, my personal hashtag, which eventually I'm going to tatted on me, Red Pill. And then I put ICU, which is from Avatar. Because, I tell people, you say, I love you. I love you. You can tell anyone I love you, but what's deeper than I love you? I see you. Because I see you for everything for what you are, right? So that's why I posted my personal watermarks, right? Anyways, whatchamacallit, I was posting sorry, my music, I forgot my music. Posting my TikToks on there, and then people TikTok. Yo, I've been there for 1 year, right? And not really pushing my content on my personal side. I would post, but not reels. I never thought of reels. And my reels, I'm gonna do a TikTok about it. Promote on my platforms. But out of all the platforms, once again, first and foremost, my respect to everybody that vibes me, rocks with me, etc. All that great jazz. My one-on-ones, all that great jazz, which is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, man. I respect to you, but on the Facebook side, yo, it's the crazy numbers, man. I had 2 million views, 2 million likes, shared, all this crazy. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. And then my personal TikToks that I post on there, 400, 1,000, 4,000 views. For me personally, that's viral. My TikToks typically get 100, 200 views, and that's about it. Because, first and foremost, I'm learning how to speak a lot slower. So bear with me. I have an accent. I'm used to speaking hella fast. So I'm trying to slow down dramatically, which is kind of a mission for me because, it's a lot I got to say. So with that said, I'm doing better with it. So bear with me, guys. And once again, that's the cool thing about social media. You don't, whatever you believe in life, especially you go on social media, say it to the fullest to your last dying breath. Don't give up. People rely on numbers and shit. If you know what you're talking about, 1,000, don't worry about numbers. They'll eventually fall into place. And don't get discouraged. I've been doing this for almost 3 years. May 3rd, 2020, the year I died. 3 years ago from bad breakup, right? Quote unquote. So everything happens for a reason in life, yes. But the intent as individuals to fall back, start your healing, awakening, eventually woke journey. So you comprehend why the relationship failed, why you got devoured, etc. And the intent next relationship, you don't do the same mistakes. You don't bring your bag with you. Because a lot of people do that. You self-sabotage relations not knowing. And how so? If you don't heal from the past, then what? Hey, good man, what's up, Let's get it. Yeah, yes, how So with that said, whatchamacallit, that's why, once again, when you first hard part, a lot of people do forgive, right? Obviously not forget. And the second hardest part, what you got to do? You got to let go. What? I say you have to trigger. You should want to let go. That's definitely your choice. No one can do it for you but you, and that's it. Not your kids, not your parents, not your ex. Your ex can give you closure, but if you're not satisfied with the closure, then you live with the bitterness, etc., and so on and so on, right? So with that said, I was advertising that on me was, Oxymoron, I love you for leaving me. How do you love someone that destroys you or you destroy them? Because you forgive, not forget, let go. And then you have nothing against them. That's why everyone comes in this shit as a blessing. When the relationship fails, friendship fails, whatever situation is, best relationships, what was the lesson situation? Do you comprehend why it failed? If you don't comprehend it, then you're not going to evolve in life. And then what? You gonna stay in your feelings for a very long time, stay bitter. Hello, how you doing? How's it going? So with that said, whatchamacallit, that's why I tell people, day by day, baby steps, just work on yourself. Have a support team. But you should want a support team. If not, then you won't progress in life. You got the best job in the universe, BBLs, OnlyFans, all the great jazz, but in your mansion, if you haven't worked in your mansion, up here, then you're not going to be happy in life. A lot of people, 95% of users is broken codependent, right? And what y'all doing? Looking for love and happiness in people and man-made bullshit. So you can buy all the Gucci and Prada, go to Dubai, go to Mars 1,000 times, but why do you still have anxiety, depression, paranoia, PTSD, suicidal thoughts, low self-esteem, anger issues? Why? The answer is very simple. Because you haven't let go of your exes, past pain, toxic love, trauma, child trauma. What's that? I'm sorry? No, what? No, what? What's going on? Say it again. No, what? It's hard to hear you. Wait up. Can't hear you. Say it again. Okay. That's on down with like with I'll do like multi-guest and shit, but like the keyboard warriors I love to death, like they'll talk their shit, which is that's their job, bitter people, but that's why if you ain't have anything positive to say, I just jump off the live and just go single, solo, etc. Otherwise. So bear with me, I gotta log back on my Laggy squad. And that's the shit, remember, y'all can jump on these lives, say what you gotta say, but if you're a godly, positive person, quote unquote, Allah, Buddha, whatever you believe in, whatever your God is, it could be a rock. You know, Allah and show respect, it's all about love, respect to the fullest, but if you want to be all narcissistic and talk your BS, which is definitely your choice, then I'm not the one. Like 95% of the universe, y'all can handle my words. And they're petty ass words. You know, the truth hurts all like great jazz, right? So with that said, that's what I do. And the best part, all the answers to life, I'm going to keep, get it tatted on my body. As a matter of fact, this Saturday, I'm getting more finished right here. So the bad side of you, Lucifer side, hate, narcissist, pride, ego. I'm going to put lust, greed, and power. That's the bad side. Everyone's got narcissist traits. Everyone's got BPD, bipolar, borderline personality disorder, and narcissistic personality disorder. If that's not true, two simple questions. Why are you feelings? Why do you get treated by petty ass little words? Just words. And the worst part about that situation is, if a person triggers you with petty words behind the screen, on a podcast, you're hearing it just TikTok and shit, you're in general, then you struggling in life. Imagine the people you know around you, at home, in school, your siblings, your partner by your side, and you're getting triggered and shit. That's bad. But if I could do that, which I will easily with petty words, then I did my job, So with that said, that's that type of people. It's day by day baby steps, working yourself as an individual. This is your life. It's not your kids, not your parents, not your partners, yours. So what are you going to do in life? Oh, damn, I did it again. 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to jump up again. I thought I did solo, but I did multi again, so I apologize. Bear with me. I screwed up. I'm paying attention. I went back to multi again, so let me go back to not multi, solo. There it is. Apologize. And the downfall, what sucks about on Likey Squad, when you do like multi-guests, you can't boot them out. Like, I don't even know how to mute them and shit. So like homeboy was talking in Spanish, but my Spanish ain't the best, So I could tell he speaks nothing but Spanish, no English. So that's a language barrier. Once again, I speak Spanglish, ain't the best. And with that said, don't worry about languages and bullshit. Like if you're born in America, like I am Chicano, Mexican American wise, and you don't speak the fullest, your family makes fun of you, people make fun of you. Like don't worry about that bullshit. It's just the tongue. It ain't gonna benefit you in life other than translating. You're not gonna get paid more for being. Oh, I speak Spanish. I get read and write, etc. So I get paid more? No. Some does potentially might give you a quarter more. Whoop-de fucking do. But that's all it is. And any of your family and friends that give you shit because you don't speak it like they do. Like, boy, you from the motherland. I'm from the States. I don't know anything about Mexico. Like, I know of it. Never been there in my life. Will I go there? Not really. Not in a bad way because my people tell me, my family and friends, even my family from Mexico, like, they're like, because you're tattooed especially? Nah, I wouldn't go there. First and foremost, you're from the States. When you speak your Spanish, it's obvious you're from the States. And with your tattoos and all my mafiosos bullshit running around, I don't recommend coming down here. Go to any other country down here. And the crazy thing is, like, once again, my Spanish is not the best, so they'll probably regulate my ass, etc., all that good stuff. And I'll be like, well, I can't tell you a full story what my tattoos are about in my Spanish. If you get a translator, I got you. If not, we'll study, we'll try Google and shit, right? So with that says, That's why I just stick to the States and other countries in time. But I don't worry about going to any other country for now. I just focus at home, co-parenting best as. Oh, newsflash, I finally got a full-time job. Yeah, buddy, it was actually through my boy, because I've been doing this computers for like 7-8 years roughly. He opened his business, and I was doing computers, and he asked me if I know anything about office work. I was like, yeah, I used to do like QuickBooks, all that great jazz. So finally, I had a full-time job, because where I'm from, Eastern Washington, Little Mexico, having tattoos here, face, neck, it's a no-no. But here's the funny shit about Eastern Washington, and in general, remember, ladies, women, y'all don't know this, but if you don't know this, let me tell you the answer in my verbalize to remind you. You know, women, y'all run the universe verbally, physically, and cosmetically 1,000 versus a man. There's no comparison. If you just take all my TikToks, any TikTok that I do the exact same shit word for word, you're gonna get way more likes than I will, more comments. First and foremost, because you're a female. Second of all, because you're speaking what I'm saying, right? So with that said, females have face tattoos, neck tattoos, but why? Especially here in Little Mexico and Eastern Washington, 1950 Rolodex times, because Eastern Washington, old school mentality, 90% Caucasians, Hispanic, Latinos. And Seattle, my real home, on 3 hours away, west from me, that's 2023. Oh, they don't give a shit about tattoos, appearances, all that shit. They care about what? Resume, the way you speak, can you actually have a conversation, will you benefit the company, all that great jazz. Anyways, back to this side of my town. They won't hire me, right? But they'll hire a female with face tattoos, neck tattoos. Why? Because that's called what, boys and girls? Sex appeal. Offering lust, right? Quote unquote. And that's why it's funny shit. That's why me as an individual, I tell people, don't get discouraged at all. Like me, once again, I'm about to finish my face tattoos. That and to trigger the religious people, especially the Spanish culture, Hispanic and Spaniards, I'm gonna get the crown of thorns like Jesus. Why? Because I crucified myself 3 years ago by doing ink therapy. Getting all my ink, which I have way more to come. And the funny thing is, 95% is be petty ass simple little words that will trigger you, get you in your feelings, and 5% will be images, analogies, So with that said, that's why I tell people, you don't stop doing what you're doing, what you're saying. That's like my boy, like I'm on the job. He's like, bro, you're like a life coach. Because he's like, we grew up with each other. He's like, how'd you start speaking all this? I was like, well, 3 years ago, I went through a fucking bad breakup, and I died. Obviously, physically I didn't. Spiritually, emotionally, mentally I did, because breakups suck. But why? People talk about breakups suck, and then yes, they broke. Either you cheat, they cheat, whatever the situation is. They broke trust and loyalty, right? But why does it hurt so bad? One individual in the whole fucking universe, one, not 20, not 1,000, one person out of the whole fucking universe, and you're dying and crying about one individual. Why? And I get it when the kids are involved. Oh yes, because now like, oh shit, relationship's going to ship, it's falling apart. How are you supposed to make this work? So you can do traditional ways like I was doing. Stay for the kids. Stay because of religion. Stay because of culture. Maybe pray, plan, hope. My partner changes, I change, and so on and so on, right? And that's the shit. You can do that, but remember the intent on both sides is to do what? Communication, comprehension on both sides, not just one side. Because if you're not doing both sides, which typically you women are what? Empathetic, communication, comprehension. What do you offer? Love, lust, longevity, right? If you're more empathetic. Yes, you have narcissistic women. And with that said, us guys are what? More narcissistic. We do communication, no comprehension. We offer what? Toxic love, lust, drama, trauma bonds, and trauma. Because why? We don't know how to work on ourselves. We're stuck in a general cycle. We're like our fathers, uncles, grandparents. Me, individual, I'm not out of the shit of the Spanish culture. Oh, I swear. Yo, time out. I gotta go take my dog's outside. You can hear him barking because he wants to go outside. So, be back. Damn. Come on, do this. Okay, come outside, baby boy. Sorry guys. But anyways, so that's us men wise, and that's the shit in the Spanish culture. Hispanic to Spaniards. So when I say Spanish, who gets triggered? Hispanic I'm a Spaniard, right? Latinos, I'm a Spaniard. Spanish people they look at me, bro, you're not Spaniard. But I got your attention. So with that said, as an individual, I am my own culture, my own race. As an individual, I'm a red pillar. Blue pillars talk about the whole shit like I used to. Where it was Dominican versus Cubans, and Latino versus Hispanics, and Spaniards, all this corny bullshit. That's just blue pill talk. That is very, very relevant. So with that said, in our shitty culture, and especially in relationships, us men are typically what? Fucking alphas, machistas, narcissists, energy vampires. Boys, not men, boys. That's why I use analogies. I love analogies. So you have adults. I finally became an adult at 39 years old, right? Because when you're an adult high schooler, how the fuck you're 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years, having fucking tantrums? How the fuck y'all beefing this shit in relationships? Your age is, getting higher, right? But where the fuck's your wisdom? That's the shit. So with that said, if you don't work on yourself, how the hell you're 60 years old and fucking still talking relationships? Going through like 20 fucking marriages and breakups and bullshit. Fuck that shit. I'm 18 at heart, right? 39 years old, 3 years ago, went for a bad breakup. Max's name, let her respect her. I let her go in 88 days, 100%, 14, 17 daters, 1,000. That's why I say 1,000%. Why does I say 1,000? Because everyone in your life tell you, Blue Pill Talk, keep it 100. I won't do you dirty. Friends, family, and the worst ones, your partners. And what happened to you, kids? They did you fucking dirty. Took you for your money, your love, for everything. Compassion. They give no fucks. If people are narcissistic, fuck no. That's like the biggest dream of the universe. The Lucifer disciples. They can act nice. They can't be nice. They offer you toxic love. They don't offer you love. There is good in everybody. Everyone's got good in them. But here's the kicker. Are they more good than bad or more bad than good? If they're more bad than good, then why do you have them by your side? And I get it. We fall for the fucking yes. Be attacked to the potential to be yes. But here's the kicker. As blue pillars, empathetic people, especially on the women's side, y'all see our flaw being empathetic people. First and foremost, everyone's empathetic. Everyone's narcissistic. So remember that shit. But an individual, once again, look in the mirror. Overall, how am I? Am I more good than bad? That means you're more narcissistic. Or am I more good than bad? You're more empathetic. But yes, everyone's got bad. But here's the kicker. If you're more empathetic, right? How do you become bad? How do you become verbally physically abusive, which is called what? On my neck, reactive abuse. If you don't know what reactive abuse is, that's when someone triggers you with petty ass little words or your environment and you potentially become verbally abusive and get triggered to become what? Physically abusive. The bad side of you, the narcissists come out of you every which way. Lucifer's in your ear, taunting and gaslighting you. They talk shit to you. They're talking about your kid, talking about your mom. They told you you're ugly and fat and stupid. Petty ass words, but now you're going. Especially who's the worst one? Your partners. Why are the partners and your exes, baby father, baby moms the worst ones? Which no one talks about this shit. It's called exchanging energy. So you had TLC within you, physically had a kid with them, etc., right? So they can trigger you the worst because you physically laid down with them. Your parents can trigger you. You have child trauma. Your siblings, bullies and shit, co-workers trigger you, right? But not as bad compared to the person you laid down with. That's the one that fucks you. Why? Because you haven't let them go. You haven't done closure for yourself. And the shitty part of the situation is you can catch cases. You're not a bad person. And ladies, you're not fucking crazy. The reason why you become crazy, quote unquote, you think you're crazy because us men are more narcissistic. We trigger you, right? And that's our fucking job when you're more narcissistic. In our culture, Spanish culture, if I was more narcissistic, I'll be the machista. Remember that. And y'all behind the screen, if you speak Japanese, Chinese, I don't care what tongue you speak. So I'm going to teach you a Spanish word and analogies. And whatever tongue you speak, y'all, I know for a fact that 1,000 y'all have a little, maybe an Ebonics word or a word in general that means the same shit but in Spanish. So with that said, a machista, have it on here as it's alphas, machistas, narcissists. So a machista is a person is a narcissist, and then machismo is narcissism. El mandilón, that is called empathetic, empath. That's our word. So we know these words in Spanish, but in English we don't know the translation in English wise. So with that said, that's why I have a tat on me. Eventually, I'm going to tat on this arm. But this is the M side, the good side of you. I'm going to say betas, mandilones, empathists. Because that's the good side of you. When people call you simp, call you beta, fuck, they're petty ass words. Why get triggered by that shit? Call them a beta, call them a simp, all that shit. They'll get triggered because why? They're more narcissistic because their pride and ego gets in their feelings and shit. And that's the best part. 95% of the world gets triggered by petty ass words. Simple as that. So as an individual, don't worry about words. Or at least try not to. Because once again, behind the screen, when you hear my TikTok, watching my pause, all good shit. If I get you in your feelings, I did my job. But here's the best part. You can block me, right? You can report me, right? Which is definitely your choice. So then run from me. I don't know who you're from at all, from Adams. And I triggered you with petty ass words. So block me, run from me. Do what you got to do. But remember this. If I trigger petty words in your mansion, I had a door of pain. One door of pain. And I don't know who the fuck you is. So I'm letting you know, you can always come back, reach out to me, we can talk and vibe. Ask me why I say what I said, and I'll elaborate. My job is to trigger you. These are my narcissist traits. First I'm sour, then I'm sweet. I'll elaborate. So you'd be like, yo, that's what I'm saying. Yes, this is why I say I'm sick to the fullest. And that's what I do to my last dying breath. Because once again, for the last 2.5 years, use my empath side, the good side, God side, love side, and but the downfall being godly, positive talk, trying to bite your tongue, not saying nothing, no bad words, incorrect, all that great jazz, does not get your attention. It's 2023, is not Jesus times. So with that said, if I tell you, yo, behind the screen, 95% of you are broken codependent and you're fucked, what? Yeah, you're not going to evolve in life for a very long time. Why? Because you can't let go of your partner or your ex. You're broken codependent. Tell me why you need them. Because you got kids. Have you heard of co-parenting? If the relationship's shit, it's shit. As an individual, you can't fix, change, or save no one in the universe. Not your partner at all, right? But with that said, as long as you both are trying, right, and doing communication comprehension, there's a potential you can evolve. But here's the kicker, the cherry on top. When someone does infidelity, aka entanglements, because the phone has zillion fucking options, your relationship's pretty much over. Deadass. So with that said, I tell people, which I'm with this tat on me, when someone disrespects respect, they broke loyalty, trust, and love. All they can offer you now is what? Toxic love, lust, drama, trauma bonds, and fucking trauma. Take the L, walk away, and save yourself if you choose to want to. Which is your choice. Or if not, stay there like a lot of us do. Pray, plan, hope your partner changes. Maybe I can mold them. Do that. I did have my first baby mom narcissistic like a motherfucker. Because why? She did that in Spanish, de la calle. A person from the streets or the street mentality, lupo talk, YOLO, you only live once. They don't care if they get in trouble. They'll catch a case, no problem. Talking shit about my kids, whatever, they're going to catch a case, right? So with that said, that's why I get destroyed. Opposites attract, square and circles, empath and narcissist. Oh yeah, because narcissistic people see the good in you, and like, oh yeah, I can play him like a fiddle. I can play her like a dummy all day, every day. They'll destroy you with no fucking remorse. And yes, there is good in them. They offer love, but the downfall is inconsistent love. People narcissistic are way more consistent with toxic love. People are empathetic. Us, we're more consistent with love. We want love and lust. If I'm with you 1,000. It's just you and I, and that's it. Everybody else, fucking OnlyFans, BBLs, that's just everywhere. Dime a fucking dozen, right? So with that said, that's all it is. Cosmetics. Yes, she's on point. Yes, she's beautiful. Homeboy's got that on supercars, but here's the kicker. If you want a long-term healthy relationship, you're going to offer that shit to the fullest, but how about them? Are they going to match the energy or take it? If they start taking it and you see the red flags, why do you stay there? You're going to gaslight, manipulate, say, maybe. Plan, pray, hope. God's like, yo, baby girl, baby boy, I've been hearing you praying for him, for her for years, weeks, months, whatever the situation is, right? Kids, marriages and shit. And you're praying for the wrong person. You should have been praying for yourself a long time ago to take the L, walk away and save yourself, But that's on you. I can't fix you or save you. Read the Bible. All the answers are there. Which I'm going to tat on my back. As long as you live godly, all the 10 commandments, Jesus like as an individual, then you blessed as an individual. You cannot speak on your partner, kids, nobody else, And that's the ish. Have a topic or something, but it's about me. They said, oh yeah, no, if you want to, you can jump. Really, you can jump on. All facts. Oh, thank you. Let me see. You want to jump on? I got you. How does this work? Oh, sorry. MF and Chunks. I was trying to add you on, but it didn't. Let me see. I can try again. If you want to jump on. Unable to add guests, they can't join your back. Oh, well, I guess, sorry, MF and Chunks, they can't be add on because of broadcast. So this is my first time doing live on Facebook. Rita Woke Lightward side, so I apologize. You can comment away if you like. You can jump on if you want to. If it allows you to, I tell you, I can't. I don't know how Facebook works. Typically, it allows it, but please join and thank you on Likey Squad, whoever sent me that gift. Thank you. You don't have to gift me. I just talk and vibe and that's it. I tell a story and that's it. Because I'm just trying to hold your hand, guide you every which way. That's my homie Marge. Oh, yeah. Thank you. No, I tell you, this is what I do. I do this. I try to be on more often, but I apologize because I do about 8 platforms at once. I'm trying to work on my podcast, YouTube channel. I'm 13 months behind, literally. So I'm just trying to do maybe 1 or 2 live sessions a week wise because I'm paying catch up and I'm by myself, so this is all me and I got my full-time job. So today I started at 7 in the morning. I just got home at 8. Then I go to do some errands and now I'm here because everyone's keep texting me my one-on-ones. When you go on live, I'm trying to go live. Bear with me. I'm only one person. I do a lot of one-on-ones and that's why, and the cool thing about my new job, it's a curveball, which I'm like the secretary, IT and geek tech, geeky squad, etc. But with that said, like now I'm gonna learn how to make shirts. Like he has his own templates for his personal business, but I'm gonna tinker with doing my own personal shirts. Like these ones are just regular shirts, but put like me, I put on me like 1,000, keep it 1,000. All my little personal sayings, put on my hoodies, my shirts, and just promote the shit on myself. Like and then that's on my YouTube channel, my podcast. On Spotify, I changed the name to hashtag or just 3D 7D Red Pill Talk. Red Pill Podcast. Because this is what I do. It's raw real life, man. Keep it very simple for everybody. And once again, this is my year, our year. If you want to work on yourself, but with that said, like I'm in for the women, for the girls and the women, dead ass. All you boys, fuck you and your fucking feelings. Men, if you're working on yourself, I rock with you. I got you. But the boys, narcissistic energy vampire, I don't care if you're 10 years old to 100 years old. You're all this, I'm an alpha, Gucci product. I'm happy you're rich. I'm happy you have 1,000 supercars, but you're blue pill rich. I give you respect. Nothing against you. You can make fun of me. I don't care. Because remember, you can buy all the men and women you want to, whatever you're into. But I'm red pill rich. Spiritual, emotional, mentally in my mansion. The song from NF, the rap artist. In my mansion, all doors of pain that was wide open for 30 days of my life, I closed every single one of them. Because why? How did I do it? I had a support team, 10 light workers, alum of death, right? So I let go of who? Exes, past pain, toxic love, trauma, and child trauma. I don't have no more what? Anxiety, depression, paranoia, PTSD, suicide thoughts, low self anger issues. No more overthinking, no more reactive use. Now, my narcissist traits, I control them. Because these words are very vicious. That's why, yes, you can get punched, you get busted lips, and it's gonna hurt. You get broken nose. Yeah, this body is fucking weak as fuck. Man, get a paper cut, you die, right? But with that said, what hurts worse is words. Words are very healing, supportive, beautiful, or very, very destructive, especially with your partners. A lot of us self-sabotage relationships with our fucking words. Especially us, women can do it too, yes. But us men are more narcissistic. We don't know this shit. And if you don't work on yourself, because typically females, what do y'all do? Typically, because you're more empathetic. You fall back and do your what? You start your healing journey, awakening journey. Right? You don't fucking go body hopping relationship after relationship. There's the ones that are doing that, the females are more narcissistic. Men are more narcissistic, typically more than females, and that's why you see your boys, your cousin, your pops, whomever. Fucking body, I call it body hopping. You fucking, I'm blunt 1,000. I'm not here. Oh well, they're going through shit the whole phase. Yeah, but why are you doing the whole phase? Oh, sorry, I apologize. I didn't see you jump on. Poop. Well, if it allows me to. Oh yeah, there it is. Cool. Sorry, so I know really gonna jump on my side, so I apologize. 2 seconds. If anybody wants to jump on, don't be shy. You can always jump on. So I'm here for the whole universe. This is what I do all the time, every day. And that's why 98% of my followers are females, 2% are males. Once again, here for the women because y'all go through hard. What's up?
Hello.
Hey, sorry, I didn't see that you were that you.
I look mad, but I don't care.
Nah, you good. No, I tell you, I didn't see that. That you sent a request. Apologize.
Well, anyways, the topic or what I want to talk about was I guess I was told I was very controlling and what is it? Like I guess everything has to be how Aurelia says and how Aurelia wants it or whatever the fuck. And I feel that what I do is I speak. I guess you could say maybe I'm controlling, but I don't know. I feel like that what I do is like either if you're talking to somebody, you're paying attention or whatever, you need to pay attention. You need a communication, talking to your whatever, and it's like at times it's like their mind just goes somewhere else. So to me, it's kind of like I don't know what that is, but I guess I come out as being a bitch, and
we can be, but that's what you should be able to recognize when you're being a bitch, quote unquote, right?
Well, it's because at times I it's like I'm trying to give them that. How do you say like? I want to give you an example.
Go for it.
I guess when I'm with somebody or whatever, and they want to tell me that everything has to be the way you want it or whatever. If not, then it's like whatever. So it's like they just go along with it and stuff. And it's not really that. It's the fact that like if we're talking about something and in the moment. At times it's like that we were just talking about it, and then later on it's like they don't know what we were just talking about it. They bring it up later, and it makes a big deal out of it. And that person that I know what we just talked about, like I know every conversation. I remember every conversation. I remember everything.
Right.
And it turns into like I guess where I guess my relationships don't last because of that either.
Well, the thing, remember, there's like, quote unquote, your partners will be paying attention when you're, talking to them, right? But that's why it's called communication. You're both doing a communication. You're talking to each other, right? But the intent, both sides are comprehending the situation. If they're not, if you're talking about something, right, and then whatever, and you pay attention, or you ask them a question, and they're like, "What would you say? What'd you ask?" They're not comprehending shit because they don't want to. To them, in in their head, like Charlie Brown, your teacher, that's all they hear. Like, oh, they're just fucking rambling.
Thing I don't like repeating myself. I think that's another thing that I have. Like, I hate having to repeat myself.
Right.
Like if I've already told you something and it's like I have to tell you again or something. It's like, did you not pay attention or what's going on? Like I have that's something that I have. Like I'm very, like I shouldn't have to tell you again.
Well, once again, if they don't comprehend it, you're talking to a toddler. So with that said, and on top of that, everyone has their own way of comprehending and learning, right? So that's why the intent is to have patience and be like, yo, I'm gonna repeat it to you again a lot slower. Please try to pay attention. If you want to bring out fucking oranges and apples, a little paper windows or drawers, do this shit.
I know. I think it's my voice. The way I speak or something too, that it comes out very
firm,
aggressive or something. I don't know how to change it. I can't talk sweet. I can't be like, oh, I'm sorry. I need to I don't know. I guess maybe it's just my voice that gives it off. Like,
for now, no, for now, because I used to be the same way. I used to be like you say I'm soft, right? But when I was 3 years ago, before I figured all this shit out, worked on myself, was like I was kind of snappy with my words. Like I got a single father. Well, then with my partner, 8 kiddos, right? You gotta be my partner. You gotta work, have a job, do computers. I'm doing way too much for one individual, right? So I'm stressing, bothering shit. So obviously when kids are being loud, that eggs me, right? And then if I'm trying to listen to what my ex trying to tell me and shit, I'm too distracted, right? So, and I'm not trying to be a douche, whatever, but when you're stressed and triggered, you could your voice is pretty like deceiving, you sound kind of harsh, being mean. Like, nah, I'm not being mean. Like, look at the way you sound.
I think it's me. I think it's my way of speaking because I don't know how to be all nice. I don't know how to talk nice and
in time you will.
Oh shit.
In time you will. I promise you that. If you work in yourself, because I'm telling you, like, I think I tell everybody, like, I have nothing against nobody. Before I was going through my breakup, I was like,
yeah. And see, the thing is, my way of speaking is like, I'll tell somebody something, we're having a conversation, we're going on about it, and whatever, but then it gets to a point where like, okay, well, this is what I say. If you don't like it, well, then I'm sorry, but this is me.
Take it or leave it.
That's exactly what comes out of my mouth. Like, if you don't fucking like it, I'm sorry. I apologize, but this is the way I am, and I'm really sorry, but that's how I am. I guess that's what.
Right, the only downfall when you
kills a lot of things, but I can't help it. I can't be over here like, oh, but I'm sorry for telling you the truth, and please, whatever. I'm sorry, but I can't.
Right, but
I really, what is that called? Is it blunt or is it just?
Well, is okay. So yeah, the word being blunt, and then nowadays, I imagine you heard this word, like, especially females are supposed to be like fucking like flowers and delicate and shit, right? Quote unquote, be soft, right? The downfall is when you're triggered, when you go through relationships, you're bothered and shit. You're not control your narcissist traits, your pride and ego. You will come up the wrong way, right? You'll be rubbed off. So with that said, that's why they'll say a lot of women are masculine and shit. So the thing is, a lot of us, everyone's kids are empathetic. Yes, you have little kids that are bullies and shit. But remember, you have child trauma, environment, and so on and so on. And then when you get in relationships, that's where everything changes because, in the movies, it's fucking beautiful, right? Romeo and Joe love story, all good shit. And fucking real life, especially like nowadays, with social media, the cell phone has fucking options. I tell my kids, remember, my oldest, she's about to be 21, so I tell her, yo, your guys' generation, fucking 21, go 30 and under. Your relationships are shit, because why? This phone has fucking options. I could be with you, right, scenario, and right here, on my one-on-ones, I could be fucking passing boundaries, I could be fucking flying out everywhere, and vice versa, right? Because there's so many options. But with that said, that's, as individuals, the reason why there's so many options, and you can't control your lust, and the reason being, because the answer is, the narcissist, pride, and ego, you have no self-will, right? So that's the reason why you're always in fault of lust, past boundaries, emotionally cheating. The best cheating app in the world is what? Snap. What's your Snap? It was created by what? Coders that got busted cheating. So they created the app, less paper trail, right? And so on and so on. But with that said, once again, worry about this phone and shit's over. And that's why as women, like, don't worry about the fucking word when they call you, oh, you're too masculine. Like, no, you've been fucking used and abused by previous relationships. And now it's like, no, fuck you, because guess what? Like, I've tried to be nice and humble, but I'm trying to talk to you. Right? But you're not coming what I'm trying to tell you. And that's why, as an individual, you don't need people by your side. You want people if they want you. If the relationship's going to shit, then why are you there for? If they're not matching energy, why are you there for? Because they're pretty, because they're beautiful, that money, status, and fame. I got a year in the situation, right? But I promise you 1,000. They fucking 1 year. You can see all the red flags, but you just let them slide. The downfall, a lot of us let red flags slide. And that's the downfall. We collect red flags instead of observing them, and no fucking no green flags except, oh yeah, I see the good in them. Everyone's got fucking good. The downfall of the situation. Blue talk, only God can judge. Fucking Rebel talk, God gave us free will, and I tell people, you have the right to judge. Everyone judges for the most part. Look, when they see me, brown person with tattoos, what do you think? Behind the screen and face to face. Gangbanging mafioso drug dealer, right? Now talk to me, read me. How do I carry myself? What do I talk about? What my tattoos about and shit? Anything gang related, anything with Aztec warriors, none of be above. I don't speak anything about Blue Pill talk ever about that. That's when I was a Blue Pillar trying to figure this shit out. Yes, I did, right? Nope, it's irrelevant. Why would I preach about black versus brown, Catholic versus Christians, Aztec versus Incas? That's not going to benefit you in life. But if I wanted to make money off social media, if I want to be famous, trigger you behind you on the screen, yeah. Because why? Blue Pill does what? Which I'm going to get tatted on my hands. It does what? It's entertainment, it makes money, and keep you feeling on top of your feelings. You're not going to ever involve with life. Why do you give a fuck about politics in your toxic relationship? Why do you get involved in that shit? It's not gonna make you better as an individual nor your partner, right? And with that, it's trigger you more. You know about God, you know about Incas versus fucking Aztecs, but you're still a crackhead alcoholic tweaker and still in a toxic relationship. So why do you give a shit about any of that? You're not gonna evolve. So why don't you focus?
Another thing is like there's a difference. I want to say there's a difference between a person that's had an addiction or whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay, people that were using or whatever, say that they do it like in their own home, okay, and not lived out in the calle or was that knows that life, mm-hmm. compared to a person that actually did live it out on the streets and everything. Mm-hmm. I think it's just different.
Oh it's different. It's the environment, isn't it? Yeah, no, different environments. Yeah,
and I feel like that's something that I kind of try to tell people too, like I'll never change, not even for shit, like to close my, how do you say it, like or acknowledge them or turn my back on them, because I feel like the people that I met out in the streets is what I have the closest to what family is,
right.
And I think that's something that a lot of us now that are like doing better or whatever, some tend to just turn their backs on those people, But I think like what I want to, how do I explain it? Like,
go for it.
It's a different vibe, right? Or it's a different like environment and.
Well, yeah, so you're doing with man-made drugs.
So it's different for them. Like they don't know how to act when it. Like they don't know how it is being out on the streets. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a different category, different environment for sure. The intent not to get to the streets, but it can happen. But I promise you 1,000. I talk to a lot of addicts, right? A lot of homeless people, etc. My people in Seattle all get shit on my one-on-ones, right? And when we break this shit down, the only reason why they gave up on life and advanced to the streets wise, dead ass kids relationships. Yep, everyone's got child trauma. Everyone got that shit, right? But once again, like I talk to them, we break it down, like, why did life become hard? Like, well, yes, child trauma. I'm sorry, your parents not. I get that, but why in the streets? Why you run for all man bullshit? I go, I went through breakups too. I've been around all this shit. I get it, and yes, it takes a lot of.
I think mm-hmm. Now that talking about it, I know off topic and what you're really talking about, mm-hmm. but I think that it's sad when a lot of people say, oh, because they're having a home, okay, and they decide to lose their home because they decide to. That's a choice. That's a choice that they make,
Sure.
So it's like hay unos que deciden de irse de la casa and whatever. Then they'll be like, oh, it's because I didn't have. My family didn't support me, and this and that. Of course, your family's not going to support you when you're doing drugs, obviously,
Right.
But but they should never turn their back on you.
Well, that's the intent. Your family doesn't do that, but it depends on how deep the addicts with their drugs, because like were the addicts stealing from the family? You know what I mean? And my brother, it got before my brother passed, it got really bad. Like it told me, because he didn't comprehend. He was like, well, I don't know why my family pushes me. I go, baby boy. You live in California, you come here and visit Washington, before everyone's excited to see you, right? The downfall over the years, your addiction's getting worse and worse, right? Because you got to get your high, right? So what are you doing? You come down and visit, and you know, fucking shit missing from. They're calling me and telling me, you know, like, you know, your brother. I think, you know, if you look at for whatever, it might take silverware, PlayStation, whatever situation. There's like they're missing things, so potentially your brother has it, right? So, and I would tell him like, baby boy, I go, this is my point being. You see, you're there to visit, so now it's to the point where they know you're boosting and shit. So, you know, now they're kind of scared to see you because, you know, they gotta lock everything up, make sure you don't steal shit, and make sure you're either sober or not fucking high. And he was just laughing about it. I go, yo, baby boy, you know, you're my brother, I love you, but guess what? I'm not here to sell dreams at all, right? So I tell him, like, you know, dead ass, like, I moved away from home in 2000, right? Moved to Seattle, and basically started my own life. He tried to use the excuse, well, I started doing drugs, because he did it right away, basically. Because you left. I'm like, baby boy, I moved to Seattle, met a girl, had a kid, started a family. So my life started. You're your own man, so you don't need me in life. Like, I get it, but if you want to blame me, you can blame me. You're using me as an excuse to punching bags to do so. That's your choice. But I go, here's the kicker. Like, you was there when I was going through my first baby mom breakup, all the drama and bullshit. I was around drugs all the fucking time because I was working in cars. Some of my buddies fucking zombies and shit doing the fuck out, right? So I didn't ever get the itch of like, you know what? I'm gonna fall to a bottle, get some drugs. I see it around me. You know, they're not enough from running from the problems, right? So I told them like, I was around that. Why didn't I choose to do that? Because it's definitely a choice. But I get it. It gets to the point where you want to what? I told them what you're doing. You're bitching about your ex, wives, you want to work it out, and the kids. I go, I'm gonna keep it. Well, then I would say keep it, you know, 100 with you. When you're smoking I don't speak fucking drug talk, foils, whatever the fuck, blues and all that shit. That is your family. That is your ex. You can't let that shit go. That's your family right there, man. Simple as that. Cause you know.
I'm just glad that I'm not, you know, in that position anymore, and I'm out of that or whatever. But I think now what makes me stronger now, I think is watching your videos and talking to you and everything. That now it's like my way of thinking now is like, it's different. I don't even want to have conversations that have to do with that. Like,
well, that's not the intent. Also, it's beneficial.
About that, people want to talk about that, even if it's just a conversation, or they want to talk about it in a way like, you know, whatever it is that happened. It's like now I don't know what it is, but I don't know if I'm being a bitch about it, but I feel like maybe it's just because I really don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. I don't want to think about what happened in the back, like in my past, or I don't want to talk about those stories because it triggers, you know.
No, it's like triggering.
It ends up triggering something.
The flashbacks.
So like,
yeah.
I don't want to be bringing those topics up, and it's like I don't mean to be a bitch. Like if
no,
you want to talk about
you're
it,
good.
Story, but I just tell them like I'm really don't want to talk about it.
Well, see, and
like, I don't want to.
Right, and that's what you do. You're like, a lot of people are scared to verbalize boundaries, right? Because they're scared that hurt people's feelings. I was like, nothing's wrong with hurting people's feelings if you elaborate. Like, yo, this is my boundaries. Please be respectful. If you keep passing boundaries, we're squashing the situation, squashing the conversation, right? And I'm pushing you away. Because right now, I'm not ready to talk. Right now, like, you're working on yourself, so, right? So you don't want to talk about it, which is definitely your choice. But that's why I tell people, like, in time when you're working on yourself, you can, not the intent, you know, you can run away from your past, right? And the intent not to dwell on it, right? The intent is to fall back, study why you did what you did, comprehend it, take your notes, and I tell everybody, share your wisdom to the universe. Go make a pod, go live, etc. Right? Do your TikToks and shit. Because then from there, what you're doing, people that haven't done drugs in life, you know, they hear your story, you know, the options and stuff, because you give them options, scenarios, aspects.
They know, and they know.
So they're not just going there.
I think that's actually something that a lot of us should do. A lot of people that have that problem, it would help a lot of people that don't know about it, because maybe they get that
the mentality was
that craving or that urge or that.
Well, that's exactly what it is.
Try or experiment something. At least they'll hear people's stories and be like, "Fuck, you know, if that's what it's gonna do, hey, it's like they say that drug is the devil's it's the devil's dick. What candy or the devil's whatever." Dick, whatever. So I mean, it's the worst thing anybody. It's not just the worst. I mean, there's many drugs out there. That
there's many drugs.
But yeah, like you said, I think it'd be good for people to, you know, do their testimonies and talk about or do their lives or whatever it is and talk about their stories.
I tell everyone do YouTube podcasts.
Say something or relate to it.
Right, because that's why everyone's had a story. But I tell you, a lot of people have very similar stories. You know, and with that said, that's why I tell people you have hurdles in life, right? So the first hurdle in life is fucking breakups. Good relationship, it falls to shit, right? Then like if you have a bad environment, people, it's like me when I was going through my breakup, my cousins, my family, and friends were like, "Well, let's go party and kick it. Let's go do some fucking, you know, booger and sugar and shit. Let's get you another bitch." I'm like, so doing drugs, doing booger and sugar, and getting another bitch, quote unquote, to have with the kids is gonna help me and fix me. It's gonna make me feel better. I go, that's gonna just be a body by my side. I go, I'm fucking going body hopping. That ain't gonna do shit for I. So I'm gonna just fall back, work for myself. So what I do, I pushed everybody away. everybody. I don't give a fuck. They're like, oh, I'm your family, I'm your boy. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You just told me. Just because you go body hopping, yeah, because I've been knowing you go body hopping after relationship after relationship. I go, baby boy, you broken codependent. You're not ever gonna evolve in life, and you're fucking older than I am. But do that. That's our lifestyle. That's why in our shitty culture, machismo. Machismo. That's what you do. You don't want to work on yourself. So what are you doing? Go to another body. Bring all your trauma and bullshit. In the beginning, you lovey-dovey, love them all the good shit. I'll give you 30 days, 90 days tops, and shit's over. Because it starts with what? Toxic love. Then I'll take it back. It starts with lust, love, toxic love, and the spark's over. Y'all bang like bunnies for 90 days. After that, then what? Everything's out of your system, right? Because you're lusting. A little bit of love. And then from there, nothing in comparison. Nothing. It's fucking garbage. Now what do? Stay there, leave. And typically people will fucking stay there because they're already doing it, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I worked on myself. Like, nope, I'm going to fucking fall back and see why. And once again, there's hurdles in life. So you go into breakups, the first hurdle, right? It just sucks, right? The intent is not to go do the whole phase. The intent is to go party and kick it. Fall out to man-made bullshit. The intent is to fall back. But typically, once again, women are better at that. To be more empathetic, do the whole sympathy, empathy, all that good shit, and do the healing journey. And then they have a support team, right? Men, we don't get fucking support for the most part. Be a man the fuck up, all that corny bullshit, right? So with that said, we do the whole phase. We go body hopping like crazy and give no fucks, right? So with that said, that's the first hurdle, right? Second hurdle is what? You give attention for all the mammy bullshit, drugs, alcohol, pills, right? Now you become an addict, right? Then the third hurdle is what? Let's say you're in a relationship and they get preggo. Now you gotta do co-parenting best as the third hurdle, right?
And it's good that you do these videos, you as a man, and then I guess having girls
exactly,
on there that have maybe even tried hurting themselves or even going towards trying to fall into drugs or whatever because of a breakup and stuff like that. And honestly, it's not the way to go. Honestly, it's not the way to go. Breakups hurt, but they're not fucking forever. It's like what do you say? It's like a band. You put a band-aid. You'll be okay.
It's so basically like analogies, right? So breakups it's a cut, right? Someone cut you and then becomes a wound. So now the wound's trying to heal, right? If you're working on yourself, but because you put a band-aid on it. But the thing is, you then tend not to fall to man-made drugs because all you're doing is analogy. You're just numbing up and running from your problems, right? So it's not people. You can do that for let's say time heals. Time heals. That's communication. But then also, what's the other part? Choice. Is time and choice. Communication, time, choice, comprehension. Do together, you evolve in life. You're like, well, I'm stuck on drugs. I know it's not good for me, but I know every time I get high, I'm running from my problems. Every time I get drunk, I'm running from my problems. All I'm doing is numbing up. So when I'm going to stop running from the bottle, all this bullshit, turn and face my fucking fears and my problems. But I tell people, analogy, in the mansion, all the doors are pain wide open. You can't fix all the doors of pain one fucking day. You'll self-destruct. So you start with...
I just want to let it out there, like for all the women and all the men like that are in relationships and shit like that. Now, I mean, it's not the end of the world. And I think when you can love somebody, you can get to a point of loving somebody, and you get attached to a person or whatever it is, and I think from here on, people should really pay attention to your videos. Really pay attention to your videos. They would how do you say it? Evitar el problema de to be fighting, to be if they would watch you and everything, it would make sense for both sides, for women and men,
right?
Like, not to be fucking around, and now they know what it's a little topic of everything, from girls that sell themselves or girls that are prostitutes. Hey, that's their job, that's their money,
right?
It's it's like any drug dealer. It's like anybody that does whatever, construction shit. It's like, it doesn't matter what it is. A job is a job.
Right.
But I think it's important for them to know that the world's not going to end when you're in a relationship, and it'll hurt for a while, maybe for a long time. But they have to think about their family. That's something I say for myself. Yeah. Because I let a lot of shit get to me. But now what makes me stronger is my babies. Right. And so fuck the rest of the shit now.
Right. See the kid.
But I gotta thank you. For everything, because you opened my eyes, and I guess maybe that's why I'm just like, really.
Oh yeah, you're speaking. That's the intent. Like, that's why the cool thing about a support team is, like, remember, you don't have. I say you have to have a support team. Narcissist traits should trigger you to force it upon you, quote unquote. You should want a support team, right? So with that said, the cool thing about having a support team, like, you can, as an individual, right? If you don't ask for help from nobody, You know, if you have good counselors and therapists that tell you what I'm telling you, then you're blessed. If they're telling you the bullshit from the fucking book, and when you ask this question, sorry, really, I can't answer that for you because that's your journey. Fuck them therapist counselors. No, bullshit. I didn't go to school for this bullshit. I just fucking dissected my situation and figured it out, right? So with that said, if I'm telling you the answers, there as an individual, kind of therapist, you're just a gimmick. You're just a pocket, and that's how it is, right? So with that said, the cool thing is having a support team. You can, you vent to everybody, right? If you don't have a support team, as an individual, your fucking mental capacity wise, all you know is this, and that's it. You're capped out. So if you have no support team, you can't fix yourself by yourself. It's too hard. But the cool thing about a support team, especially TikTok's the best platform. TikToks, do your post, ask a question. You hear people's comments, and they give you scenarios, personal experiences. That's fucking beautiful. Because guess what? Now you're like, what? I got ideas. I got scenarios. You got scenarios. You got something to build. Like, oh shit, you know what? That's what I'm telling you. Like, all my one-on-ones, boys don't reach out because they're fucking their feelings. Fuck the boy. I say, that's like, to use my narcissist traits. Fuck you and your fucking feelings. Men, you reach out whenever you want to, but that's your choice. I'm not here for nobody as far as the male side. That's on them. I'm here for the girls and the women. Because I got kids, etc. And that's why as a father, and anyone's a parent, the shitty thing about being a parent, quote unquote, is like...
Well, yeah, you're at in the position you're in, though, because of the fact that you know what you did.
Right, no, my wrongdoings and my
actions. And you know as a man what's right from wrong and your actions, and so you know exactly, like, whether you fucked up or didn't fuck up, and you know exactly already your side. Right. So you're giving your version, but it's also the real version. It's basically...
because I lived it, right? But it's for the most part, everyone's living it.
And a lot of men do too, but a lot of men don't want to hear the damn truth, so it's like...
But why?
You're going to support the women because you know for a fact that you fucked up, and it's like at times it's like maybe, or even if you didn't fuck up, but your mistakes. And obviously,
we all do.
But either way, I mean, like shit,
I just simplify it.
It's just real talk, it's real talk.
Yeah.
And I give you props for that because
thank you.
Shit, it takes balls for a man to get on there and be doing what you're doing.
Exactly, and that's why once again I started him getting if he has time to get the kind of thorns from Jesus. Why? Because I crucified myself 3 years ago. Why? I tell you once again, women, you run the universe is physically, cosmetically, verbally. Your voice is way more powerful than my voice. So how to get your attention? Ink therapy, right? So with that said, that's why 3 years ago when I was with my breakup, I didn't have to, right? But I chose to because I'm like once again, first and foremost, there has to be other motherfuckers in the universe that are woke, that speak what I speak, but they keep to themselves because if you say too much as an empathetic person, who's going to take you out? Narcissistic people, because you're saying too much, right? Because you're trying to help people kind of guide them for life. Like, what? I got choices? Yeah. You got choices every day above ground. But what are you doing? Like a 95% of you, because you're born codependent, you're getting, you're buying and getting happiness, right? Baddies-wise, and people and man-made bullshit. At the end of the night, why the fuck do you have depression? Why are you drinking the bottle? Why are you doing bullshit? Why the fuck do you have overthinking? Why the fuck can't you go to sleep every fucking night? I
gotta talk about another thing, too. I hang up on people a lot when I get mad.
Mm-hmm. Well,
like I hate having to argue.
Well, so you shouldn't get to that point.
It's like
no, you shouldn't get to that point.
It's bad. I hang up, but it's like
that's okay.
When I hang up, it's to like kind of get them to understand. Like, okay, wait till I kind of like calm down, or whatever. Then I'll fucking tell you what I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
And that's something that I have. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm not this and I'm not that or whatever because I can be mean when I can be mean.
Anybody can.
And
yeah.
I know, I know.
But see,
what I am,
but you do.
It's hard, Marge, because I don't know how to control it. Like at times it's either I hang up or it's like I have to have that last word. At times it's just kind of like shit. It's not my way or the highway. That's not what it is. It's not like what people say that it has to be my way or the highway. It's the fact that like I'm really paying attention to everything that the person does. Like whoever it is I'm talking to, whoever it is that's around me, I pay attention to every fucking detail. So I expect that from somebody else, but they don't. So then I get mad because I'm like, why is it that I do it, but you can't do it,
Thanks, cool positive.
So, yeah.
For sure. No, see, well, here's the kicker. So remember this term, rejection is protection. So with that said, like, the intent is, when you say an argument, is not to keep escalating because it's not going to get better. Because when you're both triggered and you're both yelling at each other, the bad side of you, the narcissist, come out of you, and the pride and ego kicks in. So I hear pride and ego. you start cussing and fucking bring up each other's past
and that's
and
why
all
it tends
that
to make
bullshit. Yeah. So
I just wanna like I'll hang up and then I'll just be like,
get some air.
Cool down because I don't want to say something that I'm gonna regret.
Right.
So then it's like, let me cool down, and then that's my way. It's either
No,
that's
the correct way to do it. That's why it's my boy from TikTok, Fred says hello. That's his username, right? But his name's Fred, which I'm with this tat on because it's fucking good. He's like, remember this, rejection is protection. I was like, that's legit. Because what are you doing? You're rejecting the fucking argument, and you're hanging up, right? You're protecting yourself. So you calm the fuck down, chill, and then from there, you text it out. I hanged up on you for this reason. We're not going nowhere with the situation. I don't want to say something that I'm going to regret, right? So with that said, when you're calmed down, I'm calmed down, we can try this again. And that way, by you doing that individual, what are you doing? On your side, communication comprehension. On their side, they're hearing it, reading your text, they're communicating, they don't have to comprehend. That's why, once again, typically females are what? More empathetic, do communication comprehension. Men are more narcissistic, we do communication, we don't comprehend. That's why you're talking to a fucking wall. That's why women have the same conversations with quote-unquote men.
But I guess, like, I'm a little harsh because at times it can be that, I do have patience, but what I don't have patience is when it's like I have to constantly be repeating myself, and that's something that I don't like. So it's like I said, if we're talking and having a conversation, I expect that as if it's just me and you, or if it's a group of us or whatever, and somebody just joins the conversation, and it's like someone else is listening, but the other person that I'm talking to doesn't listen. I'm like, I don't know. I get triggered by that. Like, if you're not paying attention and I'm trying to tell you something, and it's like, hello, that's how I get. Like, how I'm talking to you right now, that's how I get. I'll be like, hello, I'm talking to you, and whatever. And then they're like, really? You're going to get mad like that? Like, that's exactly how they get. So then they're like, fuck, it's either Aurelia's way or the highway. Like, you want everything like this and this and that. And I'm like, fuck it. If you like it, good. If you don't, I'm sorry. My bad. Like, peace out. Right. That's how I get. And it's like, fuck, maybe I'm being a bitch.
Well, what you can also try to do is like reverse psychology. So match energy. So if you're talking to somebody, right, and they're not talking back to you or they're not paying attention, then you match the energy. And whatever, be it verbally, body language, like, cool. When they start talking, do the same shit. So watch TV, what the fuck. And then when I'm talking to you, oh, you're talking to me? And then I get triggered. Oh, now you know how I feel. So every time I talk to you, it's the same shit. So I'm matching your energy. You play, I tell people, you play stupid, I can play stupider all day, every day. I'm not the one, you know? Okay, so that's why it's called reverse psychology. Right. And then that's when it trigger them. Like, well, now you know how I feel. I've been trying to talk to you all this time. And that's why we have the same conversations, because I'm doing communication comprehension. You're just doing communication. It's not going nowhere. So I'm matching your energy. And once again, my when I was going to my DV classes, they taught me that shit. That my caseworker, she's like, just do reverse psychology with my first baby mom, right? Because she's like, I narcissistic, all this shit, right? And like, what do you mean? What's that? Like, whatever she tells you verbally, say same shit. If you keep repeating yourself, don't matter what she says. And she'll be like, Marge is a faggot. Marge is a faggot. And she's like, are you gonna repeat everything I say? I'm like, you gonna repeat everything I say? And it's stalemate. It triggers them. It's stalemate. A little bit like, either they potentially get physical with you, because that's narcissist traits, or they just walk away. And from there, I was like, oh, cool. And fucking, that's like, there it is. I love reverse psychology. Because what
I have is that, like, this is like, we can be having, in a relationship, per se. In a relationship, if we have an argument over something or whatever, okay, I want to talk about it then. Right away, I want to talk about it and clear it out. Okay. But then, at times it gets to a point like, okay, we're talking about it, it'll end up into an argument or whatever. Yeah. But once it starts into an argument, I'm like, I want to get down to it. I want to get down to it. Just like, like say I caught somebody doing something or whatever, or they lied to me about going, I don't know, say they said they were going to go to a store, they ended up going somewhere else and didn't tell me that they were going to go to another place. And it comes out in the conversation, and it's like, something else just came out, and it's like, okay, you just told me you were going to go to the store, and then you ended up going to somebody's house, and then you went to I don't know what, and it's like, whoa, like, I don't need to investigate shit, because that shit will come out like this in your mouth. It's,
right.
So it's like, I want to, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you just said right now, what just happened. They'll be like, no, but it's not. You want to make it a big deal all the time, and whatever. All I did was go to the store and go over here, and I went to go stop by and say hi to a friend. Like, okay, this is what I always say, Mars. Flip a card. What if I did that? Right. Then they're like, why do you always have to fucking flip a card on me? Why do you always have to say that? Like, you want to get back? No. Well, trust me, I'm not a person to get back on a person. Right. I'm not gonna do the same shit that you did. I'm telling you, flip a card. What if I did? Right. Are you gonna like you're not. So that's what I do all the time, and it's like people be calling me on that shit, like, why do you gotta fucking flip a card? Because it feels good to flip a card
Well,
on somebody.
you're giving
It's
scenarios,
like when
right?
huh?
You're giving them a scenario, like how would you like, let's switch shoes. If I did that, how would you react? You probably wouldn't like it, right? So.
And that's what's caused a lot of breakups, but I'm okay with it because I flipped the card. I
No,
felt good flipping the card. You don't like it? I'm sorry.
Well, that's because you're too much for them, first and foremost. That's why you have the intent with potentials to be you match each other's energy, level, standards, and love language. If you don't have 4 in sync, it's not going to work out because you're going to do the butt lines.
Yeah, like per se that you go, like you have a trust in a relationship. There's all this trust, okay? But there's 2 different kinds, right? There's a trust. There's times where you can be in a relationship and have all that trust with the partner. And it's like, okay, you can do your thing, I do my thing. We're not checking up on each other. It's like once in a while, message me, babe. I mean, hey, 1 minute, 2 minutes, at least let me know you're whatever thinking of me or something, But when it comes to say like, because obviously a man needs man time, women need women time.
Oh, your space, quote unquote. Right.
That's what I think,
Well, yeah, but you should be able to breathe.
No, you can't be like te da la mano y agarra la pata también. That you end up staying the night. You stay the night and then you think it's okay and be like, come back like nothing. Hell no, you did not just do that. Because in my book, it doesn't roll like that.
Right.
So it's like, how is it okay for you to do that? But if I do that, I'm a fucking puta. I'm this,
right.
that,
See,
or what the hell? Why are you trying to do that? You trying to get back at me? Fuck no. I don't get even, Steven. I walk out.
Right. Well, that's the intent, just to walk out. Well, if it's toxic, the best thing to do is take the L, walk away, and save yourself. Because you can't fix it or save them, right? You tried for so long to do your part. All good shit, but that's why people are more narcissistic in the Spanish world, machismo and shit. That's why typically, huh?
I said, who coming?
Just keep your mouth shut. That it's, I mean my mouth. Oh, it's Melissa. What's up, Melissa? How you doing? How's it going? But that's it. What you
just keep your mouth shut. She told me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm on here, like, don't tell me to keep my mouth shut. I'm not talking whatever, unless you want me to talk out of my ass.
See, but that's why what I believe is like, I keep it 1,000 day one, right? So you talk about all your shit day one. Like, as an individual, on the traditional way, we go on dates. Like, I'm not doing dates. I'm doing date. And we're talking about everything, right? So we're doing scenarios like, okay, what's your jealousy issue? Like, are you jealous? Are you controlling? And, if you lie about it today, I want you to remind, remember, I don't need you in my life. I want you in my life. You see, the door is always there for you. I can leave, you can leave. I don't own you, vice versa. So with that said, we're talking about everything today. So I want to see where your head's at.
And it's like you say, yeah, I guess, because that's why I like to be who I am. And the people that know me, they already know who I am and who I am or whatever, the way I speak, the way I think, and so like that, they already know it. So it's like, if you still want to be part of it and still want to talk to me, okay. But like I said, don't get hurt. Don't get hurt and don't get all butt tickled because of the way I am. That's how I am. Like, that's what you're gonna get. I can't pretend to be somebody else. Well, I can't pretend to be like whatever. And like you said about dates. Like when you go on dates, yeah, it's obviously common sense to be as honest and talk about like how you are or what kind of person you like and this and that or maybe the way you whatever. Because before you even take that step and decide to drive off and be like, okay, yeah, let's do this. Llegando al pinche restaurant, that's even if you go to the restaurant, okay? Even if. Because at times it's not, they're like, let's go out to eat, and then I'm lugar, no? So I'm saying, like, they'll say, let's go to the restaurant, we're talking, and then they'll ask you questions. Mm-hmm. You can still be sitting there having a good time and eating, and the conversation
that's what I tell people, enjoy the fucking meal.
Whoa, we were just eating, what happened?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, like, you're there for the meal, right? Like, even with the shitty conversation, enjoy your fucking food. Make your life positive best as and make everything heaven on earth, right? So if they're being bitter and shit, like, yo, we're on a date, we're eating, I want to get to know you in this conversation. If you can't conversate, I'm going to still enjoy my meal. You want me better, that's on you. But that lets you know we're not going to involve in the situation. So what's wrong with the conversation? If I bothered you, please verbalize that. If you can't talk to me today and we're not even together, imagine you, and call them out on this shit. Imagine you by my side. You still won't talk to me, and I'm your partner officially, quote unquote, and that's why the same thing. Like that's why I tell people, judge me everybody.
I'll give an example.
Go for it.
Too, like say, I guess say, how would I say it? Like say if I go in a date and the person tells me how they they are, what kind of person they are, you know, like what, you know, they talk about something else or whatever. They're sick-minded or something, and they want to go off-bound of talking about us or whatever, and it just goes to like something else.
Like
just
what?
say how it's sexual.
Oh, TLC.
You know, and it's
Right.
yeah.
Yes.
So they go to that, and it's like, what the fuck? Like,
Well,
you know,
that's
did we come here to come eat? Did we come here to talk about that? Like,
well,
I will sit there and I would be like, I will not be able to enjoy my meal, and then I would just look at the person and be like, well, I'm sorry, but you can do yourself,
right.
because I don't do after meals.
Oh, as far as like TLC, it's aka fucking dessert.
There you go. There you go.
Analogies.
What is it? Dessert entre whatever.
Oh, when you start with you know, the googly eyes and go from a hug, then you're making babies.
There you go. That's what I was trying to tell. I was trying to tell somebody.
Well,
today.
that's the intent, not to, because
you gotta listen to my friend, because my friend says it better.
I love analogies.
Well,
think about it.
Put that shit on a shirt.
Yeah, oh, I'm gonna put it on a shirt. Just that. With that, I probably get it. I probably get.
Lock eyes. Once you lock eyes and then a hug.
Oh yeah, well that's what it is. Like that's what me, and when I did my friend fit in Seattle, you know, women taught me this. My friend taught me this, because I can understand, like me, and I, like, once again, I did the whole phase, right? So with that said, why? Because my first baby mom destroyed me, and I was like, you know what, being the nice guy, nice girl, after you get destroyed, right? I was there overall with her 12 years, and she cheated, that I know of, right? She, in 08, 09, she cheated, right? So I was working all this time, and I was working multiple jobs, all that good shit, right? So she could have been cheating fucking 12 years of my life. I don't fucking know. Do I care to figure out? No, I don't. She could tell me, I smashed every, I'm gonna fuck you, smash everyone in the apartment. I don't give a fuck anymore. That's the past, right? One is that's why to trigger somebody. If you want to trigger somebody, especially ex, to cheat on you, and they want to be with you and have TLC, just tell them a word to hurt them really bad. Tell them, like I told her, sorry, baby girl, I wouldn't lay down with you at all. Why? Because you're tainted. What the fuck you mean I'm tainted? In my head, you said with one person, you said with the whole fucking world. Deadass. So I'm cool. I'll sleep with your home rules, your family, but you. That destroys them every which way. You know. So with that
your mama, your sister, your what? Yeah. You say?
Yeah. So that, but see, when you tell them that by using that word, because that's a harsh ass word, then you let them know what you said, that mentality wise, like, yo, we're done. There's nothing here. There's no fucking baby mom, baby father, bennies, none of that bullshit. So that's why.
I think another topic would be like, why women? Why women? Even men too. But
what do you mean? Why women what?
There's usually a relationship, okay? Say I'm in a relationship, and then say that dude goes and cheats on me or whatever, or the girl that I'm with cheats on me, okay?
Okay.
Why is the other bitch talking shit about me and not knowing who I am? And it's like, I'm one person, and I'm just...
You know why? That's a simple answer.
I want them to fucking hear it from me, from right here.
Right.
Okay?
But the answer to that is very simple. Because scenario, I'm your boyfriend, right? And I go cheat on the girl, right? And then that girl that I'm messing with, because I'm doing the jailhouse tag on me for a reason, right? So with that said, I'm playing the role of victim. I'm telling my, the side chick everything that, because she everything I bitch about you, she knows about that, right? So with that said, so she starts disliking you because you're mistreating me. So I'm playing the role of victim, and she's believing my story, because why? I'm laying down with her. So I'm offering what? In her head, I'm offering love.
Women, stop fighting over a fucking D, and stop fighting over whoever. Like, I think that we as women should unite. Like, why talk? We shouldn't even listen to what that person has to say. I'm that person that is like, I don't even care what this person has to say or whatever. It's like, I gotta see it. I gotta see it. If somebody's he said, she said shit, I don't listen to it.
Right,
so I need to see it with my own eyes. But I never disrespect a woman. It doesn't matter who it is. Like, if I'm dating somebody and say that person cheated on me or whatever, I don't have nothing to say. I'm not gonna be like, fucking bitch, you took my whatever,
woman,
and, you fucking whatever. Well, I'm not gonna lower myself. I'm shit. There's many fish in the sea. There's many D's in the sea. There's many people in the sea. There's all that. And like, why fight? Why can't you just move on? Well, if that person's taken or you suspect that person's taken, move the fuck on.
Right, but okay, so the reason why a person gets triggered to get the point to want to fight the milkman, milk lady, right? The reason being because in Spanish, Sancho, right? So with that said, the reason being because in the person that's in there, I cheat on you, right? And you want to fight, the mistress, right? The reason why you get to that point because in your head, you're like, I invested my love, my time, my loyalty to me, right? And I just gave that shit up for her. Like nothing, right? Like you gave the relationship like that fast. So you remember, everyone's got fucking narcissist traits. We all have BPD, bipolar, borderline personality disorder, and narcissistic personality disorder, which is NPD. If that's not true, why the fuck are you fighting the mistress? You know who the fuck she is, right? But with that, remember this.
Yeah, I've already had that March. Girls will message me and they'll tell me shit, and then I go, hey, and let me tell you, we're friends. Now we're friends because I tell them, why are you telling me shit? Or why would you tell me shit if you don't know who I am?
Right.
You think that I'm fucking your dude? I'm not fucking your dude, okay? I go like,
but you know why? You know why I say that?
No.
But you know why I say that?
Like, I go, but trust me, I'd be the first bitch to put that motherfucker on blast on anything. So if he's doing something, I put you and your dick on blast. I will put you on blast. I promise that.
Right.
But now I'm really good friends with a lot of girls that ended up either talking shit to me and blowing me up, telling me shit, and then it's like, why are you telling me shit? Then it's like, now, hey, we're really, really close.
Right.
And tag team back again, because now it's like, now we can sit there and be like, yeah, now it's like if I'm dating somebody, that person tries to hit her up, at least now she tells me. Where if she's dating somebody and her dude tries to hit me up, now I'm telling her.
Right.
And that's the best way to go.
No, for sure. I mean, the only reason why she will get her feelings, talk shit about you, because remember, what she do? She passed boundary with your man, right? Scenario me-wise, right? So with that said, in her head, she's gaslighting, manipulating herself that you're laying down with me still, right? And here's the kicker: everyone's got BP empathy, so you can use your narcissist traits, like I told my ex-wife, my baby moms, right? If I don't be a traditional baby father, a traditional Spanish culture machista, and then the machismo, I could lie to your man and say, every time she comes to the crib, I'm smashing her, and I'm just lying out my fucking ass using my narcissist traits. Now, what am I gonna do? Cause issues with their relationship because he didn't probably believe it. Right? Because typically what happens with baby mama fathers. How many baby mama fathers in the fucking universe they're fucking married, both of them. They both have partners, but low-key they're fucking doing baby boy and shit, smashing each other and fucking doing the bennies and shit. And no one knows but them two. But they hate each other in the relationship, they hate each other after, but they're smashing like bunnies. Make that shit make sense, right?
But I think doing these videos and everything, it's good to have a women's side and a man's side to be able to say like, hey, women do it too. I'm not gonna lie, women do it too. And
right,
sometimes men are the ones that are stuck in it too. They'll be stuck in it where it's like, well, shit, I'm dating her, and then she probably told him bad shit about me. So then they're back and forth either. But hardly men ever fight over a woman. Okay, men are easily and fucking jump to another bitch.
The only ones
they don't give a fuck.
Right,
women are over here fighting over one fucking dick, and it's like, please, that makes me laugh. That makes me laugh.
So that's why, once again, so if you break down, we just call and the DSM-5, but it's called triangulation. So that's why you have a scenario. Jada, that's you. Will is I. Will Smith. Jada Smith. August, it's the mistress, right? So with that said, if you break it down correctly, so the mistress, right, that she's messing with me. Especially if she knows the relationship, right? So she's using her narcissist traits to do what? Because I'm venting to her. So scenarios. That's why I love TikTok. So you're my wife, right? So you're the housewife, right? And I go to work. Stressed, mad, bitter. I have female coworkers, right? They would look at me, yo, Mars, what's up with you? Why are you feelings? I'm good. Well, because you can say you're good, but your face, your body language, tone of voice, sound like you're sad, sound like you're mad. Like, what's up with you? Simple question. Everything okay at home? Right? And I can deny her. I can deny her. Everything's cool. Everything's cool. To finally break down. And you know what? Let me speak my mind. And she might say, yo, you can talk to me if you want to. I'm here to, I'll hear you out, right? So what do we start doing? We start talking, right? And then what do? I'm going to tell her all the problems that you and I have, right? And from there, wise, you got to be careful because, everyone's got empathy and sympathy, right? Even if you're narcissistic wise. That's what people fuck around all the time. Yeah. Anyways, the intent as an individual is you control your heart feelings, right? It's cool to feel sorry, have empathy and sympathy for people, but try not to get involved in their fucking shit and do a triangulation, the entanglement and shit. Because it can happen. Because what I say, which eventually I would, if I wrote a book, I call it the if lines. So whatever I told my coworker about you, right, scenario, right? Let's say I bitched about you that, you're jealous, you're controlling, and she accused me of cheating. I'm not doing shit, right? So I'm telling my coworker that. And what's she going to do? Is she starts catching feelings for I, and when she draws the if lines, yo, Marge, Yorito, if I was, if you was with me, I wouldn't be jealous. If you was me, because I say I bitch about no TLC. If you was me, yo, we do TLC all the time.
That's what I need to stop doing then, because I'd be like, but I do get cheated. I've got cheated so many times. I gotta say, I've never cheated. But yeah, I message people, but I don't cheat. Okay,
Well,
if I'm not getting what
nothing's
I'm
wrong
getting
with
at home,
conversations
if I'm
as long
not
as you're not
getting what I'm
passing
getting at
boundaries.
home, and that person's not giving me that communication, clearing out communication, and you're not giving me what is like what I'm giving you, then what am I? What the fuck? I'm not gonna put my shit on hold and not talk to anybody and not have friends and not have a life just because now I'm giving you everything, but you're not giving it back to me. So
Correct.
yeah, I won't cheat on you by seeing a person going off or whatever, but I will message people because I have to
You gotta vent, tell somebody, which is cool,
right, but not in another way.
But with that, remember that's why day one you talk to people about the potential. Like, yo, like how are you with people? Like, what do you mean? How is your jealousy? Like me, individual, I talk to people behind the screen. So for the foremost ladies, single father, 2 baby mom. First one's MIA for 11 years, doesn't exist. Pray she's doing good, etc. Right? Second one, co-parenting, best as, and all that great jazz. Right? So with that said, I talk to as an individual, I talk to many females on these platforms. Right? When I went on Zoom calls, all the great jazz. Second of all, like to my last dying breath, as long as I don't kill the Wi-Fi, stop social media, I don't get banned on all these lives and all my TikToks, YouTube, etc. I'm gonna keep saying this shit to my last dying breath. So I'll keep doing my one-on-ones. So in my head, I'm already famous. I'm already traveling, doing all this shit, talks to the pods, right? So the day it happens, are you gonna be ready for that? Is that gonna bother you? That I'm gonna spend a lot of time talking to people and shit. I'll make time for us, yes. But with that said, are you ready for it? Because if I'm too much for you, remember this. You're not gonna hurt my feelings, especially Rito, check this out. I thought I could do this. But yeah, you're definitely on social media hella. Yes, now that you made it, now you're traveling. Like, I'm making money for what I'm doing, what I'm saying. And that bothers you, then cool. Then I'm too much for you. Remember this. We can stay friend associates, but the door's always there. I'm not yours, you're not mine, etc. Right? I pray for you and we still be a friend associate. I go my day. But see, that's why you gotta verbalize that shit. That's why you tell people, like, yo, how jealous are you? Like, and remember this. People that are hella jealous, that is the insecure. First and foremost, you have child trauma, right? So with that said, them relationship, if you keep them destroyed, especially if they don't take time to heal, fuck them. Which say more men, narcissistic, they're hella controlling, right? So when they met you, it was cool rocking your gear, your dresses, showing cleavage, all the good shit. Now you hook up by the side, and our shitty culture machista, you gotta dress like a fucking nun. Yeah, you gotta dress like a fucking nun. But they get checked out every day on social media.
And the good thing, I've had only one person in my life that's actually been like, I prefer you to show everything. I prefer you to dress whatever way you dress.
Nothing wrong with that.
Because at the end of the night, I'm going home to that person.
It was that's the mentality to have.
So that's how I am too.
Right, that's the mentality to have.
I'm not gonna control the way you dress. Don't control the way I dress.
But right, exactly.
You have to respect your body too, But,
right.
I mean, yeah, if they see you, it's like saying, we meet at the dance and they see me in a dress or they see me in something short and that's what they see. But you're not gonna see that all the time because I'm not gonna be like that all the time,
Right.
But I'm not gonna be like all of a sudden. Oh, but by the way, I don't want you dressing like that because you're showing too much, or put your shirt up because you're showing too much cleavage,
right.
or bájate la falda because you're showing too much whatever. And it's like, excuse me.
Well, see what? Correct. And see what that said. That's why when a person has jealousy, insecurity issues, that's from the previous relationships. That's why
they're insecure and jealous of what. Like if anybody looks, I've had one partner tell me, I love it when people look at you. I love it when people pay attention and they're just watching you or whatever because, damn, that makes me feel like shit. That's mine.
Well, that's the pride and ego. As long as you control your pride correctly, wise, it's like, yeah, everyone's trying to my girl, right? I'm blessed. But that's why I tell people, first and foremost, like, you can't control your partner, right? But that's definitely your choice if you allow all the good shit, submissive and all that corny bullshit. But with that said, that's why, like me, scenario, like you have to all my exes, even when I did my benefits. I don't care what they rock. They can wear fucking show cleavage, days, dudes, whatever. In the Spanish culture, our shitty culture, they be your mandilon. She runs the show. I'm like, and then like she can cheat. Anyone can cheat whenever they want to. That's their choice, right? Especially me as an individual now. Like scenario, let's say scenario. I've been solo for a year now, right? Still about like rich shit, right? So let's say I get a girlfriend in the next month, right? And let's say I get 10 of them. Every single one of them cheat. First and foremost, I trip, I don't fall. That's my situation. And her and I can talk about it, baby girl. We can talk about what you did, but remember this. So back in your head because you're thinking maybe. If we talk about it, there's a potential that there's nothing to fix. What you got to do work on yourself because you fell to lust. Let's talk about how you fell to lust. The intent, the next relationship you get in, you don't do that to him or her, whatever you're into, right? If you keep doing that, it's called, first and foremost, you fell to love. The answer to why people fall to lust, especially men, because more narcissistic, the answer is, which I'm going to tell you, you have no self-will. Why do you think your eyes fucking wander too much? So if you keep cheating, it's called a habit and addiction. You can't be in relationships. Being poly, open, swinger, fucking benefits. Do not be in a monogamous relationship because you can't. highly impossible. You're not ready for the situation. Think is not knowing. I thought, yeah, that's your problem. You thought. You gotta know. So with that said,
al fin del cuento, I mean, how do you say it? What is it?
At the
How
end
do
of
you
the
say? Al
day,
fin del cuento, men need to be more. How do you say, like, more honest, I guess, because a lot of men
their
right now
intentions.
are going right, like how you said, that they quieren bajar la luna y las estrellas
Love
like,
bomb. Yeah, the
right
love bomb.
away, and then later on it's like, that was just to get.
Well, that's why the term is called love bombing. So that's why I tell people, everyone for the most part, males or females, but more males do it because they're trying to get your attention, all that good shit. Because for the most part, if you break down men and women run the universe. My options and my DMs compared to yours is no comparison at all. Any female, fucking 80 pounds width to 1,000 pound width, she walks the streets, someone's gonna give her attention. Guys, we gotta do a lot more to get attention, right? So a lot of guys be like Rico Suave, fucking rock the gear, Gucci and Prada. They use cosmetic bullshit.
Suave, they have to be Rico Suave because that's the way they're gonna get a girl. But I think a man should feel good about who they are, how they are.
If they have self-confidence, yes.
And I guess if you just want sex, just say it. It doesn't matter who
you know what they want to say it?
At the end of the day, you just might get it, you just might not get it. You might get lucky, you might not get lucky. Women,
right.
That's our choice if we want to fucking go for it or not. And that's what her mouth is for. So if you give it up, fucking give it up. But let's not get our feelings all butthurt, be like, oh my god, it's because he said I'm beautiful and because he fucking got me some flowers and
right,
oh my god,
that's the love bombing.
He's gonna do that. He's gonna do that.
Well, see, that's
how he gets into your panties a couple times, and then he's gonna what is it? Toot it and boot it.
Right, but see, Marge, what do you do if you? Oh, she's okay. I'll read the rest of it. But what you gonna call it? Yeah, it's very. So with that said, very well said. That's why, like, okay, so. Men won't say that their intentions, like let's say scenario, all they want is lust, and that's a scenario.
They want to play the game.
Like, right, but the reason why they do that is because they're probably an ego. So scenario, if I want to hook up with you, right, but I'm in Spanish, the machista, the player, right. So what am I gonna do? Buy you with gifts, love bomb, tell you beautiful, fucking put you on cloud 9, right? But my intention is just lust. But I'm not gonna tell you that. So what do? You're beautiful, text you, all that good shit, right? And after I get the skins, TOC. I stay there, peace gotta go. Mission's over. The high DSM-5 is called a dopamine. The high is over. I already got it. You know.
Hay otros they end up going all the way because now it's either good and they want it at home. Now they want it at home, but they're still looking somewhere else.
Well, yeah. What's that saying? They say they want the cake, but they want to eat it too. See, but that's why, right? But with that said, as an individual, that's why I tell people it's fucking obvious. If you're more narcissistic. You know, in Spanish, machista and shit, you do machismo. Let's say, you and I are on a date, right? So we're talking and vibing. Remember, we're not together. It's a date. But you and I are talking. You got to study me. What's my fucking tone of voice, facial expression, body language? Watch my fucking eyes. If I'm talking to you, when I get to know you, I love bomb you all this shit before we're on a date. But I'm chatting the waitress. Any females that,
I comment.
Any female that, that walks by, I'm checking them out, you know? Then guess what? I'm lusting in front of your face. And you're like, oh, well, that's what guys do. No, boys do that shit. Man, I'm talking to you because I want to get to know you, and that's it, right? It's you and I, and that's it. But if you let the red flag slide, which a lot of females do, males do the same shit too, then guess what? You're going to fucking fall in your face hard. And when they use and abuse you, peace gotta go. Guess what? But yes, he told you everything you wanted to hear. So tell people, am I acting nice? Am I being nice? Am I offering you love or offering you lust? If you can't judge and read me, I will destroy you.
What you need to say more often is, what is that word that you say? When it's how do I say? Girls pay attention to see if he is it your, like, if he wants to be with you or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's the saying. Am I acting nice? Am I being nice? You know, do I want to be with you? Do I need to be with you?
Pay attention to my what? Like my.
Oh yeah, what I'm saying. Tone of voice, body language, facial expression, then my eyes, especially the eyes. If my eyes are wandering in front of your fucking face, then guess what? I'm going to smash you, your sister, and your mom because I love you and I love God.
That one.
Then that's why the downfall, the downfall, you know how many females I talk to that, you know, they're religious. You know, you can tell they're, you know, religious, whatever, the matter, you know, Buddhist, whatever religion there is. I tell them, I go, Queen, I know you are, right? But the potential you tell me your ex is, just because I go, baby girl, just because I go to church with you, right? And I read the Bible, all the good stuff.
Man, I got I gotta go do so many stuff in the morning.
Right. Oh, you good. But see, that's why I tell people. People fall to the thing with religion, like with God, whatever your God is. You know, I don't care if you're Muslim, Christian. You can be, Buddha, Jehovah's and all that stuff. I don't care if you're atheist,
yeah,
right?
you can be whatever it is you want to be and
It's
believe
like,
whatever you want to believe. But at the end of the day, there's only one God, and that God is and you don't necessarily, like we said, you don't have to go to church to prove anything. You don't have to attend it. As long as you're a big believer, strong believer, faith, and you trust in Him. And
as an individual.
I mean,
you're blessed.
He's everywhere. He's everywhere. He's not
in you. You're part of Him.
Well, you can't see Him. He's actually everywhere.
Right. But that's why you're part of Him. But that's what I'm saying. Like, which I'm gonna get tattooed on my back. I'm gonna get the toothpaste tattoo, the big cross. I call it I don't know if that's a proper name for the cross, but the Exodus cross. So I'm gonna get I'm gonna get that on my back. The very top's gonna say, as long as you live godly, all the 10 commandments, Jesus like as an individual, then you're blessed as an individual. That's what people don't focus on. I'm a Catholic, I'm a Buddhist, I'm a Christian. Okay, so all Christians are good? All Buddhists are good? No. As an individual, like I could be like, sitting there, you and I are together, right? I go to church.
You're gonna be something, man. You're gonna be fucking known out there from like
everywhere. Well, I'm gonna trigger the fucking boys.
You just have everything. You have a fucking book on you, or like you just have everything on you.
Well, that's why one of my followers on you now, she was like, this is like last year. I haven't got a lot on you for a minute, which pretty soon.
And pretty soon, all you're gonna have to say, Mar, just be like when your body's all full with everything that you want to say.
Just read it right here.
All you're gonna have to do from now on, you're just gonna be like, I ain't talking, just read me.
Yeah, that's my purpose. That's my purpose. Yeah. That's why I was today I was pumping gas, right? And this girl, she just saw me. She walks up to me. She's like, not to be rude, but like, what's all this? I was like, oh, you got time to talk really fast? She's like, go for it. I'm pumping gas also. I was like, well, I'm gonna give you a crash course to life, and I broke it down. Narcissists, machista, she's Chicana, and she's like, what? Yeah. So I go scenario. I'm with you, right? And probably this already happened to you, but in our culture, I'm the guy. I'm the machista. Right? So you have to dress like a nun. Before you were showing your body off, you got no jealous control because the guys will look at you, right? So now you become a nun. I'll check out your home with your sister and your mother. I'll smash all your family, right? Female side, right? And from there, you can't say shit at all. And me, I'm going to say the devil's in me. I'll go to retreats, all this shit, go to counseling. I'm still going to do the same shit. You're going to accept me, right? And then you're going to stay there like no respect, but to trigger you like a dummy, like your mother, auntie, sisters, grandma. Look at them. But you're going to stay there and say, well, you know, men do that shit, right? And then at least we stay together, like, right. So that you get people that break up and try to do co-parenting shit, but you get just to have the pride and ego, like, well, I'm with my man with my woman for 40 fucking years. I'm like, yeah, 40 years fucking miserably. I don't want that fucking title. Fuck that title. I want to be fucking healthy. And she was like, tell me I'm lying. I'm more likely your mother's miserable, but she won't say that shit, right? And your father's still doing the same shit, right? And your brothers, your uncles.
Yeah, and there's
she was just quiet.
There's a lot of those relationships where they can be
like, every culture has it. Right.
Years together and they want to pretend that they're happy, but hey,
fuck all that.
They ain't fooling anybody.
Well, and that's my point being, like, if you're only fucking good to each other in the fucking holidays and for social media, but everyone locally knows that you guys are shit on social media, obviously you can throw up front, take selfies and kisses and shit. Because they don't know you personally in the community-wise, but people that know you in your community, like, yeah, that social media shit, that's garbage. That shit's so fucking fake. Those motherfuckers they're always catching cases, whooping each other's asses. They're always cheating each other. And they're still there because the kids, because religion, because of culture. Like, no. That's what I told her, look at you. She was like, I go, how Queen, how old are you? She's like, 20. I was like, oh, my daughter. I just told her, I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. Here, little Mexico, you have no chance. What do you mean? Our culture is shit. These boys are fucking... little players, right? Fucking fuck boys, right? This phone has zillion options. The downfall is that you females here locally, which I tell every fucking female, like, yo, tell your story. Fucking take a picture of your ex, post it. See, this guy is Juan right here. Don't say the last name for legal issues, right? But tell your story. This is what I dealt with. This is the red flags that I fucking missed. And what are you doing? What are you doing? You're forewarning everyone locally and on social media. This is what I dealt with. He was cheating, messing around, right?
But about doing stuff like that, even posting a picture of the person, that person probably was a dick to her, maybe a dick to another one, and dick to another one.
Right.
But in the long run, there can be one that comes along and changes that person, and he's not like that.
No.
So what did the girls just do? Burn this man.
Right. Don't.
Well, he burnt himself, But,
No,
you
well,
know,
no, well, that's my point being. Like, when a boy goes on to sue, well, I'm gonna sue you for fucking defamation. No, you dumb shit. You defame yourself by cheating on me, you dumbass. I made you famous and for the universe about you. The intent, the next relationship, you don't do that shit. If you keep doing it, you fall to lust, no self-will, a habit, and addiction. Your shit. You cannot be in a monogamous relationship. You're a manhole.
yeah.
So offer poly, open swinging fucking benefits. You can't be in a relationship. You don't know how to. Because you don't know how to love yourself. So with that said, I'm just forewarning people. You're bad because why? Your rep, your fucking tation. I ruined that shit, but you ruined it yourself. Change for the better or be the manhole that you fucking are. Take the title. That's what you are. You know? So with that said,
All right,
that's the only
well,
reason why people worry about the
that's
repetition.
it. That's it for me.
Alright.
That's it for me. Well, have a good night.
Oh, for sure. Have a good night. We'll catch you
Okay.
again. Ciao, ciao. What
How do you
do
hang up? Because I don't know.
Oh, you just push like finish or end on your side, I believe. You'll see it on the.
I have no idea.
Let me see on my side.
Oh, shit. My bad.
Yeah, I can't kick you on my side.
Oh, yeah.
But oh, there you are. Boom, rolling. Awesome, that was a good conversation. That's my friend already, man. Like, she's doing good. She's doing good. She's like, every time I do lives. But that's like, if you ever want to do pods, Zoom calls, I make pods out of them, etc. Just let me know. And remember, it's not about I, it's about you. I'm blessed in life. I don't need nobody. I want somebody, and vice versa. I like great jazz. And I make it sound hella easy, but remember, I worked on myself. That's why, once again, if you're younger, yo, that's how my kids. Your guys' relationship is shit because this phone too many options. And if you can't control your lust, you're always going to cheat. Start with emotional cheating, with your IG, with your Snap, make your little comments, all that good shit, right? So with that said, oh, it's no, you're good, really. No, don't be sorry. No, once again, a lot of people that don't have patience, don't work on themselves, they'll get triggered by getting cut off all the time or someone talking too much. Nah, I'm blessed and I'm just telling a story. And as far as Melissa, sorry, what do you do? What if you want Mel's? I'm sorry. Hey Melissa, you didn't. If you can say the rest of your question, please, I can answer potentially. If you don't mind, because you just asked Margie, what do you do if you, and then you stopped. So I can try to, if you want me to answer it. But anyways, that's why I tell people, like, just work at yourself, man. I tell you, I make it sound hella easy, right? Hella easy, because remember, I had a support team right here. My 10 black workers, love them to death because of them. Max the name, let's have her name on her, love respect to the fullest. I let her go in 88 days, 100%, 1470 to 1,000. That's why I said 1,000. You want to mess with me? I keep it 1,000. That's which I'm gonna have it on me tatted. When I start learning how to shirts my job, I'm gonna have my new shirts, 1,000, hashtag these and Red Pill podcast, all that. I keep it on real. That's why I'm an individual. That's what I say all the time. It's Spanish culture. I call it the whole Spanish culture, all over the universe. Hispanic, Latino, Spaniards. 99% of you boys can't teach me shit. Get your father, your uncles, grandpa. They can't teach me shit. 1% men, we're talking and vibing. 95% of the women can't teach me shit. 5% we're talking about, but here's the kicker. The 95% Spanish women, Hispanic and Spaniards wise, girls and women, we get talking and vibe about the situation, but they're more likely we get triggered or getting the feelings about it. Because I'm calling out them, their mother, auntie, grandma. I go, well, you're 20, like I told homegirl, you're 20 years old. I just told you what's happening in your relationship, right? I don't even know you. That's just shitty culture. That's the way it functions. So are you going to do what your sisters are doing, what your aunties are doing, what your mother's doing, and what your grandmother's doing? Do you want to be like them? You're 20 years old, so you want to be with somebody. Well, let's say I go scenario. I'm with you. I'm gonna cheat on you for 20 fucking years, and you're gonna accept that shit. That's your analogy. That's your hell on earth, and that is your choice. Or you just fall back and just chill. That's what I told her. Here locally, I've been here. You're single and shit. The longest in my lifetime, but I don't have loneliness. I don't feel alone. Because nothing wrong with being alone. What beats your ass is loneliness. Why? Because the answer is because codependency. What do you mean codependency? Because in your head, I need a body by my side. Why? Why do you stick with? That's why you stick to what you know. Your exes, right? Or if you're in toxic relationships, then if you're in toxic relationship, for the most part, you just know toxic love, being verbally, physically abused. You're a piece of shit. You're garbage. That to you is that's your fucking security blanket, right? So when you try to get in a healthy relationship, I want a healthy relationship. I see relationships that are happy and good and shit. Right? You want that, but are you ready for that? And that's why hurt people. So you think you're ready for it, and then you start dating a nice guy, right? With a nice girl, And then all of a sudden you get scared, like, you know, because you're used to toxic fucking love. Being loud, being ghetto, all that good shit. Obnoxious, they're jealous, controlling. Now they give you love and respect to the fullest, and you're getting scared, like it feels awkward. Yeah, because you're used to toxic love. You're not used to love. So what's gonna happen? You fall back and go back to your ex, or you go back to toxic relationships, or you cheat, or you know what? Sorry, that corny ass line. It's not you, it's me. Thought I was ready for this, and now you back out. So what do? Hurt people because you're hurt. You hurt them. So now you get destroy a person that's empathetic. Like, man, every time I do this shit, I meet some good individuals that go through shit. I pick them up when they're down, and now I got cheated again, or they broke up with me again. You know what? Fuck this. That's when the good guy, good girl turns bad. Narcissist traits. Like, yo, which I'm gonna do with, you know, like Tupac, you know, which I love Tupac. But with that said, he was talking about that. He would, like you said, I met this girl, etc. I think this is like early 20s, right? I met this girl, and she told me that I'm too, you know, that I'm too nice and too extra nice. And me, I'm like, I'm treating you like a flower, like a queen, like I'm, you know, giving you everything. I'm gonna be delicate with you, etc. Wise, and I'm too extra nice. And that's what he said. You know, he's like, that's when I said, fuck it, I'm gonna be like the guys in the streets. You know, call them bitches like the B. Then he was more proper, more the B word, bitches. And yeah, that's exactly what he did, and what he attract all the females. Because typically we go after the bad guy, bad girls because they're probably an ego and shit. Because, you know, they're attention whores, all that good shit. The downfall situation, you get fucking destroyed. That's why I'm going to get that on me, a category I created. You can't find this on Google. You can't find this in the DSM-5 book. Ask any therapist, ask your therapist, counselor, psychiatrist, psychologist, what is a lost empath? Not a dark one, a lost one. And they'll be like, what the fuck is that? Who told you that? Tell them I told you this, which I'm going to get that out of me. This is the lost empaths, right? The black market. This is the. I'm forewarning you. Everyone tries to be ahead of the fucking game, 10,000 miles ahead of the game. Who's that? You don't date gangbangers, mafiosos, drug dealers, racist, military cats, niggas from the block, especially niggas from the block, people from the block and shit. Male, that's the most fucking toxic, broken, codependent relationships. My first baby mom, de la calle, from the street mentality, you know, Latina, raised in New York, all that shit. Love the East Coast cats and all the good action. They're hella funny and shit, right? Ruthless with the fucking words, man. They should be all comedians, right? But if they're a ghetto from the streets, and any I don't give a shit, any female from the universe, not all of you are bad, a lot of you are bad. You're narcissistic, like fucking crazy. Toxic relationship, but I don't give a fuck how beautiful you are, fucking zillion fucking supercars. You can leave the hood, but the hood leave you. If someone calls you a bitch, if we, you know, say my girlfriend's de la calle, she's from the streets, right? Narcissistic wise. She left the hood. She's fucking making all the money, you know, Microsoft, all that good shit. But someone called a kid a bitch, or your kid's ugly. She more likely will catch a case for the kid. I don't give a shit. I'll go like, yeah, that's your narcissist traits. I'm not having you by my side. Ben has done that. I'm not giving you probation. I'm sorry, sir. Sorry, miss. Don't listen to her. She's a little crazy. Please don't call the cops. No, I won't ever have that shit by my side. Ever. Not never. Because when people are like, oh, I'm never going to cheat. I'm never going to drink. You're defying logic. Don't defy logic. Use every word but never. I won't cheat. I'll avoid. I'll stop. You know, whatever. Every fucking word you can use but never. If you don't believe me, say never, whatever. And when you do it, son of a bitch. Yeah, I was right. It's not being about right. I comprehend logic. That's Lucifer's side. He wants you to fall in face. He's a beast of what he does. So you're going to fall in face. And that's why I've been saying that like I since I met my first baby moms, right? And that's why when I was going with my second baby moms, I would say that the term, I guess she would act like it sometimes here and there because her traumas, child traumas, and past relationship wise, right? I didn't know all these terms then, but I was, you know, you got to be careful with your words because you can trigger your partners and the intent is not to, but when you both bumping heads, you can both be narcissistic and it's a fucking war zone, right? So that's why when I felt bad, we worked on myself, I was like, what? You know, this is a category I'm going to create because you got the traditional one, you got a hurt one, you got a lost one. Remember, those terms, traditional is just a regular empath, right? You know, whatever your religion is, godly, if you're Buddhist, atheist, I don't give a shit, but you're nice, you're a virgin, love and respect to everybody, right? You, in your head, everything's the fucking birds and the bees, fucking beautiful, right? But remember this, you have no physical touch. You haven't had no TLC at all. So you don't know anything about that. In the real fucking world, when you get destroyed after a relationship, you have TLC and they cheat on you, you cheat on them. But typically, if you're a female, you're going to get cheated on. It's hard to tell you, but you're going to get cheated on. Because once again, if these boys don't have men teaching them about, okay, well, this is why guys cheat, typically fall to lust. What do you mean lust? Well, you have your girlfriend, right? There's nothing wrong with, like, the top people, nothing wrong to look at a female, right? and then be like, okay, man, whatever you're into. Yeah, he's on point, she's on point, nice body, etc. And go on your day. There's fucking beauty and lust everywhere, right? But with that said, don't be sit there and fucking gawking, stuck on them. That's when you're passing boundaries, and now you're being lustful. And the reason why, because you can't control your narcissist trait, which is what? Lust, which I'm going to get that tatted on me this Saturday. And why? Because you have no self-will. And when you have self-will, you can regulate yourself all day, every day. That's how the fuck did I do my benefits? Yes, every girl I tasted, yes. Did I lay down every single one of them full TLC? No. A lot of them, yes, but because it was a connection, it's energy. But not every female. That's why everyone's like, my second baby mom, she'd be like, oh, you was a man-ho. Like, no, wrong category. If I wanted to, because she'd be like, oh, you smashed all Seattle. I was like, trust me, if I wanted to, I could, but I chose not to. I was selective who I laid down with when I was doing my benefits. It's about what? Communication, comprehension, energy. If we're talking and vibing, if it's not a full energy like that, the most I'll do is taste, and that's it. I will not be with her, like full TLC with her. Because when you do that and you exchange energy and it's forced upon, everything becomes awkward. That's what you ruin friendships, you ruin situationships that way. Because if you're not feeling the mood, then don't do it. Do everything but that. And which is for sure a lot of people like, how the fuck can you do that? Because you're already there. Right. It's called self-will. No self-will, fuck it, I'm doing it. Full meal deal. Self-will, like, no, baby girl, I'll do everything but that. And then the girl she might try to gas it, but I feel wrong. Don't feel wrong. I'm choosing this. And because why? I got self-will. Typically boys, they're narcissistic, they don't have no self-will. They're the ones banging everything and fucking walking, you know? Oh, sorry, apologize, Melissa. What would you do if someone would just want to keep a relationship with benefits? I'm sorry. Oh, talking about like, as far as like a real relationship, or talking about like benefits? Friend with benefits? Yeah, benefits. Love you, Marge. Keep doing what you're doing. Sorry, apologize. Keep doing what you do. Do never stop. You're amazing, and you really got balls to speak out as a man. A lot of men out there need to hear the truth and stop being ignorant, and maybe get punished. Shit, it would make this world way better. I promise that, man, brother. You got this, like a pop up. Yo, really, thanks you. You know, love and respect you to the fullest. But what you gonna call it? Yeah, no. This I'll say this to my last dying breath, man. Like tell people, yo, don't want to shut up. They kill the internet wise in general, or you put one in my head. So. And that's why I tell people, like, the day you hear about me that I off my dome because I was in depression, I got that shit on my neck for a reason. No, I am blessed in life. What happened is I said too much. So they don't want you to work. That's why Erykah Badu says, like, which I'm going to TED on me. I used to say 95 to 90% of the universe. Now I just say 95. With the reason being because of her. Everyone that's awake and woke in the Matrix, we have our own way of speaking analogies and metaphors, right? So she says 85% of the universe. I say universe. She says Earth, 85% of the Earth are followers, 10% are creators, and 5% observers. The 10% creators, aka narcissistic ones, are scared of the 5% observers, aka us, ones that are awake and woke, empaths-wise. They're scared of us. Why? Because they don't want the 5%ers to get hold of the 85%ers. Yo, you got choices. What? I got choices? Every day above ground, you got choices. You do whatever you want to do. Right, wrong, bitter, pop, drugs, pills, all people's off your dome. Your choice. So your choice to buy the Gucci and Prada. Buy the Gucci and Prada. Remember, it can't fix you or save you. Nobody by your side. No mammy bullshit. The only person who can do it, who? You, the person in the mirror. That's it. All we can do for each other is heal, guide, support, uplift, promotion, to each other. No drugs, no pills, no bottles, therapists, counselors, psychiatrists, and the cherry on top, not even God. What? Big man upstairs? Nope. He holds your hand, guides you. The Bible's right there, gives you all the answers. So it's on you when you're ready to do what? Take the time and choice, communication, comprehension with yourself to get your life back. If you choose to want to, it's your choice. If not, wear the mask, smile, be behind it, dining, crying about your life. Do that. Run from yourself for many years to be. No bragging rights when I say this, but to trigger you, in this lifetime, it took me 39 years of my life. So you're younger than I am, like 20 years old, 25 years old. You're hearing this shit, I'm giving you all the answers. You're way ahead of the fucking game. But remember, you heard it, communication, you don't have to comprehend at all. So you can go through 1,000 relationships before you hit 39 years old. If you hit 39 and you're still broken, codependent, you still have anxiety, depression, paranoia, all this stuff on my neck, then you hit 40, I beat you. And I gave you all the answers. But remember, it's whenever it's your journey, not mine, but I can hold your hand and guide you. As a friend associate, I won't ever give up on you. As a friend associate, you can fall on your face 1,000 fucking times, but not by my side. That's why I say all the time, to trigger you. If you're broken, codependent, not by my side. Friends and associates, that's it. I can't fix or save you. I'm not gonna put myself in a situation where in your mansion I will add a door of pain, because I would do scenario. I'll give you 1 year, right? Timeout. I gotta answer which I'm gonna call Melissa's. If she still, I think she jumped off. I apologize. But with what would you do if someone would you? Oh yeah, so back to the benefits thing situation. Benefits, first and foremost, you gotta be careful with benefits, because with benefits you can catch obviously feelings, right? And the intent, quote unquote, is not to if you're both on the same page, but easier said than done, because when you start doing TOC and it's called exchange of energy wise, you can catch feelings, and that's where it becomes difficult. And especially scenario. Like when I was doing my benefits, I would tell them I've been saying the word scenario since '09, because the older cat taught me that in my DB classes. Scenario, and he taught me goldfish talk, right? So with that said, I would tell a female scenario, like, because they'd be like, well, why can't we be a couple? Like, we're good together. I was like, right, but remember this, fate ruins your love story. We're not with each other. You can do whatever you want, whomever you want, take care of yourself, vice versa. And they'd be like, well, we can try. I was okay. I tell them, scenario is this. Remember, ready for it. So you want to be a relationship. Remember, you and I, you're not smashing nobody. I am. You saw my cell phone. I'm doing that with many others, right? So with that said, why would you want to be with me, knowing the fact that I'm doing benefits with other females, right? And on top of that, the cherry on top, I still love my baby mom. She's garbage. I don't know how to get it. It's not a light switch to let it go like that. I don't know how to. So I tell them, so why would you be with me? Because I like you. I love the way you speak. Right, I get it. It's cool. You and I, we're good with each other. Awesome. But here's the kicker. I'm gonna give you once again a scenario. Let's say, okay, I stopped doing my benefits with other females. It's just you and I exclusive. Now we're a couple, boyfriend and girlfriend, right? But here's the kicker. I still love my ex. I love my baby moms. I don't want to get rid of that shit. So why do you want to get in a situation? Like, what do you mean? There won't be a situation. Okay, I promise you there will be. How so? Because I still love my baby moms and I don't know how to get rid of it. So remember that. And I got, the worst case, I have kids with her. So all she's got to do is this. Do what? Scenario. Ready for a fucked up scenario? Remember, this is verbal. Not physical, it's verbal, right? It's in a scenario. So we're together, right? Let's say we're doing TLC, said all good shit, and all of a sudden she hits me up, yo, Marge, I want to be a family and work it out, right? And what am I going to do? I'm going to get excited because I still love her. I don't want to get rid of this shit. So with that said, what am I going to do? During the session, yo, I'm going to leave. My ex wants to work it out, be a family again. And I'm getting excited because we're going to be a family again and for the kiddos, right? And she fucking did that to me once, right? And then she tested me and I fucking failed hard. What'd I do? I ran back to my ex, all that good shit, right? And what happened? I remember this girl, she wasn't none of these friends with my girlfriends, but it was a fucked up scenario. And we're gonna potentially be one, try to be a quote unquote relationship. And what I do, I get up and left. And then when I got there, she's like, oh, no, I was just fucking with you. I know you probably left that girl, and I go back to the girl and see if she'll take you back. That's people that are narcissistic. They're beasts at what they do. They're always testing you. So with that said, that's why I tell people when you do benefits, you got to be very cautious with that. Lay down the rules. You got to have rules and boundaries. I tell all the females when I do my benefits in Seattle. And remember, in Seattle, extroverts. So 3 hours west from where I'm from. Eastern Washington, right here, little Mexico, old school white folk. Nope, 1950 Rolodex times. Introverts like crazy. And then and I forgot when I moved back here like 2012. I remember in Seattle extroverts. So I've been in Seattle for 12 years of my life. I got moved back home. I forgot the whole roles and the whole shit, the way the environment is. So by me talking to a female, bullshitting with a cashier, and the west side, it's called conversation, bullshitting, right? Small talk, quote unquote, right? East Washington, no, it's called flirting. My cousins, my people, like, yo, you gonna get a number? Even the girl, the cashier, look at me awkward. Like, hey, whatever their shirt. Hey, Maria, how you doing? How's it going? She look at me, good. Oh, like, weirded out. How's your day? How's work? How's family? She's like, whoa, that's a lot of questions. Like, do I know you? I'm like, no, you don't know me from Adams. I just know your name, Maria, name tag, and I'm asking simple questions. She's like, it's weird because no one asks questions. I was like, you're right, because this is East Washington, Mexico, and it's wrong asking questions, so I'm asking you a question. How's your day? How's work? How's your family? If you want to answer it, if not, you stay quiet. And typically sometimes they're introverted, don't say nothing, right? And respect, and maybe later on see each other, she starts speaking more and more. And then what they say, when you're introverts, when you start and you become more extroverted with somebody, because you become comfortable, right? Because it's a good environment and you feel good with them, the good energy, positive energy. And what do you say? Traditional line. Oh, like, typically I don't talk to a lot of people, but with you I could be myself. Like, and I'll be, yes, that's called you become an extrovert, because you're really an extrovert, but you became introverted because your environment at home and then relationships. And they get all quiet. I'll be like, you're probably thinking in your head, like, how do I know that? I was you. So with that said, yeah, it's just a conversation. I'm not passing boundaries. I go, trust me, baby girl, trust me, I'm not a virgin. If I like you, I'll let you know I like you. I'm just having a conversation with you, and that's all it is. No passing boundaries, respecting your boundaries if you want to, etc. You know, to talk, your choice. See? And so on and so on, right? So that's the thing. With benefits, you got to be very careful with that. You got to lay down rules. Like I tell my benefits, like me, don't love me. I love baby mom, she's garbage. I don't get rid of it. It's a fake romantic love story. They'll be like, what do you mean fake? You're not my girlfriend, I'm not your boyfriend. You can't regulate. If you see me with a female in the street, say hi, what's up, love, respect. You can't regulate me. Who's that? No, you cause an altercation, you and I stop, and that's it. I'm not your man. You can be with 20,000 guys and go fuck, take care of yourself, and that's it. But I'm not your man. So it's love, respect. And then from there, I was at time, try not to catch feelings. And I just forewarn them, because the day you want to have a Marge, I got to talk to you. I already know the conversation. We don't have no kids, nothing. So what is it? You're catching feelings. And yes, I know easy said done. And that's why, again, with benefits, you got to be very cautious. Very, very cautious. If you want to make it a relationship, if it's just been you two, you could potentially, because it can happen, because the feelings, and, well, yes, it was supposed to be a situationship, and that's it. But now you have two more, because now we're getting used to each other, actually getting along. Let's try it. But the thing is, if you're doing benefits with others on both sides, that is a major risk, and more likely it's not gonna work out, because when y'all get your bitter hatred and start bumping heads, bring up the past. Well, you were smashing my ex, smashing my boy, whatever the situation is. Welcome to toxic love. The intent, like I would tell these females, look how we met. You know I'm doing benefits with others, and vice versa, right? So it's not gonna work out. If we met like I'm not with nobody, you're with nobody, tradition speaking wise, then potentially wise. This is the case being that's not it's not happening. So that's why, once again, I got top of females. It's like women are easy to understand. Like they're talking about the 10-second rule. What's the 10-second rule? Well, a lot of women know this code, quote unquote. It's very simple. All I need is 10 seconds. It goes to male to female, vice versa, whatever you get into. 10 seconds. That's all. 10 seconds. 0 to 3 seconds. Hi, what's up? How you doing? Love, respect, bullshitting, right? 0 to 5 seconds. Hi, smile, and that's it. But now we do 5 to 10 seconds. 10 seconds or longer. We lock eyes. It could be 0 people or 1,000 people in the room. Like the flicks, the movies. Nobody exists but you and I. Eye contact, right? So analogies, right? Analogy is this. I'm the vampire, the female's the human, quote unquote, right? Because she is. So with that said, the vampire, which is I cannot go into her house until she invites me in. She gave me 10 seconds of her time, and we locked eyes. Emotionally. Starting right there, the spark, quote unquote. Now what am I going to do with it? Trust me, it's easy to do, it's easy to read all day, every day. That's why in Seattle, I lost control of my benefits. Because I didn't know anything about empath or narcissist, none of this shit. I knew about lust. That's why I learned about making love, and then lust. The massive difference. Lust, that's when you be narcissistic. You just smash anything, just walk in, get yours, peace, got to go, and that's it. You give no fucks who you messing with. You don't give a shit about if they got theirs. You don't care about the fittings. You got yours, and that's it. And during the session, you would say, oh, I love you, all that. But during the session, because you're lusting, you're not making love. Massive difference, right? So with that said, that's why if you can't control your narcissist traits, you will lose control, and then you become a nympho and all that shit. You fucking want to have TLC all the now you know the 10-second rule. That's how I need 10 seconds. Boom. And like I tell my coworkers the little rule they were teaching me, the female, my benefits, right? And they didn't believe me. I'm like, look at that. I didn't pass boundaries with baby girl. I'm serving her parts, being you got to try dropping your lines, what I miss, and common sense. You're passing, you're trying to do your Rico Suave fucking bullshit lines and everything. I go, look at y'all. I tell my boy, my coworker, y'all get all dolled up, Gucci and Prada and all that shit. Your whips, your rides and everything. Me, a bum nigga. Nothing to brag about. Nothing to brag about. Then I had longer hair. The only thing I put money in, my braids, my hair. Other than that, clothes, the way you see me, either wear pants or sweats all the time, flip flops or regular kicks. I don't spend no money on clothes. They're just fucking clothes. But I gotta talk to my first mom. The clothes don't make you. You make the clothes. It's the way you carry yourself. It's the way you carry yourself. You attract the whole universe without even trying. And with that said, TikTok talk, you attract just if you're more empathetic, you attract narcissists. No, you attract everybody from people that are broken, woke, awakened, all types. It's about your energy. But here's the kicker: can you control and protect your energy? That's the question. Am I acting nice? Am I being nice? Do I offer you love or offer you lust? If you don't comprehend that, like type people, you my narcissist traits, I'll destroy you. That's why like all these, older cats, you see TikToks, they back about, well, older guys want to be with younger girls because, young girls, they're younger, all this shit, beauty, all that. Like, yeah, they're younger for sure, you're fresh. But like, it's all females. All you 18 years old to 28 years old, what can you teach me in life? Yes, you're beautiful, selfie queen, OnlyFans, nice body. Yeah, you're fucking rich and famous. I'm happy for you. Blue pill talk. Now, red pill talk. What do you bring to the table as an individual? What can you teach me about life? Is it going to just be you and I and that's it? Trust and loyalty for each other, lust and love each other for only? Or you're going to fall to lust? Is someone going to buy you with $1? If you can't control your narcissist traits, you're greedy out of you, and someone offers you this money and power, then guess what? So I tell the OnlyFans girls on my DMs all the time, Queen, no disrespect to you when I say this, but yes, you're beautiful, nice body. Thanks for the fucking eye candy, that's all it is. But other than you offer me toxic love and lust, drama, trauma, and fucking trauma bonds, all that good shit, what can you teach me in life? What do you bring to the table? Because that means that anyone could buy you with $1. That's called toxic love. It's not love. You don't know what love is. But yes, you're going to be like a lot of people in the universe, 95% broken codependent. You're looking for love in people and man-made bullshit. Banish the happiness. So how the hell are your OnlyFans? When I say this, my job is to trigger you, right? You my narcissist traits. How the fuck are your OnlyFans? All these followers making all this money, and you make a post, I got depression, I got anxiety, I got AD, all this bullshit on my neck. How? But you're beautiful, nice body, freaking BBLs, all this shit. All the money in the world. Because you can have all the money in the world, you have all the bodies you want. None of that shit can't fix you or save you. Every fucking night you sit with anxiety, depression, paranoia, PTSD, suicide thoughts, low self-esteem. Why? Because you haven't let go of your exes, past pain, toxic love, trauma, child trauma. Why? Because in your mansion, all the doors are paying wide open. Every fucking night you have what? Toxic love? Remember this, love doesn't hurt. Love is fucking beautiful, healing, soothing. Care about type of situation. What hurts is toxic love. You know what toxic love is? When you love somebody that doesn't love you back. Your parents, kids, family, but the worst one, your fucking partner or your ex. Why are you focusing your energy on your ex? Obviously, they don't need you, nor do they want you by your side. They ain't here. So why are you focusing your energy on them? Because you're broken and you're codependent. In your head, I need them. You need someone that doesn't want you at all, doesn't need you, then cool, make that shit make sense. And I get it. The answer to that, the correct answer is called the trauma bond. And your analogy, let's say me, I don't do drugs and alcohol. I only do alcohol when I'm doing my ink therapy, which I'm getting more on Saturday. So with that said, that's the only time I drink. To numb the hell up because his bodies are fucking weak and it hurts hella bad, right? So with that said, I don't need a bottle, right? But let's say a scenario. A lot of us don't do drugs, alcohol, we're not addicts, right? Sometimes we make fun of people that are drugs, they're addicts, to put drugs, pills, ADH, BPD pills, all this bullshit. Oh, I have anxiety, go get your anxiety pill. I used to get my boy shit. Go get your pills. And I would tell him, bro, they ain't gonna fix you or save you, just numb the fuck up, right? But I would give him shit about it. Now, the word's been written, but now I bite my tongue best ass, but I just do analogies, right? So with that said, for us that are single or in a toxic relationship-wise, and we're trying to get over our ex-wise, that's why I say trigger warning, which I'm going to tell you, trigger warning, addiction, loneliness, and then trauma bonds, all equal what? Codependency-wise. You don't need a person, you don't need a bottle at all. You want people. The bottle doesn't need you, you need the bottle. The drugs doesn't need you, you need the bottle. The drugs. And your head is talking to you because why? Like I was telling my coworker, he used to mention some type of alcohol. I told him, I mentioned Fireball, right? He's like, we had this and this and this. I go, I'm not a drinker. He's like, what do you mean I don't drink? Like, I don't drink Fireball because that's one of the places so far is pretty good. And pretty good. I get buzzed pretty quick, right? So with that said, you know all those because you're young and you're drinking. I don't know anything because I don't need it, but I don't care for drinking. You get high. Nah, the ganji runs. I love the way it smells, but I don't care for it. I don't need it. I don't want it. Just very occasional type of situation. So with that said, that's why our analogy for us, when you're in a trauma bond, we can't let go of your ex analogy, right? So if I can't let go of my ex, I'm the crackhead. She's the crack. When we're together, she's my fix. I feel good. But when she leaves me, I'm tweaking, I'm feeling, right? Because why? We're not together. She doesn't want to be with me. And that's why we're praying, praying, hoping they come back in our lives. And then you go in the spiritual world, you start doing your spells and your Wiccans and rituals. Do all what you got to do. If that person believes in that at all, that 40, 70 in the Matrix, it ain't going to work, first and foremost. It's called energy. Second of all, you're wasting your time. But I get it because the codependency part that, like I was. And lucky I love my 10 light workers. I'm a death for 88 days. They were telling me like every night we're talking, bang, etc. Say the same shit. Remember in the healing journey when you fall back, it hurts bad. Why? Because you're detoxing from codependency because they're not by your side. They were telling me every night, she could be out there with 1 or 1,000. She doesn't want to be with you. So I'm gonna tell you this every night, and I heard, but you gotta hear it. What? You're detoxing from codependency first and foremost. Second of all, it's a blessing in disguise, and I'd be like, what? I'd be fucking bawling like a bitch, shedding tears. I'm supposed to feel this? Like, you gotta feel it for now. I'm just letting you know, stay strong. If you go back to which a lot of us do, don't be too hard on yourself. But if you can stay strong, right? It's a big if, because it takes courage and strength. And I promise you, there's light in the tunnel. Right now, it hurts hella bad, but I promise you, on the overall, it's a blessing in disguise. And fuck yeah, I love my death for that. But remember, I had 10 people talk to for 88 days. I love my death. 4 locally, 3 through Facebook, and 3 through IG. Those 6 on IG and Facebook, I now know from Adams. They were my followers, but they were females that reached out to me. We're talking and vibing and fucking me and I'm bawling like a bitch crying. At the same time, trying to do co-parenting, watching all 8 kids by myself. My second oldest and my youngest daughter to help me with the kiddos, and it wasn't really fair for them at the time because, they were then like, I don't know, they were. My second oldest was 15. My youngest, she was like 9. How do you have 2 kids watching all the boys that are really young? They're like hella young, like 8 and under, right? 5 boys. While I was working and fucking pawing like a bitch, and me, I talk like a lot, right? I'm a socialist. So when I was going through my breakup, I'm going to the market in Seattle, doing my computer. I kind of stayed away from computers because I was going through it pretty bad, but I would stay quiet. My customers, that's why I respect my people in Seattle. Cause I love Seattle because they're extroverts. If I could talk, I tell them I'm going through a breakup, so I'm gonna just keep it. That's why I'm staying quiet. I'm just trying to work on myself. I tell them I don't want to be here, but I gotta make money for the kids, for the family, and they're like, I'm sorry, no, it's cool. I go, hey, it's cool. I will figure this out. That's why when I went, died in May 3rd, 2020, said I'm here for a reason. Started healing, awakening, eventually woke. I became woke in December 2020, so that's when everything clicked in. Like, oh fuck, I got it. It's easy as fuck, and that's why, I have all my tattoos for a reason. Like, I made a vow to myself. Like, I was doing my lives, but like, how do I get people's attention? Ink therapy, simple petty words, but it's the answer to life, relationship with yourself, or empath, and actually good and bad people. Crash course to life. That's what I'm trying to do, and that's why I made a vow to myself. Like, like, as long as I help one person, one's enough, but the more the merrier. I'm on social media, so you use the phone correctly. What we doing? We're talking about it's called networking correctly. If you're doing incorrectly, you're doing what? The phone, social media, third party. First, the Jada August entanglement. Jada and Will Smith. It said right there, Jada. Don't say Smith, but Jada and Will Smith. August, yeah. In relationship, A and B, not C through Z. C through Z. If you're going through like relationship issues, if they give you proper advice, love, respect, no passing boundaries, then you bless the C through Z because they're trying to pick you up when you're down and guide you with your relationship because they probably went through it and they're in the same situation. They can evolve from the situation, right? And so on and so on. So with that said, or there's the C through Z August, now you're doing entanglements. Well, it was a mistake. Nah, it was called premeditated. That's called emotional cheating, child with the texting, sex, and all the good shit. And then it falls to with the physical cheating. That's a cherry on top. Either case being, that's why it's called control your narcissist traits, your heart and feelings. Stop being greedy and lustful. And the downfall, like I was talking already, which I'm going to tell on me analogies, because it starts with what eye contact, right? And if in their wise, handshakes, you can go from hugs to making babies. Because a physical touch, a lot of us, hugs fucking feel good, right? But the intent is to be a friendly hug. It can be a deep ass hug and be friendly as fuck, right? Because it's love, respect. But if you can't control your emotions on both sides, you're going to go from a hug to fucking making babies. And that's the shit. That's why I'm just want to say this, but all these young cats, all this is my body, my choice, all good shit. Oh, abortion. Like, first and foremost, because a man, not because God, because man, yeah, fucking abortion. Second of all, like young cats, fucking, you young girls are fucking pop. And because the guys are carrying the shit on them, fucking popping Plan B like fucking Skittles. And when the babies share, they get in the feelings about it. Well, I'm not ready. Y'all banging like bunnies, right? You know the outcome when they have TOC. Especially with no protection. Catch feelings, STDs, or babies. Oh my fucking gosh, life's so hard. But no, that's like, dude, no. It's common fucking sense. If you like common sense, YouTube's your best friend. All the answers are here. Go to YouTube, Google. What happens when you have TOC when you lay down with somebody? What can you catch? Fucking answers right there. Babies, STDs, feelings. One of the three. Or if you're narcissistic, you give no fucks about you. You don't care if you catch STD. I'm likely they already got it. Don't care about baby because they're fucking popping babies everywhere. And they give no fucks about your feelings because they were about the lust, the nut, and that's it. Peace gotta go. Hit and quit it. Add it to the books. Because remember, you're narcissistic, which typically men are. It's for the pride and ego. To back it to the boys, I told you I get that angel. I got that virgin. Look at that. Destroyed her. And then once again, if you're a virgin, hey, you lay it down like my dumbass did, but not knowing. You can't be too hard on yourself. If you don't anything about empath and narcissist, you lose it to, I'm saying myself the right one. I waited almost 20 years of my life, right? And I lost it to fucking lose it with a disciple. Fucking love it. That's why I love myself. But it's cool. I tell people, all this shit that I'm saying, my parents didn't teach me this, my siblings, all my family from Washington State to Mexico to the motherland of Spain didn't teach me none of this shit. None of this shit. At all. I heard in 2000, my buddy taught me squares, empath, empathist, circle, narcissist. I have time for a reason. Analogies. All I see in this universe is square and circles. You're more empathetic, you're a square. You're more narcissistic, you're a circle. That's all I see. And it's so obvious to tell. The bad guy, bad girl, circles all day, every day. If you're a good guy, good girl, you're a square. You chill. You want problems with nobody. You want to do love and respect. You want a potential long-term healthy relationship. But here's the kicker. You can be ready for it, but is the potential to be? Are they acting nice? Not be all that good shit I say. Acting nice, being nice, or offering you love, or offering lust. If you can't read me, that's what I tell young females. Fuck 18 years old to 28, 30 years old. If you're going to fucking my age, I'm 18 and hard, but I'm 40, I just turned 42. The last 2 years of my life, I'm blessed. I won't ever, not never, ever be in a toxic relationship. I can't fake chin or savor at all. That's why as an individual, you control your lust traits. You control your heart feelings. You make our flaw when you're more pathetic. Majority of your chases your heart feelings. That is your fucking flaw. Like my flaw was. I see the good in them, right? That's your fucking flaw. Everyone's got good in them. So what you got to do is, in time work on yourself, do your healing, awakening, eventually woke journey. You see this good in yourself first and foremost, and then them, and you compare cards. Match energy. Either gonna match my energy, take my energy. Whoa, I'm not from the streets. I don't party and kick it, but she's beautiful. She has a nice body. Well, the downfall we do, but you're accepting the butt lines. You're accepting them in life. Go accept her in life. You learn from the first two ones that you met them the same way. Beautiful, nice body, but you party and kick it. You don't party and kick it. Oh, so you're doing that corny ass shit. Opposites attract. Do that. Go fall on your face. I pray for you, and that's it. Do what I did. Do what a lot of us did, and do what a lot of you still doing. There's people my age or fucking older, 50 years old. How the hell you're 50 years old and you go into toxic relationships, 60 years old and go into toxic relationships? Because you're doing traditional corny ass ways. That's why. If you don't think about empath and narcissist, BPD, MPD, reactive abuse, deflection, projection, rejection, protection. What else is there? That's the main ones. Then you're going to get slaughtered for the rest of your life. And it's sad because each time I tell people in this lifetime, how many times do you want to die in relationships? Tell me that shit feels good. And once again, it's not the girls or the women. Yes, you have the narcissistic one, but once again, the category I created, lost empaths, they're like guys. People from the streets, that's the worst ones. That's common sense. Why would I go to the ghetto hoods and be with the girl there? Yes, I know what they're offering me, toxic love and lust. But all they know is toxic love. They don't know what love is at all. So why would I get involved with that? Because she's beautiful. She has a nice body. So there's fucking empathetic women in the suburbs, square and chill. They have the same thing. But guess what? I can actually have conversation with them. They're not yelling. They're not traumatized. Everyone's got trauma, but they actually worked on themselves. So with that said, that's what I'm saying. If you don't know how to judge and read people, you're always getting destroyed. You do the corny ass shit, opposites attract, get destroyed. And from there, wives. That's why the good guy, good girl always end up last? Fuck yeah, we do. Why? Because we see the good in them first, and not in us. Our flaw. We're doing decisions with our heart feelings, not our mind and common sense. Our flaw. Trust me, when you work on yourself and you do choices with your mind and common sense, and then your heart feelings, then you're blessed. You're doing the correct decision. Every which way. So why, once again, singles, if I want to be in a relationship, I got to be in a relationship a long time ago. But no, I'm not, at least when I say it, but I tell the females, I'm not going to be with the person that's broken codependent. I can't fix you or save you. I'm not going to put you in none of that shit. I'll give you the why. Because, okay, you want to know the answer why? I tell them, here's a scenario. We'll do this scenario. Remember this. We'll do it. This is the forewarning. We'll do a TOC, all the good stuff, being in a relationship, right? And remember this. I'm just letting you know I can't fix you or save you. So with that said, what up, my name? How you doing? How's it going? With that said, what you going to call it? when you're going through like your parents give me shit, your trauma kicks in, you don't want to talk to me. Can't even hold you. Oh, just let I need my space, right? So I'm your partner and I can't hold you. I know you're going through shit because I wasn't before where you was sitting at, right? Then I get crucified. I get grounded. Nothing, right? Having a bad day at work with coworkers, same shit. You're mad, come home. I want to talk about it. So I'm like, me individual. Now what I said, I'll be like, cool, whatever. And they're going to get mad at me because why? Well, you said you want to talk about it. I go on my day. I game it up. Do my lives. Do my one-on-ones. And they always just ignore me. Like, no. I'm respecting your boundaries and what you said, your wishes. So you say you want to talk. So when you're ready to talk, let me know. But I'll verbalize that, right? And when we do this for a year, and I tell them that we'll just do it for a year because that's how I'm going to give you my time of the year. So, and then the worst part of it is what? Because once again, I tell people it's called reverse psychology. You play stupid, I play stupider. Especially now, 1,000. You don't believe me? Ask my exes, right? So with that said, females run the show with TLC. So if she's not in the mood, it's not happening. If she's triggered, it's not happening, right? Especially when us guys don't do the problem. Once again, parents talk shit, siblings talk shit to them. Their baby mom, baby father, exes reaching out and they're fucking their feelings, bad day at work. Whatever the situation is, like, I'm not in the mood. And I tell the female, from exes, baby girl, you gotta get involved. Just lay down, let me take care of you. I'll teach you and that's it. That's the highest high of the fucking universe. You get yours, you blessed. Like, now I'm in the mood, so I'll be cool. And I tell them, remember those words, I'm not in the mood, right? So what do? Match energy. So when they're in the mood, they said, oh, let's say it's 2 weeks, a month, whatever the fuck it is. Been there, done that 3 weeks, a month later. They'll be, they walk up, nos hacemos, we'll do it, you ready? And I'll be like, I go, remember what you told me last time? I'm not in the mood, right? So I'll be like, to be a dick, especially in the spiritual world, 47 the Matrix, I go, the star and the suns and moon are aligned, so I'm not in the mood. And then what happens to females? Y'all get fucking, what the fuck you mean shit? I'm not gonna do it. Baby girl, it's been fucking months, we ain't gonna do it. It's nothing new to me. And I go on my day. So I laugh about it, go on my day, and she's pissed off, more triggered. And that's the shit. That's what I tell them. See, I give you a scenario. That's what you're gonna do. I'm not dealing with that. But if you want to try that, I won't give you a year of my time. But I'm just forewarning you. In a year, you don't evolve, don't get better. You do all this shit I just mentioned. What you need to do, then guess what? In a year, I'm leaving. And I'll let you know I'm leaving. I'll still be your friend associate. We can talk and vibe. But remember this. I'm forewarning you. And that's what I tell people. In time when you work on yourself, you and I cannot get back nor buy back what? Love, time, and emotions. When you comprehend that shit, why are you wasting love, time, and emotions on wrong people and wrong potentials by your side? Because they're good, because they're beautiful, because they have money, status, and fame. Cool. Accept people in life. Go to your hell on earth. Go to your dungeon. I don't want to hear you bitching and crying. Dead ass. But that's on you. That's be me and you, my narcissist traits. But that's it. I'll be as a fan, so shit. You can bitch and whine all you want. I'll be, the door's always there. I was leaving whenever you want to. You know that, right? We'll go to church. Yes, go to church and pray. Plan hope. He changes. She changes. Whatever you're into, right? They change. They're not gonna. If they change for a minute, and that's it. Like I did. Because it's hard when the relationship is toxic and you're working on yourself to try to fix yourself with the body by your side, especially in the relationship where they went to shit, especially when someone already cheated. Because they did infidelity. They broke trust and they broke loyalty. How are you supposed to live with that and accept someone like that? Well, people change. Yeah, they can change for a minute, 1 year, 2 years. But the thought was in the back of your head. Like one of my boys, my TikTok fan from Cali and shit. I check in with them and shit, make sure he's doing cool. And I go, what's up with, like, are you and your ex still good? Because she folded, etc. I told me, she's older than you. She's like a little younger than I am. And she still doing that shit. I go, y'all been together, but he was like 6 months. So let's say scenario, 3 months she cheated. 3 months in she cheated. She broke trust and loyalty. I know it's like, I'm trying, I go, okay, the only reason why you're thinking about working out because why? I told you. You exchange energy. Because the only reason is because TLC, but if it was the scenario, let's say that, that's your girlfriend, right? And there was no TLC, but she did cheat. It would hurt you, but not as bad because you didn't exchange energy with her. But she felt to lust. Why? Because she had no self-will. So with that said, remember this, let's say, I told him, here's the scenario. Let's say, right now you're hurting, and it hurts hella bad, right? Let's say she cheats next year. So the second time it hurt worse than the first time. And the third time. Then the fourth time. After 3, 4, 5 times, you're fucking become numb. What do you mean I'm become numb? When either you're doing it or you observe your family and friends when their fucking partner cheats 5, 6, 20 times. And then people tell them, oh, your man, your girl's out there fucking telling some guy, whatever. They're so numb, they're like, oh, it's alright. He or she cheats all the time, they'll be back. yeah, you're fucking gone. You believe in your head because you're so traumatized from your partner and they destroyed your fucking words, which I get that been there, done that. That this is your partner is all the best you can get because once again, words are very destructive, especially from your partners because when they tell you you're ugly, fat, and stupid, no one's gonna ever want you, and I'm the best you're ever gonna get. In your head, those fucking words are engraved, and that's what you will believe. Because you will gaslight and manipulate yourself every which way. And everyone will tell you beautiful, all this shit, male, female, and it doesn't fucking matter. Because in your head, you're ugly, fat, and stupid, no one's gonna want me. I'm the best, that's the best I can have in my life. So that's the shitty part, So I told him that part, right? And here's the other part. Let's say she doesn't cheat. Let's say she worked on herself, no more infidelity, she didn't fall to lust and all that good shit. Now it sits in your head like, what do you mean? It's in the back of your head. And then you can get triggered, you get an altercation, you can bring up the past that she messed around. Or the fucked up part is what? During TLC. And you be like, let's say you're all bickering and shit, or let's say you're doing a TLC session, she's being not in the mood, whatever the fuck, during the session, and it's just not happening, right? And then you be like, what the fuck? Is it because you can't smash me, you can't smash that dude? And he's like, I never thought of that. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can self-sabotage it. She's not cheating. Because what happened, because of the infidelity was, she broke trust and loyalty. Now the downfall on your side, you're overthinking it. So that's the shit. You gotta be very cautious. I was like, that's where, once again, you gotta make a decision for yourself. I go, as a fan associate, baby boy, I got you. Man, I got you 1,000, right? But with that said, like, I told him, I make it sound easy, right? I go, if I was in your shoes right now, peace, baby girl. I go on my day, I make my TikTok, I talk about my ex, for one, he said, she needed feelings. Oh, you make no, baby girl. I'm just telling a story, but I dealt with you. You felt to lust. You have no self-will. The next relationship, you don't cheat. You're mad because why? I'm making it public. You were about your reputation. So do better. Work on yourself. If not, keep destroying people. Keep falling to love, which is your choice. I don't need you. I want you. That's what me individual. That's this is where people, you potentially think I'm a narcissistic wise, but yeah, that's the pride and ego mindset. But I control it. I won't ever shed a tear for no female in my life. Ever. Not never. Won't. Except no. Ever. Like tell my baby mom, the second one. Like, the mother of boys. I tell her how to respect you, etc. It sucks the way you did it, but it's okay. Because, it had to happen. Quote unquote. Blue Pill talk. Red Pill talk, no. Because that's what I say. That's why I do what I do. Why I say what I say. Describe you to the fullest. Give you every scenario. Every aspect that I can. Every forewarn I'm going to give you. So at least when you're in a situation, now you got options. Like what? You can observe, judge, and read. Like if I'm talking to you, I want to get to know you. I'm love bombing. You're beautiful. All that good shit. I'm buying you gifts, aka love bombing. But I'm going on dates with you, but I'm chatting other females, right? I'm chatting with your homegirl. I go to your family, so barbecue, whatever, and I'm checking out your cousins and bullshit in front of your fucking face, and you're seeing it. Your friends are telling you like, damn, what's up with your boy? Like your homegirl tells you like, your boy's checking me out and shit. And then oh no, he's not. He's just just being friendly. Like yeah, fuck yeah, friendly to potentially be more infidelities and bullshit. Like then I'm gonna destroy you. That's what I tell people. Like you can't judge me or read me. I promise you, you women, I'm gonna give us your 18 years old to 100 years old. If you haven't worked on yourself, I can use my narcissist traits, especially the V card, low body count, and you're an empathetic. You go to church, whatever. You're positive. You can be atheist and give no fucks. But you're a positive woman. Love, respect, like whoever you be with, you're going to give your all, right? The downfall of the situation is I know you would give your all. But here's the kicker. If I'm narcissistic, I know that I'm going to use and abuse you. And when I'm trying to bond you, you ain't going nowhere. I can smash your sister, mother, and cousin, and you still be there. Pray, plan, hope, and I'm changing. And I already know what you're going to do. I already know what you're going to say, right? So I already know that. That's why I control my narcissist traits. But before, I wasn't really narcissistic. But everyone's got BPD, empathy. But that's why, once again, if you're cheating, being verbally, physically abusive, that's your narcissist traits. Everyone got that shit. Control it. The intent and reality in life is to learn how to control Lucifer's side. The bad side of you. That's why I have a tat on me. Hate, narcissist, pride, ego. This is how I'm getting lust, greed, and power. That's the best. Why are you greedy? Why the fuck you fuck about power? Because you want to be in control? Cool. That's why boys fucking cheat, because the power, the greed, the lust. Right? And then all these fucking TikTok blue pillars. Men cheat because they're high value. Men cheat because in the Bible, you can't fuck all them bullshit excuses. How can you compare the Bible, Jesus times, to our times? Who talks about religion for the most part? Only for your religious folk for the most part, right? But this phone, all the answers are right here. So, once again, you can't control your lust. You're always gonna fall to fucking lust because your eyes wander and because you're being greedy. So if that's how you are, which all you narcissist alpha, what I say when I said I'm an alpha, my she's a narcissist, energy vampire boys, that's your job. Your job is to destroy people. Offer toxic love in every fucking which way. Because you don't know how to control yourself at all. But you should not stop selling dreams and be in relationships. Monogamous relationships, you should fucking do what? Say your baby, and just be like, tell them, I tell all these young cats, you know, even in general, and in my live TikTok shit, yo, keep it 1,000. Because when you tell them shit out, we try to be a relationship, but I'm like, you know, I've tried, I failed, I typically cheat. You didn't lie to her, yeah, at all, or whatever you're into. You didn't lie to him at all. You told him, and you know, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just doing like, you know, benefits. I'm doing streaming populations, and the downfall is when you're empathetic. What do you think to yourself? Maybe I'm the one that get fake change and save them to mold them to be better. Like, yeah, go fall on your face like I did. Dude, that's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt bad, but it's okay. I tell you, you're hearing this, you're watching this. I told you the answer, right? And you heard it. That's called communication. The second part is comprehension. You don't have to comprehend anything I just said, but when it's happening, you heard. You know, remember, you heard my voice. You're watching me, etc. Before your head hits the ground, because it did cheat on you. Remember me, they hit your head, but remember, as a friend associate, give me your hand. I'll pick you up 1,000 times. Like, yo, baby girl, it's cool, man. I got you. I was you. I did the same shit. It's fucked up. You told me it's okay. It's not even being about right. I'm just guiding and forewarning you. You were ahead of the game, but that was your choice. You thought maybe. I know. Think is not knowing. But it's not you, it's them. But why? Because they're more narcissistic. They don't know how to work on themselves. They're scared to be alone. They're scared to start the healing journey. They're scared to do self-accountability. That's their issue. That's their flaw. So learn from the situation, and that's why I tell everybody, judge and read me. I have to use I'm a perfect example. Brown person with tattoos, gangbanging mafioso drug dealer. I have way more tattoos to come, but here's the best part. What you gonna call it? They're just words. Petty ass simple little words, but they're gonna be triggering words because it's the answers to life. Raw, just straight to the point. That's why I'm getting right here in June wise. Trigger warning, everyone's got BPD and MPD. If that's not true, two simple questions. Why are you feelings? Why you get triggered by petty ass little words? When you become verbally and potentially physically abusive, that's called reactive abuse. You react to the words, environment that you're in. Lucifer's side, the bad side of you, which I'm going to I'm going to have it, this year, the intent to finish all my tattoos, right? 95% words, you said all that great jazz. So I'm going to have a little right on this side is the bad side, Lucifer's side, our narcissist side, for all of us. So I'm going to have a little devil, on this side, my little angel is going to say, consciousness is God, subconscious is Lucifer, yin, yang, right, wrong, positive, negative. And mention my triceps and say, evil, good. There's all the fucking words and the main basic words for the yin, yang, whatever the fuck you want to use. Well, I don't believe in God. You're atheist, cool. Yin, yang, positive, negative, right, wrong, good, evil. Are you more good than evil, or are you more evil than good? The answers are fucking going to be on my body. Crash course to life. I don't give a shit about politics, race, religion. I don't care about that. It's blue pill talk. As long as you live godly, 10 commandments, Jesus-like, or if you're atheist, positive-like, then, you know, you show no respect, we talking and vibing. It's not a race, no competition. Nor a war. And with that said, once again, war doesn't have to happen. No one's got to get physical at all. That's your narcissist traits. You little caveman, fucking wreck out, walking fireball and shit. You guys get triggered by petty-ass little words. What you in jail for? Someone call my mom a bitch, so open his ass. Awesome, so they call your mom a bitch. A word. And now you got a case. What can you do for your family and friends in jail? Nothing. But you know, it's a lot of money. You got a case, you get domestic violence charges, assault charges, you have DV classes, anger management classes. If alcohol's involved, fucking AA. You're going to spend 10, 15, 20 grand in the hole. You can lose your job. You can lose your fucking... You can lose everything in life over someone says your mom's a bitch, your kid's a bitch. Petty fucking little words. Your narcissist trait kicks out, your pride and ego, hate over words. Fucking awesome. That's why I tell everybody, especially women, judge me and read me. If I get triggered by petty ass little words, I'm jealous, controlling, I'm gonna catch a case. Who you looking at? You know, if I'm that jealous in the Spanish word machista, el machismo, I'm fucking, what you looking at my girl? I can catch a case. Like, these fucking bodies are weak. Why do I want to case with anybody? That's how people, like Bruce Lee says, which is very well said. Fucking, he knew martial arts, he's a beast, right? But he's all, no one should fight nobody. If I have to fight you, I already lost the war. I was like, fucking beautifully said. So I tell everybody behind the screen, 95% you're both codependent, 95% you can't have this conversation. Boys, fuck no. They want this stuff kind of women and girls, we talking about vibing because I represent for y'all. I got you. But here's the best part. I can destroy the whole universe with petty words. They're just fucking words. That's why all these, especially on fucking Facebook, which I'm going to do a TikTok about that shit. Call it all the Facebook females. The goddesses and fucking starseeds and all shit. And all this bullshit 40, 70, which I'm going to guess that. It's higher power. I get it, the spiritual world. But I'm 3D. Y'all 40, 70, right? But you talk about race, black versus white. The white man, yellow, purple. Like, how the fuck you say you're woke and a goddess saying that corny shit? You're a demi, yeah, you're doing spiritual wake all that. I give you your props. But how the fuck you in toxic relationships? How the hell you say you're woke and you're a goddess and you have depression, you're a crack alcohol tweaker and shit. Being wild as fuck. You're not a goddess. You're a demi. I'm a god. Zeus, like I said, spiritual, emotional, mentally up here, my mansion, I close all my doors of pain. I let go of my exes, past pain. Toxic love trauma, the cherry on top, where everyone struggles with. Child trauma. I have nothing against my parents. Because my parents, I would love to have this conversation with them. First and foremost, language barrier. Second of all, even if they spoke English to the fullest, I spoke Spanish to the fullest, they still wouldn't comprehend this shit because they weren't taught none of this shit from their family. I broke the gender cycle. I'm considered fucking crazy in my family. But I tell people I'm crazy, but I'm blessed. All you motherfuckers behind the screen are sane and in toxic relationships. And here's the best part. Make this shit make sense. How the hell are you in toxic relationships, right? But you're watching fucking Kim Kardashian, 90 Day Fiance, all these fucking corny ass shit looking for love, fucking loving basketball. But you're going through the exact same toxic feelings they're going through. Jealous, controlling, infidelity, and bullshit. Like, why don't you record your partner and post your partner on social media? So then you both are getting paid for the toxic relationship. And here's the best part. And they're fucking rich and famous. They have the exact same feelings we do. The crackheads, alcoholic tweakers. They have their counselor therapists, this shit, right? But they're still broken codependent like you are. But the difference between them and us is they make money off the show. You don't make shit. You're supporting them, which you're living already. And when they're sleeping, they're getting paid when they're sleeping. We're sleeping, we ain't getting shit. But stress, bills, and fucking overthinking. Can't go to insomnia. They got all that, but they can buy all the booger, sugar, and fucking pills they want to buy, etc., right? How the fuck you're rich and famous and you're fucking going to depression? Make that shit make sense. But why? Relationships. Relationships gonna make you break. I actually have tatted on me here for a reason. Where's it at? Too many tattoos. So this one says, read the main one. Well, they're all great. Words can heal you, trigger, definitely destroy you. Relationships can make you, break you, definitely destroy you. Watch your words. Words cut deeper than a knife. Yeah, there you go. So that's the only reason why life became hard, because relationships. That's the only fucking reason why. Yes, child trauma. I get that. Bullying, I get that. Why do you have bullies? Because they're getting fucking bullied at home by their siblings or their parents or whoever the caregivers is. So what do? Narcissistic traits are triggered. They take it to school and they fucking pick on the little kid, right? The one that's soft and weak and shit, empathetic one. The little nerd, the little religious one, etc. The geek, quote unquote. The nice guy, the nice kid, right? So that's where it starts. And then when they get older, middle school, high school, that's what I said behind the screen. Yes, I get his fucking feelings, but middle school, high schoolers, why the fuck are you in relationships? Can you teach me anything about love, what true love is? Can you teach me about life? Can you teach me if I'm going through a breakup, how to get over a situation? How to not be stuck in a trauma bond? How to fucking not do reactive abuse? So I don't get cheated on. Can you teach me that? Middle school, high schoolers? 99.9% you can't teach me shit. Because this conversation your parents ain't having with you at all. At all. Especially in the Spanish culture. Hispanic and Spaniards. This shit is fucking Japanese to us. That's everyone's like, you're crazy. I'm crazy, but I'm blessed. Brown people, you're fucking sane and I told homegirl at the fucking gas station yesterday. It's your choice, but stay there like your mother, auntie, grandma, great grandma. You see them, right? You see the relationships. You see what your uncle's doing. You see what your father's doing. Grandpa's doing. How the fuck you 70, 80 years old still fucking gogging at the young females? Young females, yes, they're flaunting everything. Fucking see through everything. OnlyFans everywhere. Right? But he loves his wife. He goes to church, loves God. It's just fucking terms. Yeah, I go to church. I feel good for an hour. I tell my priest my sins, right? And then I leave the church and I'm verbally, physically whooping my partner's ass, right? And my kid's ass. And I'm about to smash my wife's girlfriend's cousin and her mother. Because I love God and Jesus. But I just told the priest my sins. And I left church because I love God. Make that shit make sense. That's how I tell people, yo, ladies, man, even fellas, don't just because I go to church doesn't make me a good person. That's just a fucking term. Am I living it? Am I doing it? That's the difference. Am I speaking it? And yes, godly people don't cuss. Yo, it's 2023, man. I use cursing. I don't cuss a lot, but I do it purposely here and there to trigger you, get your feelings. You be like, well, how the hell you call yourself godly but you're cussing? It's 2023, and being nice, being godly, being positive talk. Trust me, I tried for 2.5 years. Bite my tongue best ass. It does not get your attention. But when I use my narcissist traits, Lucifer side, and I cuss, and I tell you you're broken codependent, you're about to fucking fall on your face, and I don't feel sorry for your feelings. The fuck? You're fucking being mean? Yes, I am. I'm using my narcissist traits for out of control. I got your attention. First, I'm sour. You're broken codependent. You're gonna die in a relationship, and I don't feel sorry for you. Then I'm sweet, empathetic. Let me hold your hand, guide you. Let me tell you what you're going through. I know well, how do you know? That's why my one-on-ones, all my fresh new ones, all these platforms, etc. Typically the females. Why they say the same thing? Yo, like, how are you in my head? Because all of us have very, very similar stories. No matter where you come from, nationality, culture, all that blue pill talk doesn't matter. You got destroyed from a relationship. You said what they were thinking, and you don't think you're fucking have self-worth. Why the fuck do you have thought of suicidal thoughts? You didn't have that shit as a kid for the most part. But when you got relationships, yes, and there's bullying. I get that part. Yes. Because they acknowledge all that shit. Because the young cats worry about this shit, this phone. They worry about likes, views, and all that corny shit. If they don't have enough likes, then what do? Getting the feelings, especially females. No respect, but once again, human narcissist traits. All you selfie queens, right? All you selfie queens. You take pictures, all the good shit. And let's say you're used to getting like 500 likes. Scenario, right? But then you take a selfie, and you don't get 100. So what do? You backpedal and you erase it. Maybe you do a different pose. Maybe show some more flesh. Boom, 500. That's an addiction. You're codependent of likes. That's your validation as an individual. Now, scenario, take away social media. I'm not here talking to you. I can't. The only way I have this conversation with you back in my time is what? I have to know your family. I gotta know your physical address, your fucking phone number. There's no social media. There's no Facebook, IG, Snap, none of this shit. I have to do old school ways and actually get to know you. And that's the shit. That's another red flag when it comes to conversations. If I'm talking to some female, right, on social media, I'm talking and vibing, fucking video chatting, whatever app you used to do that shit. And then when we see each other face to face and she's introverted. Like, baby girl, we've been talking, sexting, everything. Pictures and everything. And all of a sudden you seem like you're a virgin. I get it. Yeah, introverts for sure. But we've been talking, right? But I get it. But that just let you know it should be a red flag, especially when men are more like do that shit than actually boys, and they're narcissistic. Because they don't just gaslight, manipulate every which way, fall for it. Oh, it's because you're not being shy. Nah, it's being stupid, that's all it is. But you're about to fall for it. So, well, maybe we just talk more, or talk about whatever the fuck you want. Like, nah, don't do that corny shit. Don't sell yourself a dream. That's why as an individual, you gotta know what you want. Like, people, two simple questions for the universe. Like, what do you want from life? What do you want from relationships? Short-term, long-term, fuck buddies, benefits, one-night stands, or last dying breath? If you can't answer those two simple questions, there's your answer for yourself. You ain't ready for shit in life. So just do what? You can't beat the matrix, you maintain the matrix. Roof over your head, a job, a whip, a car. That's it. Maintain. Then control and protect your energy, environment, peace, best ass. What do you mean? Every day above ground, how is your household? If you're a teenager, middle school, high schooler, you live with keep it simple, teenager, with your parents, or whomever raised you, grandparents, don't give a fuck who it is. And if it's a toxic household, then what you do? Like, I'm on my one-on-one, I tell them, chill in your room, and when they ask you, you always in your room? Yes, I'm studying. There's your excuse, right? And then when you're old enough to get a job and stuff, why do you leave? Why don't you leave? Yes, you have to go into the world, but guess what? At home it's toxic and shit every which way. And if in their ways, now you're going to the streets wise, now you're in a relationship, now you're in a toxic relationship. Every day you bug down, you look at your partner like, gotta wake up to her or him? Toxic relationship. You don't have to be there. The door's always there, you can leave whenever you want to. But I get it, you said it because of kids, religion, culture, trombones, all that corny shit. I get it. But that's why you should have a support team. If not, then analogy. Every day bug ground, you're in a toxic relationship. As an individual, for you, that is your hell on earth. Right? But then when you get to work, everything's cool. Your bosses is cool. Your coworkers is cool. Your customers are cool. The fuck you blessed. That is your heaven on earth, analogy-wise, right? So you have good there, good gas. Everything's cool. But when you got to go home, fuck. You're dreading to go home. So what do? You work 2 jobs. or you go visit somebody else, your family and friends, before you go home. So you're and a lot of us as adults, right? It's that we don't want to see our kids, we want to do with our partners. So what do? You avoid to go home, double job, 2 jobs, chill with your people, your family and friends, and fucking finally go there. And you look at each other, and that's fucking bad, especially when you're texting in the same household. All that corny shit, like, no, that's just gone. But you're still there like my dumbass was. 12 years miserable as fuck. Praying, planning, hoping that she'll do better. Fuck. But it's okay. Don't be too hard on yourself. Once again, if no one's taught you the shit I've just told you, then you're just on a general cycle. You're a blue pillar. You're going to go by traditional ways. You're going to get used and abused, mopped up every fucking which way and destroyed. And then you're going to probably fall to man-made bullshit, drugs, alcohol, pills, potentially off your fucking dome because you're tired of the situation. Remember this. When you have the thoughts of suicidal, right? They're your suicidal thoughts. The only reason why I have those fucked up thoughts, yes, everyone has child trauma, but put that shit aside, is because of relationship. That's why. You believe there's no self-worth. Especially when your partner's narcissistic and they tell you you're ugly, fat, and stupid, you ain't shit, on the best you didn't get, you can't do better, especially your single moms. No guys gonna want you with kids and shit. They're beating your ass with words. So what is it like, which I'm gonna Ted Ami, which Triple X, Extension, what he said, the fucking beautiful analogy when they asked him on his interview, like, how you doing? He's like, I'm dead. He's just, chuckled and shit. Like, what do you mean? I'm dead, I'm alive, but I'm dead. It's the fucking best analogy. Why? Because when you're dead, you don't exist, right? Everything stops. The downfall, repercussions, after you leave, what happens? Everyone's in fucking pain, agony, and then the last shitty part of the situation is, let's say I had an altercation, to my brother, but let's say him and I got into it, and then he passes. So that's the last conversation I had with him was an altercation. And then I get to him like, fuck, man, should have said sorry. I could have called him. Should have, would have, but didn't. But, no one's going to tell you, hey, Marge, I'm dying tomorrow. They can't tell you that shit. There's no fucking ET on death, right? So with that said, that's the shit. You got to watch your words to the fullest. And from there, you got to be ready to be in a relationship. If you're ready for it. A lot of us want them, right? But here's the kicker. Are you ready for it? If not, then why get involved? Yes, then long as be your codependent because the physical touch. Needs, I get it. The downfall is patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue. In time, when you go looking, you find duds. Don't do that. The potential will find you, Or you'll find each other. Starbucks, chilling, whatever. On this phone, there's a fucking zillion options, right? And then second of all, you gotta be very cautious on this phone because on this phone you can meet some badass individuals. Like me here, little Mexican from Eastern Washington, deadass. There is no potentials around. It sounds so harsh when I say that. Like what? All the people, yes, there's no potentials. In the brown culture, Spanish culture, Spanish, fuck no. Our culture, no. These females, I'm way too much for them. Even my coworker tells me like, yo, you're on the wrong side of town. Like you're way too much for these girls. Like yeah, I know. You should be in Seattle. I know in Seattle, there's a lot of potential. In Seattle, especially the north side and the suburbs, extroverts. I'm having the conversations all the time in there in Seattle at the farmers market and in general. They ask me about my tattoos because the females aren't scared to ask the question like, why would you put this on you? Oh, let me tell you a story, break it down, and we're having a full conversation, and I don't know who the fuck she is, and vice versa. Simple conversation. That's what I tell people. It starts with words and goes to conversation. And with my set, it's on me for a reason. I have more to come. And the words that trigger them, and from there, like, hey, I'm not being mean to you. And we have a conversation. The conversation evolves to more, from a friendship to a potential partnership, right? But that's why, as an individual, I realize everything. Yo, like, I'm not jealous. I don't need you. I want you. If you cheat, I won't shed a tear. As associates, I forewarn everything. There's nothing to worry about. There's no conversation. We can have the conversation why you did what you did, but just don't think once again that there's a potential, because there is no potential. You fell to lust. Work on yourself, the next relationship you don't do that. But no, there is no buts. I'm not accepting in life. But I don't need you, I want you. Obviously you didn't need me, nor did you want me. You did what you did. So live in the situation, and that's what I tell people. It all starts with you individual. If you want to progress in life, if you want a healthy relationship, remember, it's all on you. A lot of people want relationships, quote unquote. Typically women, yes, they do, right? But is the guy ready for it? Or whatever you're into. Are they ready for the situation? If not, you're going to sell yourself a dream and fucking do your life. Tell you, to be nice, I'll give you 30 days, 90 days tops. And the relationship goes to shit. Starts with what? Love? I'll take it backwards. Starts with lust, love, toxic love, the sparks over. 30 days, 90 days being tight. Y'all bang like bunnies, all that good shit. And you don't even know each other. Now he comes out, you settle down, and what happens? You're doing opposite track, nothing in common. What's good? Why are you there? And that's the shit. You don't want to keep exchanging energy with wrong individuals. Just fall back working yourself. And then you potentially might be alone for quite a while, actually speaking wise. But remember, it also is your environment. Once again, when I'm from Eastern Washington, shitty environment in general. A lot of introverts. This conversation is way too much for them. My potential would be more in Seattle wise, 3 hours away from me. But with that said, once again, on this full social media, you meet some badass individuals. The thing is, they might be like me. I'm in Washington State. She could be Miami. She could be fucking Poland, fucking Pluto and shit, in the North Pole with Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Like, she's there chilling with Mr. and Mrs. Claus at the North Pole. I don't got the money, funds to go back and forth, nor does she. So what do? That's where you gotta control your heart feelings. If not, you can do the LDRs, long distance relationships. So you do long distance relationships, you're together, loyal, trusting, but you do everything but physically see each other. And let's say, because I imagine y'all see, you either done it, seen it, observed it, your friends, family, or you doing it. In a relationship with 2 years, you're trustful and loyal to each other. No one falls to lust, nothing. No infidelities at all. But you never physically saw each other because, the money part. How's that going to work? You're just having a cyber relationship, I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just forewarning you. And that's shit. And then everyone's going to give you shit on your side, their side. How you know they're not cheated? Because they can. Physical bodies are everywhere, So with that said, that's why you got to be careful on social media with the people you meet, etc. Because you can catch feelings, then what? And then you don't want to be in a situation where doesn't work out, they cheat on you, etc. And then you potentially that happened to one of my kiddos, You want to fucking off your dome and shit over a cyber person. That's I tell my daughter and my other buddies' kids, like, you cut yourself, you do all this to your body, you do all this infliction to yourself, right? Negativity, because an individual you never met in your life other than this phone. A fucking phone. And look what you're doing. I go, imagine here locally wise. What's, like, dude, like, yeah, that's what I tell me. I'm middle school, high school, you're too young for this conversation. Even if you're 25 and under, like, if you don't know this conversation, you're going to get destroyed relationships. And that's why you have the thoughts, and you fall to Miami bullshit, drugs, alcohol, pills. Because you're numbing up, running from your problems. That sucks, And then, quote unquote, I'm supposed to feel sorry for you. Not to trigger you. I don't feel sorry for you. Narcissist traits, right? Empathetic side, and I'd be, we're just talking vibe about it. Let's talk about why you felt to what you did. What you're doing, your drugs, pills, whatever. Like, let's talk about it. You don't have to, but remember this. I respect your boundaries, but I remind you, the door is always here open for you. Today, tomorrow, 20 years from now. Whenever you want to talk vibe, I got you. As a friend associate, not as a partner. And that's what a lot of girls get triggered on when I say that. Like, what do you mean? I'm not going to have a person by my side that's being codependent. If you get triggered because your parents, child trauma, your ex triggers you, your boss is triggered, like, why? I get that situation, but why don't we just be friend associates? We talking vibe and that's it. But you can like me all you want. It's not going to work out because, I can't fix you nor save you. I can hold you and guide you. But I'm 1,000. I'm on top of a mountain chilling with God and Lucifer. I already comprehend this whole universe. It's easy as hell. So if you're not chilling up here with me or close enough where we're actually working yourself, how do you believe it's going to work out? How do you believe that you're going to be good? Or if you haven't worked it yourself or you stop having insecurities that you didn't believe, like, you talk to all those women? Yes, I do. I don't want to ever stop talking to them because I'm just their friend associate in their pocket telling a story. And they're like, why do you care too much? Because no one deserves to go through trauma bonds. No one deserves to destroy petty-ass words. No one gets destroyed in relationships. That's the most unjust feeling in the world. And then you cry and die over one individual, That's very unjust. You shouldn't be doing that because you're not going to involve in life at all. So, that's why, once again, I'm about to get off in a minute because I'm getting exhausted. Just fall back, work on you. Just like, deadass, I tell all my one-on-ones, when you fall back, work on yourself, date yourself. What? Nothing's wrong with being alone. Loneliness fucks you up. So date yourself. Whatever you has the potential to be, what's your favorite color? Ask yourself, what is your favorite color? I don't know. You know why you don't know? Because in each relationship you get into, if you don't fall back working yourself, typically us men are more narcissistic. We do body hopping, no healing, none of that good shit. And women-wise, you're typically more empathetic. You do the healing journey. But even then, no one's really told you that, to date yourself. What do you mean? Ask whatever they ask the potential. Ask yourself that. If you can answer that, then those questions, then you're doing good. So now there, just keep it humble. Just observe everybody for who they really are. That's why I have it on me. What's it at? Oh, this one here. Judge and read everybody for who they really are. Are they broken, ugly, lost, healing inside? Are they matching your energy, take your energy? Protect, control and protect your energy, environment, peace, best as. So that's all I do. I observe everybody in the universe. I judge and read everybody. And that's why in Seattle, I love saying that. And the people that are religious, no matter if they're Buddhist, Muslim, Christian, I don't give a shit. And like, well, only God, I'll be, yes, Blue Book talk, only God can judge. But you guys look at me, you're judging me. You see my tattoos, you're judging me. You don't have, I want you to judge me now, read me. How do I carry myself? What do I talk about? Go to my platforms. This conversation, if I was, getting rid of my first drug dealer, I'll be very disrespectful with you guys, and I'll probably not even talk to you, And then if I'm being, because I'm supposed to go to my mafioso and shit, my chista and shit, in front of your face, I'll be checking out your girlfriend, your wife. And what are you going to do about it? I'll easily catch a case, because my mentality is YOLO. You only live once. I don't care if I catch a case. Oh, yeah, I've been in jail 4 or 5 times, 1,000 times. I'm in and out. See? So that's why I tell people, no, you have the right, because God gave us free will, to judge and read everybody for who they really, really are. How are they inside? Are they actually working themselves? If not, be the friend and associate, but they're going through it. Yes. Try to control your hard feelings, your sympathy and empathy. Try to control best out. If not, you're going to catch feelings. Lock eyes, your little, texting, the hearts, because you're building the emotional cheating, or aka emotional potential to be. The downfall is, if you're more empathetic, you're trying to pick them on down, you potentially want to be in a relationship. The downfall is, they're going through a breakup, they're not ready for shit. They're about a relationship, they're not ready for shit. But you feel sympathy, you feel sorry for them. You can't fix them or save them, but you can try. And then when you find face, then what? It's going to hurt. Again, in this lifetime, I say all the time, how many times do you want to die in this lifetime? Me, individual, I've died. That hurt too, both my baby moms. I thought, honestly speaking wise, my first one, that destroyed me pretty bad. 12 years. Virgin, traditional ways, got destroyed. That's why I carried my categories. I was traditional, virgins, saving for the right one. Whoever laid down would have kids with, wife, big offense. Oh, that corny shit I was taught. Yeah, it failed every which way. Every which way. But once again, I can't be too hard on myself because no one taught me about, I need the words machista and mandilon, machismo. But once again, no one taught us the English words, analogies wise. So our analogy, machista, narcissist, mandilon, empathist, machismo, narcissism. So with that said, I was a mandilon, aka soft, the nice guy, quote unquote. My first baby mom was the machista, aka the bad girl. Opposites attract, all that corny shit. So I got definitely destroyed. But it's cool, I give her props. Remember, these are the disciples for now. People narcissistic, they're beasts at what they do. Fuck, give them their props. They're here to destroy, sell you dreams every which way. Now the question is, once again, can you judge and read them? Are you ready for them? Other people narcissistic, especially the boys, dislike me. They hate the way I speak. They'll DM me. You're ignorant. You're dumb. What you're talking about. I'm like, oh, I got you in your feelings. Tell me where I'm ignorant at. Please elaborate. Let's talk and vibe. I go, let's do a Zoom call. Let's do a live. Let's have fun with this shit. And that's me, individual. I tell people, you can call me out. I love debates over my conversation. So with that said, when I call you out, what? Let's do a live. If you want to, you don't gotta show your face, but why do you worry about your reputation? That's why you're a keyboard warrior. You gotta show your face because you worry about your reputation. That's why on TikTok, that's why I love TikTok. I was on Clapper, but I got banned on Clapper for this shit I'm talking about. I got banned on Clapper for what I'm saying. I was doing hella good on there. You said I was, right? So anyways, that's it. That's why on TikTok, I take anyone's comments, any troll, and do a video response. And then be like, oh, why I gotta do a video response? I'm like, why are you scared of conversations? Wasn't feelings? Why are you scared to show your face? Because you can talk all the shit you want to, man. Remember, there's no face there. It's just a keyboard warrior. You're just a random. But if you're a man, quote unquote, to call him out, right? Why don't you show your face? And I remind him, so I'm doing this video response to you, right? And all my platforms, I'm gonna post this so everyone will see your name, John123. Everyone's gonna see it. So that's why you boys and girls are scared to show your face. Or you get mad when I call you out. Like, you stitched me? Yes, I did. I called you out? Yes, I did. Why are you scared of a conversation? Then welcome to social media. There's some of us that, I work to myself, I'm woke, I call everybody the fuck out, and I'm too much for you. So don't make comments. Go to my platforms before you make a comment. Oh, this guy, oh shit, there's video responses? Hell yeah. Oh, nah, I'm not. Yeah, there you go. Be smart about it. Keep a warrior to another person that won't call you out on your shit. I call everybody out. Oh, my conversation, petty ass words. And if you're scared for that, don't make a comment. If your social media is too much for you, don't be on here. You can be here and observing, but don't say nothing. If you're not ready for words, conversation, and feelings. I keep it 1,000, raw and real, man. I call everybody, I give them a fucks. That's why I tell people, like, even locally, I tell my boy, my boss, you know. People hate, they're always gonna hate this little Mexico, brown, black people in the basic culture, blue pill talk, we don't support each other. Fuck them. I go, just do you, make your business, make your hustle, and focus on you. Let them report. Dude, as long as you have your permits, you have everything, so you good, you blessed. That's like me. They talk about me. Like, my ex hadn't sent me for a while, but in the beginning, she'd be like, hey, you know, people are talking about you. I'd be like, is it brown people? Spanish people? I don't give a fuck. I go, brown boys in Eastern Washington, all of Eastern Washington, which I will do TikTok pretty soon about that. Eastern Washington State. Not Washington, D.C., you know, capital, etc., Washington State. All of Eastern Washington. I call it all you hearing this, watching this, tag your fucking family from Eastern Washington. All of you. 99% of you boys can't teach me shit. 95% of you girls can't teach me shit. 1% men, we're talking to vibing. And that's like a high 1%. And 5% women, we're talking to vibing. So tag this, send this to your therapist, counselor, psychologist. They went to school for this shit. That Bible, the DSFI man-made book. A big Bible for no fucking reason. All these big ass words, dopamine, chromium, all this shit. All these different parts of fucking narcissism, fight. Like, dude, everyone's got the shit. That's not true. That's why in Seattle, I love debating with them. That's why I love my tattoos. They walk up, well, what you put on your face? I'm like, they're just words. But they're, you know what the words are? I'm like, there's a reason on them for a reason. I mean, there's a reason why they're on me. So yes, I don't know why. And then like, why does it bother you? It doesn't bother me just because you trigger people. How so? Elaborate. And they look at me like, well, I'm a therapist. I'll be, oh, how long you been a therapist for? 10 years, 11 years. Oh, you should know this. And then I break down my tattoos. I show my tattoos. I break it down. And they get the feelings. Sometimes it'd be cool. Be like, you know, you're doing good, but you should, like, why don't you go to, like, go to college for this? I was like, man-made college, blue pill talk. I just had a conversation with you. We had this 5-10 minute conversation on my debate, and I just told you all the answers to life in 5-10 minutes. And I have more tattoos to come. But that's why you can't fix or save nobody. And from there, as a good therapist, you're telling your clients day one what I just told you. I do this with all my one-on-ones. Let's break it down. Let's break down your overthinking, your traumas, you know, your anxiety, depression. But what triggered you? What do you mean? You was happy. All of a sudden you're sad, bitter, hate. Why? What triggered it? Was it your environment? Was it a word? I don't know. I promise you 1,000. Rewind in your head. Your environment. That's a scenario. How'd you sleep last night? Good. Nightmares? No. This morning. How were you? Good. So, are you sure? Remember, I'm going by what you're telling me. Last night you slept good. No nightmares. This morning you woke up good. Nothing bad. So, from this morning to whatever time we talk, let's say 3 p.m. So, from this morning to 3 p.m., your time, what triggered you? What triggered your anxiety? What triggered your sadness? You know, overthinking. I don't know. Well, let's try. If you want to talk about it, let's dissect it. You know, where did you start? You know, was it at work? Did you see a couple walking together? You heard a song. You saw a TV, a show going on. Because remember this: when you go through healing and awakening journey, especially breakups and shit in life, everything fucks you up. You hear music. Because remember, it's like when you're going through it. Like I wasn't, for blooper fucking 3 years of my life and shit. What you gonna call it? When you go to breakups, like the songs that you hear together, that dedicate to you, vice versa, that song is your guys' song to your last breath. But if you sit and dwell on it, it's always just sad, mad, whatever the situation is, right? And then when you work on yourself, become awakened and woke, now they're just like me. That's the sound, to trigger the blue pillars, and people that are going the healing journey, or red pillars. Like I love suicidal music, depression music, breaking music, sad music. It's beautiful. To me, it's beautiful. Because I don't miss those feelings. I would ever have those feelings. Because I don't need nobody in the universe. Selfish, I'm selfish 1,000. I come first and foremost. And in time when you work on yourself, you will be selfish also. Because every day above ground, who do you deal with? Love it or hate it. First, the person in the mirror. The first war in the universe. And then from there, who? Your environment. Who's all around you? So with that said, to trigger, so you see where my mentality is that individual. Because I'm woke 1,000. Remember, single father, 8 kids. So I don't need my kiddos. Co-parenting, partner, family, friends, none of you guys by the stream. What? I don't need none of you. I just need myself, the person in the mirror first and foremost, right? Because when you comprehend this, true happiness, unconditional love, and support start from the person in the mirror first and foremost. When you comprehend that, that's when you love yourself with mind, body, heart, soul, love 1,000. This body is just a vessel. That's all it is. All it is just a vessel, and she's just borrowing it So with that said, you can fucking do all the BBLs, like do what you gotta do to modify the sleeve, the body. And I promise you 1,000, you cosmetically made it better in your head, but your ex is to destroy you. I get in a relationship with you. You my narcissist traits, I can devour the fuck out of you. And even though everyone tells you you're beautiful, I lay down with you. I tell you, ugly, fat, and stupid, nobody wants you. How the hell do you wake up to yourself, look in the mirror? And everyone else tells you you're beautiful. Remember, but I hurt you the most. Because why? I'm in a relationship with you, TLC, exchanging energy. I run the show. And you're going to probably get more fucking whatever you got to do to make yourself feel yourself better. All good shit, right? So that's why when you comprehend that, then you love yourself, mind, body, heart, soul, love 1,000. That's why I want people, I want my kids, I want co-parenting, I want my family, friends, you guys by my side. If you choose to want to, which is your choice, I can't force you in my life at all. And vice versa. That's why I tell people, I can vibe with people that want me and people that hate me. I can vibe with both sides. I'd be like, oh, if you hate me, why do you hate me? I know, in fact, 1,000 on my side, I didn't do anything wrong to you, but I will apologize. If you can please elaborate why I'm apologizing for what I do wrong in your head. Because in my head, that I know of, nothing at all that I did wrong. But maybe I said something to you directly. You said my TikTok. I tell people, yo, all the shit that I'm saying, especially the boys and shit, if I get you new feelings, I did my job. If I trigger you, I did my job. So the fuck you know the shoes fit, rock the motherfuckers like a champ, or change your ways for better, which is definitely your choice. Everyday bug ground, the choice is to do right or wrong, better, drugs, whatever you want to do. God gave us free will. So everyday bug ground, I'm blessed first and foremost for another day of life, right? In my head, I'm talking over triple digits. I'm gonna tell the same exact story to my last dying breath, because I'm simplifying the shit best out. That's what people are like. Why don't you write a book? I was like, if I was to write a book, if I was to write a book, it wouldn't be. Notice when I say this, it wouldn't be a traditional book, like what a lot of people do. They'll start with the childhood, right? Childhood, middle school, high school, college, all that shit. No, if I was to write a book, it'd be chill, guys. The only reason, yes, first and foremost, yes, I had child trauma, I get that. Bullies, I get that. But the only reason why life became hard, because dead ass is relationships. The only fucking reason why it became real hard, because relationships. How the hell you're in middle school, high school, like I was. And once again, my puppy love, I won't say her name at all, but, you know, if she hearing this, you know who she is, why it's like, she didn't lie to me. Like, and here's the kicker. High school was, you know, you have little puppy loves and bullshit, whatever, right? But the ones that actually get your attention, I was like a freshman, sophomore, and because of her voice, you know, it's the first girl in my life that got my attention. Girls would tell me I like you. To me, I was like, I'm playing basketball, chill with my boys. You know, no thought of girlfriends at all, no itch, nothing. All my friends, females and males, there were couples and shit. You know, once you get a girlfriend, I don't know, there's no urge for one, you know? So with her wise, you know, she was cool people, you know, beautiful individual, a great job, but like I love her for that. She didn't lie to me at all. She didn't sell me a dream. She could have. She could have ghosted. She could have, you know, sold me a dream, used me for my kindness, all that shit. No, she's like, hey, I can tell, like, you know, with you wise, like, you're probably like traditional. You're probably like, you don't want to be, if I was to be with you, family and all that shit, marriage, she's like, I'm too young for that. Like, I'm not ready for that. I'm young, my party, kick it to my thing. She said, I want you to be with somebody else. There's somebody girls that want to be with you. That I know they'll offer you that, you know? And I'll be like, no, I'll wait for you. I waited for a girl I waited for 4, and it was my choice. Once again, no one put a gun to my head and all that shit, right? 4.5 years waiting for an opportunity with somebody I didn't have a chance. She reminded me all the time, like, yo, like, I don't know why you're waiting, man. Like, I'm going to be with many guys if I want to, whatever. Like, I can do whatever I want. Like, you know, I was like, no, maybe one of these days. Yeah, that's when you gaslight, manipulate yourself. Pray, plan, hope, right? Yeah, did it work out? No, it didn't. And now what do I have? Thought the suicidal thought. I was like, damn, because once, you know, rejection, protection, right? But the thing in the situation is, when people reject you, you believe what? I'm not worthy. That's the shit. That's where people fucking off their domes or fucking fall to drugs, alcohol, pills. That's why if you can, when someone rejects you, be like, yo, like, ask them, like, is it because, you know, I'm not your type, you know, whatever. They could lie to you, or be honest. You can, in time when working yourself, you can judge and read them. And that'll be a little easier for yourself, you know? And that's the intent. So with that said, you know, ask a question. That's for me, individual, like, I don't worry about rejection. We have a conversation that they can answer or not answer. I go on my day. Minute efficiency, etc. wise. That's why when people give you shit about, oh, you got rejected, your boys, your homegirls, like, does it fucking matter? You know? And when you work at yourself, it won't matter. because you can't force no one to like you. That's why any boy and girl gets in the feelings when you say no to them. Oh, you're a bitch. You ain't shit. You're ugly. But a minute ago, you wanted to wipe me up, hug me up, all that good shit. Now all of a sudden, you hate my ass? I said no. And that's why you dodged the bullet, aka red flag right there. And that's why they got in the feelings. Why? Their pride and ego. Now they become hateful and so you become destructive. And with that said, when you're rejecting people, you gotta watch your environment. If you're in the ghetto hoods, the most narcissistic people in the universe, and then watch your wording, best as, try to better it up, best as, and keep it humble. Well, think about it. But there's no guarantees, remember. Cool. But just try to, when you see them again, like, how about you be friends and associate, and that's it. They're still getting the feelings, but maybe not as just saying no. We give them time. But once again, his side, her side, they can gaslight, manipulate, say, oh, I got a chance. That's the downfall. When you use, like, I was taught this in 2002, my coworker, because I'd be like, I hope, I plan, and pray. He's like, I'm going to tell you something, what's up? She's like, why don't you use the word idea? I'm like, idea? I was like, what do you mean? Well, you're like, well, the plan is to go out this weekend and go with the kids, whatever, right? I pray, plan, hope. Hope, I plan, I pray, I manifest that, I get the job. Like, you use those words, you're just gaslighting yourself. Gaslighting, you're just lying to yourself. What do you mean? Let me tell you. So you pray, plan, hope, right? You manifest all good shit, whatever you want to use. And you don't get the job. What happens to you? You become bitter. Your day goes to shit. So now your day goes to shit, right? And you take it out, potentially take it out on people, etc., right? Or your kids, family, whatever the situation is. But if you use the word idea, the idea is I get this job. The idea that I get, whatever, I get in this relationship. See, now when you do ideas, the 50-50 shot. Like, what do you mean? 50, you get it, awesome. The other 50, it wasn't meant to be. You go with your day. I was like, fuck, I dig that. Hell yeah. So that's why I tell people, try to avoid using the words, I pray, plan, hope, manifest. Because if you don't get it, you can manifest all you want, do all the rituals you want, you didn't get it. No, it just wasn't meant to be. It wasn't in your favor. So the plan is I get this. I'll take it back. The idea is I get this. That's why in Seattle, the markets, or in general, they'd be like, what's the idea for the weekend? Idea? What do you mean? Well, traditionally speaking wise, what's the plans for the weekend? But when I say plans, and I did that. I told them, like, what do you mean? Why? Because the scenario I just gave you, I elaborate that way. Like, oh, that's true. That kind of makes sense. Like, yeah, it's just a 50-50 shot, But we shot, awesome. That wasn't meant to be. You go out your day, you're not bitter. It didn't ruin your day. So that's why the cool thing to talk to older folk, they have more wisdom and knowledge, especially they're more awake and woke-wise. That's why I love them talking about with the universe. I'll do this in my last dying breath. I simplify it best as. That's why I say the same shit all the time, because I'm telling the same exact story for almost 3 years. Well, May 3rd will be 3 years. And I'll be saying this to my last dying breath, because why? I'm just trying to make it simple for everybody. Everyone behind the screen. So once again, this lifetime, it took me 39 years of my life to comprehend this. Just 42. So the last 3 years of my life, I'm blessed. I fucking love life to the full. I love everyone behind the screen. Like, yo, I have nothing against you. Even if you did a lot of wrong, and no one's perfect, we have our flaws. But the thing is, don't dwell on your past. Taking those knowledge to comprehend it. Don't do the same mistakes. You keep doing the same mistakes. Fuck your fucking excuses. SOS, stuck on stupid. One point with the wrong answer. No, do some accountability and stop doing mistakes, because that's a habit, an addiction. Break your addiction to whatever you're doing. Because I'm not doing it. Your partner's doing it. Your parents aren't doing it. Your kids aren't doing it. You're doing it. So when are you going to fix that? Which is your choice, And that's what I tell people. Every day above ground is your choice to do whatever you want in life. And that's why I just try to simplify it for everybody. Get more ink therapy. I love it. And that's why my boy Bobby that does my ink, he's like, man, every time you come through, I love, vibing with you. You have good combos and shit. Yeah, I'm just telling a story. That's why, he's doing better, because, detoxing from, alcohol, all that good stuff. So that's why I told him the analogy. Hey, Bobby, the bottle doesn't need you, you need the bottle. He's like, I like that. I go, Tommy, like me, I go, I don't speak on alcohol because I don't drink Fireball, but you imagine that you say, as a drinker, you've had all, so when you hear the words, these terms like me, I know the terms, like, I've heard them, Doug Fart, sex on the beach, all this shit. No, you don't drink that. I'm tight, bro. I know like a crackhead alcoholic, quote unquote, with my drugs. Alcoholic with all these tattoos and shit, but no, I don't drink. I don't get high. I'm high on life. How about that? Natural high. That's wild, man. And it's funny because they're brown people, and especially older cats, when they see me, like, you're lying. I don't drink. I got water? What, you don't drink? Are you serious? I have customers that they're like, in Spanish, or even English, like, yeah, you want some, you want to hit? I'm like, hit what? And they show like their booger sugar. I'm like, oh no, Enjoy it all you want. I'm good. Really? You don't do nothing? Like, dude, you're a virgin? They're like, oh, you go to church or what? Like, in my head, I'm in church every day talking and vibing, but no, I'm going to church. So that's why he's like, that's what Bobby's like, yeah, I dig that. Yeah, I'll go, maybe I'll get that tat on me. Because remember, it's a man-made drug like all pills. It's man-made shit. You can take your PTSD, anxiety, all those pills do that. It'll calm you down, but the only reason why you're triggered because you're overthinking. But why is your overthinking going? Environment, words, people, etc. So that's why it's top people. Like a lot of us dwell, like I did when I was younger, like on the negativity, the news, politics, gangs, all this corny ass man-made bullshit, and like damn, the religious talking now, right? I'd be praying to God, like, yo, God, like this world's pretty fucked every which way. So I pray, plan, hope that I don't wake up tomorrow. I don't really want to be here. Being nice is wrong. Relationships suck. So if I'm not here, I'm not here. I'm not trying to take myself out. I'm probably the wrong player to be asking you, but it'd probably be better that way, right? The downfall is why? Because we're focused on negativity, which is our hell on earth. That's why individual. Why do I give a shit about blue pill talk, which I'm going to tell on me here. It's going to say two of these sheeple blue pillars. They say what? We all debate about what? Man-made bullshit. Race, religion, politics, COVID, man versus women, high value men, high value men. What color is your Bugatti? Drugs, gangs, mafias. Why the fuck do I give up about any of that shit? I pray for them people. I go on my day. Those are loser disciples. What? Yeah, I just called you loser disciples. You're bad people. For now. What? See? First I'm sour, then I'm sweet. For now, what do you mean for now? You can fix change yourself, save yourself whenever you want to, which is your choice. Not my choice. I'm just letting you know you can. But if you want to do self-accountability, if you want to get your life back and be a better person, then from there, wise potential, you can guide others and tell your story, what you've done wrong. Because maybe scenario, you drop like 10 bodies or 100 bodies. Someone dropped 2 and you just tell them, well, I know you feel bad for 2, but how would you feel bad if you dropped 100? Like, what? Like, I did that. But yes, I'm better now. I'm a nicer person now because more spiritual, godly, all the good stuff because I worked on myself. I had a support team, people guided me. And I changed my ways because they remind me it's my choice, And that's the intent, to remind people, like tell people, yo, maybe locally you feel alone, right? But in social media you won't. And then from there, whatchamacallit, I'll tell everybody my side, on this phone, I'm always in your pocket. You can DM, comment away, I got you. If I want to feel alone, like that's the most unjust feeling to have, is like to feel alone. Walk around the whole world and feel empty and shit. And you gotta maintain the matrix, quote unquote, go to work. If you're a parent, do parenting, try to get along with your partner, but you're miserable in life. And then if you can't talk to your partner, that shit sucks. That's the worst to be in a relationship where you can't talk to your partner. And to let you know, my probably a lot of your situations, but this lets you know like a major red flag when you know your relationship's pretty much over. Where you can't talk to your partner in general because you have to walk on eggshells and you worry about triggering them, right? And even though it's a raw real conversation, that she should be working on each other to be better, but they don't want to have it. They're doing communication. You're doing communication comprehension, they don't want to have that. They'd rather talk about everything but that because they're avoiding the situation, right? So like, if you're doing what I was doing, if you talk to your partner when they're sleeping, you're done. This shit's over. Because why? They're sleeping. They're angels. Like, now you look at them like, damn, why can't he or she be like that? They're quiet and chill, etc. Like, I would love for them to have this conversation when they're awake. The downfall, I can't have the conversation with them because I was triggers them. They don't want to talk about this because it's too raw and real. Now you sit on with your hell on earth, your dungeon. Every time you come home, I gotta deal with them. Yeah, that's just gonna suck. That's why if you focus on yourself, fall back into the healing, awaken, eventually woke journey, then anything that makes you happy is your heaven on earth. Analogy: chill with your friends, heaven on earth. You go outside, fucking see Mother Nature, heaven on earth. The birds and the bees, heaven on earth. Any of your customers, social media, whatever the fuck it is, like as long as it makes you happy as an individual. That's your heaven on earth. Focus on positivity. Even though with the breakup, guess what? It'll be a lot easier. And if you can, which I recommend, we go through breakups and tough times in life, fucking do laughing therapy, comedy therapy, watch comedy, man. That shit, like you might even feel crazy because you're shedding tears over a breakup or going through a tough situation. Now you're watching comedy, you're fucking laughing and shit. You're crying and laughing at the same time. Because that's it does. That's something about fucking comics, man. Comedians and shit. They get down. They pick you up when you're down. That's me. I'll be shedding tears. My second baby mom's right. The mother of boys in a respectful manner. Every time I be shedding tears over her, I just grab my Facebook or my phone, go to my Facebook, have to my save files, all the funny TikToks, the funny ones. I just be like crying, laughing, and just thinking about like, if I'm gonna be crazy losing it to be doing this. Like, nah, because I was trying to pick myself up, but I'm down. And then my support team told me that like when you go into tears, like try to avoid. Yes, easier said than done. Try to watch. I mean, try to watch. Try to avoid watching. I'm tired. Try to avoid watching. You know, love movies. You know, the music, reggae music, all that. Avoid it best. That doesn't mess you up bad. Like just watch comedy. You know, action, anything positive. You know, but anything emotional is gonna make you think of her. Is it hurt bad? You know. I was like, yeah, so that's why I love my support team because a lot of the healing notes are mine's and theirs. Because like I told them when I went through my situation, I was like, yo, I have no money, but like, how do I repay you back? They're like, I don't want no money. I just if you could just share my notes, I can't do what you do. Like I won't go public about it. Because I get it. Because you know, in this spiritual fucking world, narcissists take out empaths, all this corny bullshit because we're saying too much. I reiterate here and there, like, yo, if you ever heard one time that a year or 2 years from now that I out my dome because depression, no, my mansion, close on my doors of pain, I'm blessed. People that are narcissistic they don't like what I'm saying, so it's easier to flip it to fishes than shut me up and make me disappear. You know, get rid of all my social media, everything, and then from there, y'all stuck, you know. And once again, it's highly impossible in the whole fucking universe because there's ETs and everything. Like, we're studying aliens. First and foremost, we're all fucking aliens. You got a short, fat, missing limbs, said it was. But we're studying them, ETs studying us. But here's the best part. ETs have technology, right? But they have the same issues we do. Relationship issues, anxiety, depression, all that good shit. But their advancement is technology. They're going from fucking realm to realm, universe to universe. But they have the same shit we do. Same exact shit we do. They were about man-made bullshit, blue pill talk, race, religion, politics, war, all this shit, and then they were about relationships. Yeah. So that's how ETs. Y'all saying us to go back to your master. I just told you who your boss. You go and fix it yourself. You go and fix it and save yourself, not nobody else. But we can guide you, we can heal you, guide you, support you, uplift you, forewarn you, show matter to you. That's the beauty about the situation. That's the cool thing about social media. On this phone, once again, networking. I jump on my live, do my thing. Eventually, when I catch up myself, this life it'll be on my YouTube channel and my podcast. So I'm a broken record, but once again, I just try to simplify it for everybody. But that's it, y'all. I'm about to get off. I'm very exhausted. I wake up. I don't know what time it is. Oh shit! Pardon my French. 3 in the morning. I have to wake up in 4 hours. I'll be talking, so I apologize. But once again, I'm about to get off. So once again, don't feel alone. I'm always in your pocket. You can always comment, DM, and wait on my platforms. I do free one-on-ones, free therapy, life coaching, all that great jazz. Because it's about you and that I. I love life. I love the universe. A lot of you going through, especially young generation, if you're like 30 and under, 25 and under, 20 and under, you're pretty much screwed. Because the only reason why is relationships. But if you have a support team, I promise you 1,000. Some of the whole giant guide you, you can be out of the game. So you can get out of your head, work on your mansion, work on your depression, anxiety, and stuff like, you know. Because I get it. It's like when I was awakened, not woke yet. You know, the feeling to be like, yo, like, how can I trust anybody? Like, I got done dirty so many times. I'm not the best. I have my flaws, but I know I'm not a bad person. But I don't deserve to be in this type of feelings, you know? Very negative, very destructive, you know? And then, wear the mask smiles and then act like you're all fucking fine and dandy. And that's why, men, don't worry about the corny ass boys when they say, you know, man, don't show no feelings, keep that shit to yourself, man, the fuck up. Like, no, fuck your shit. Talk to your partner, because once again, I can't read your mind and vice versa. I say, scenario, I'm about to get off this live. Y'all don't know I'm not off my dome. I'm about to go raw bags of shit, because once again, I don't even know what you're thinking and vice versa. But we can talk and vibe with the conversation. If you're going to do shit, your knowledge is capped out because you don't got a support team. I got you. I promise you. That's why I'm the model for the whole universe. Your pain is my pain. I died like you died. I know the feeling. It sucks, especially when you feel lost and you can't. You believe you can't do more than that. You don't want to be 20 years old with depression, 30 years old with depression, 40 years old with depression, 50 fucking years old with depression, 60 years old with depression, and anxiety on my tattoos on my neck. That sucks. I'm blessed. You know, I see my family, friends, and my one-on-ones that are older than I am, 50, 60 years old, and going fucking shedding tears, going through it bad, you know? And me, like, when you're woke wise, it's gonna sound like different wise when I say like I put myself in their shoes, right? Empathy part and sympathy part, but I don't I like a lot of people. You know you do that for others, right? And you probably shed tears with them. I don't shed tears with nobody. Like I comprehend it. Like I tell them I'm not being cold hearted. I'm just like I comprehend all the feelings, you know. So let me hold your hand, guide you, and I tell them I know it make it sound easy, but it's your journey. But I just remind you I'm always in your pocket, and then I tell them because we will gaslight and manipulate ourselves that like I'm being too codependent because once you comprehend the word codependency wise, anything you rely on a lot, you know, family, friends, whatever situation is, you know, you might gaslight yourself, manipulate yourself like I'm being too clingy, you know, I'm always me needy, I'm always needy, like them, like I tell my one-on-ones behind this phone like yo, don't gaslight yourself. I'm letting you know I want you to reach out, so you don't feel like you're being codependent. No. You can call me, text me 1,000 times. Same conversations every day. It's cool. I got you. Your journey, not mine. I will hold your hand and guide you every which way so you can progress in life. So then from there, where I was like, you know, my sister Aurelia, my homegirl jumped on the live on my Facebook side. You know, she was, you know, we stopped. I didn't talk to her for almost 3 years, right? And that's the cool thing when you have a good conversation with people is like, they can, a lot of my one-on-ones, they'll do good and they'll go away, right? I like to check up on everybody in the mornings, see what's up, how you doing as a family, how you doing with your matching, progression, right? When we speak my lingo, sort of analogies. And they won't respond for a year or two, and they come back, hey, I'm sorry, it's now going through a breakup. I'm like, no, you're not. Are you doing better now? You know, we want to talk about it, let's vibe, let's have fun with the situation, you know? And that's a cool thing, you can carry on the conversation like it was like yesterday, because it's about love and respect. And that's how with her, you know, she was going through it, I'm giving her analogy, she's like, man, I love the way you speak. I was like, well, it's because I worked on myself. I'm trying to make it hell easy as possible. She's like, yeah, you give me ideas. Like, yeah, because my personal experiences, and then my one-on-ones and people in my lifetime that I spoke to, my benefits, anyone like, yo, I'll give you their scenario, now I comprehend it, and so on and so on. So I go back and tell everybody, I make it sound easy. Because I remember this, I tell them, when you have a support team, you feel hella good, right? But the analogies, right? You know, you're like Hancock. Have you ever seen the movie Hancock? You know, they have like, it's like Superman, Superwoman, but when they're together, they lose their powers, all that good stuff. AK, like an analogy, is soul tie, trauma bonds, all that good shit. So when you're going through breakups, like you do, like TikTok, no contact. Okay, you can do no contact, which is a positive to a certain extent, because, okay, you didn't talk to your ex for 3 years, right? You avoided them, blocked them, all that good shit, right? That's positive for yourself, but like I tell people, did you close the door of pain of that one individual? What do you mean? First hard part you forgive, obviously not forget. The second hardest part is what? You gotta let them go, which is oh yeah, you know, you gotta let go. You know, and when you let them go, what do? You do closure for yourself. You figure out why the relationship failed. What was my wrongdoings? What was her wrongdoings? Learn the red flags on both sides. Then tend not to let it happen again, right? And the idea is to let them go. If you don't let them go, like even though physically they're not by you, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, they'll appear the door paying rent free. Every time you think about them, they talk about them, you can verbally say or mentally say to yourself, fuck them. It's been 3 years, no contact, and you haven't seen them or nothing, seen her, and still fuck them. You forgave them, but you did not forget. I mean, you did. You forgave. Obviously, you don't forget. You haven't let them go, and that sucks because you don't want to have that. Let them on that door of pain because scenario, right? I love doing scenario, so I go scenario. That time one of my especially female. Let's say I tell them scenario. You know, I'm your ex, right? And then you did not contact for 5 years, and then you got your partner, right? And your partner, you told me you're over me, said all the great jazz, and your relationship's perfect, quote unquote. Your love, love, respect, communication, comprehension, all that good shit. But remember, you lied to yourself in your head, gaslight, and manipulate that you let me go, right? But I tell everybody, the true test, especially when you do no contact, is face to face. I told her, what's going to happen today? What do you mean? Scenario, you're in Paris, right? I love doing Paris for some reason. Maybe I'm going to Paris one of these years. Anyways, you're in Paris with your boyfriend, right? You're talking cool, nice sunny day. You're having a good conversation. And you haven't seen me for 5 years. And magically, I'm in Paris. I'm there just chilling by myself, right? And I go there. And then from there, I see you. We see each other. And then you're talking to your boyfriend, right? You love him, all the good shit. You said you told him, you're over me, you let me go. And you and I lock eyes. We haven't seen each other for 5 years. And I'm not going to say shit to you. You look at you, smile, say nothing. But you were talking to your man. You freeze up, cat out your tongue, can't say nothing at all. And then he's like, hey, whatever, Maria, what's up with you? Like, you okay? And she, you still can't tell me nothing. I mean, you still can't tell your man nothing. And then what's he gonna do is look at your eyes, and then you'll be looking at me, and then hey, Maria, who's that guy? Do you know him? And you still can't say shit. Can't got your tongue. Cause why? You're scared. You're traumatized, right? And then he's gonna come to me, yo, do you know my girlfriend? I'll be, oh yeah, I'm her ex. And I'm not being verbally fit, nothing. I'm not being mean to you, not being rude to you. And I just looked at him and that's it. We locked eyes. Because you're like, what the fuck? How the hell you haven't seen you for 5 years, magic in Paris, and now you froze the downfall situation. I tell people that's when you self-sabotage relationship. How so? Because you froze in front of your partner that you told your partner that you let me go. How about you did let me go because I traumatized you. I got you frozen, stuck like Chuck, and I go on my day. I didn't tell you nothing wrong, wasn't being mean to you. I go on my day. The downfall now protects you more like you self-sabotage relationship because he can throw shit in your face like, yo, you still thinking about me, all this during the TLC to trigger you, all that shit. And that's why I tell everybody, no contact initially, yes, does help, but eventually the true test as an individual is when you see your ex face to face. How will you react? And you can say, I let go. You can say, we can verbalize all this shit. You can lie to you, gaslight, manipulate, all you want. True test is always face to face. I promise you that, because that's why when my ex-wife, my second baby mom, when I was going through it, I love analogies, So with that movie Hancock, away from each other, I got my support team. She's got a support team, so we're fucking strong. We're good, right? But get away from the support team. Especially when we have kids involved, you're doing quote unquote trying to do co-parenting. You see such face to face, that fucking hurts, Especially you try to give hugs, it hurts hella, like, and especially okay, cool, well, talk to you later, Then I was single, she's gonna go back to her partner, and that fucks you up pretty bad, and then you get discouraged again. Now you get rock bottom. That's why I tell people like I say on TikTok, which is very very true. It's okay to not be okay. And that's why the more people in your support team, fuck you ahead of the game. Because everyone in your support team is your therapist, counselors. Allow them to show you a lot of respect. And then I getting tired with you like, damn, Marge. Damn, Vito. You had the same shit for the last fucking 2 years. You still can't, they get mad with you. Get over her. Like, if you haven't heard of a trauma bond, it's easier said than done. Because in my head, I need her. She can move on, have 20,000 kids. It doesn't matter. No matter what she's doing. So that's a downfall with codependency wise and trauma bonds. You still focus your energy on them, on the wrong individual, and supposed to do co-parenting and then wing life best as. Make that shit make sense. And the intent, quote unquote, is not to add man-made bullshit, drugs, alcohol, pills. Because if you do, then your relationship, take away not relationship, but your life becomes hella hard. And the intent when the kids are involved, you don't take out your anger on the kiddos. You don't do reactive abuse, which is for sure easy to done because. If you're going through a breakup and it's fucking you every which way, that shit hurts hella bad. I tell people the cool thing, like, which I highly recommend, use technology. Get a cell phone. Like, you can do like your journals. That's a lot of writing. My hands hurt. You can do typing, as it is in McGee Techie. That shit still hurts. Grab your phone. Test yourself as an individual. Look at what I'm doing. I'm basically talking to myself on the screen, right? But y'all here watching this, hearing this, right? But anyways, you're basically talking to yourself. So with that said, if you can't talk to yourself, then you're struggling, right? If you can't see yourself, then you're struggling. But it's cool. Use a cell phone, turn the camera off, and just do audio memos for now. And then test yourself. And remember, you just push record. The phone's doing the job of recording, that's it. You're not streaming, you're not live, nothing. It's just you. Talk to yourself. Let the shit out. Say what you got to say, and that's it. And the cool thing about technology, you can fall back, even if like, it's called word salad. If you're talking about whatever, you're expressing yourself to yourself, right? And you're everywhere. Talking about your ex, parents, it's just fucking, that's what they call it, word salad. The instant book is not making sense. It doesn't matter. Let the shit out. Especially that type of people, when you go through breakups and shit in life, that's tough. Depression, anxiety, whatever the situation is bothering in life. But, remember, nothing's wrong with shedding tears. The only reason why you're shedding tears is because your body's tired of what? Toxic love, overthinking. Let me think. I'm tired. I'm about to take it off. Toxic love, overthinking, insomnia. Oh, take it back. Toxic love, pain, overthinking, insomnia. So when you're shedding tears, what I recommend, but when you're bawl till you can't bawl no more, and then talk to yourself. Let all that fucking shit out. Because the cool thing is when you let it out and you vent, you can't cry no more because you only shed so many tears, right? The body can release so many tears, and you're done. When you're venting, you're done. Let all that shit out. So, aka your body resets again. Now the 10 is, now you're feeling fresh, feeling good, cool. So, now protect, control your energy around people stats. So your environment is shit. Why is it shit? Why is it your hell on earth? Because my partner, because my parents, because my kids, whatever situation, what can you do to make it better? To make it healthier, And once again, if you record yourself, audio blogs and goes to video blogs, and when you're ready to, you can fall back and hear yourself. Let's tell people, yo, you're why you cry like a bitch. I can send you my audio, email my audios. When I hear them, I'm like, dude, I am crying over one individual. One fucking individual, the whole universe. And that's the downfall of codependency. That's why I say 95% of you behind the screen in general, you guys are bugging codependent like I was. I'm crying for one individual. Why do I need one individual that doesn't want to be on my side? One. There's zillions of options in the universe, and I'm crying about one. And then when you have kids involved, it fucking becomes harder. Because now you got to be co-parenting and try to get along for the kids, right? Because what's the intent of co-parenting? The kids are already traumatized because you both traumatized them because like you're verbally abusive, potentially physically abusive with each other. They said all that bullshit. Yelling, shit's breaking, etc., right? Now you're not together no more, and you're still beefing with each other, the better baby mom, baby fathers? No. Now you traumatize the kids even more. So that in their heads, when they become old enough, middle school, high schoolers, adults, they think toxic relationship, yelling, fucking all that negative bullshit they grew up with is normal. That's a relationship. Nah, that's fucking very unhealthy. That's why I'm blessed with my situation, my ex-wives. Co-parenting fucking best as. That's why a lot of people give me shit like, because I go on the weekends to, visit the boys over there, so I sleep at their place. Her and her hubby go out there and go dinner, go casino, like, I'm there with the boys, And then I work on their cars, so I'm a computer guy, do automotive. And then from there, the true test is, with true in your scenario, you have a baby father, baby mother, right? True test is, trust and loyalty, right? Is like me, like, sometimes I do her favors, I got to pick up things or a vehicle, whatever, it's over here. So I had to take her vehicle back to her place, which is an hour away from where I'm from. And then she's got to take me back home because her hubby's got off work and he's tired, so he's there with the boys. So you as a partner, can you trust your partner that's a baby mom, baby father, whatever the situation is, to go with their ex? 2 hours. Well, actually an hour, just one way. Or in general, just do things together. And that's why as individuals, all these baby mom, baby fathers fucking doing, benefits out of situations. Like, no, y'all hate each other. During relationship, after relationship, but let's say in there, I got a girlfriend. She already, my ex, my second baby mom's the mother of her boys. She has her hubby, but low key we're sleeping with each other, doing benefits of the situation. Make that shit make sense. That's lustful and greedy as hell. And then you're hurting your partners, but no one's got to know. It's just between us. But you go to a church talk about God. Okay, make that make sense. Your God and my God are different, apparently. But with that said, I'm blessed with our co-parenting because, once again, I worked on myself. I didn't do what typical boys do the fucking whole face, body hop, and all that shit. No, I fell back and, like, let me dissect this shit. What did I do wrong on my side? What did she do wrong on her side? And the intent to comprehend it. And then the intent is the next relationship I get into, I don't do the same mistakes, Me individual, my 8 kiddos, especially the boys, the 5 boys, is almost good with the trigger my narcissist traits because, co-parenting, whatchamacallit, like, when you do co-parenting, once again, for the most part, women are raised to be mothers, all that good shit, so they have more patience and compassion for kiddos. And the more kids you have, the more stress it is. Now I comprehend to how to be a mom. I give all the mothers and single mothers my respect because y'all have the hardest job in the universe. And that's where it becomes hard is like, that's on my kiddos. My boys are young, so I keep humble with them, but my daughter's like, first and foremost, take down relationships. Second of all, I tell everybody, don't worry about fucking marriage nor babies. Because no baby, no matter 1 or 1,000 kids, or marriage can guarantee a healthy long-term relationship at all. At fucking all. So don't worry about that. Oh, yeah, you're 30 years old, you haven't got married, you haven't kids. Who gives a fuck? As long as you love your life, everything's good. Roof over your head, a job, your car. You blessed, then you blessed. How many people are 20 years old, married and kids, miserable as fuck? 30 years old, 60 years old, kids married and miserable as fuck. And they're giving you shit because you're not married and you don't have kids. Don't worry about that. kids are a blessing, there's also a lesson, right? Everything's supposed to work in sync, quote unquote. The downfall, if you don't know this, all this conversation I just told you for the last whatever hour, two, whatever situation is, then you're behind. And as kiddos, teenagers, you can't really blame your parents. If your parents didn't teach you, like my parents, another shit I just told you, you can't be too hard on your parents. Once again, they're stuck in a cycle. The intent is you break it, because more likely they're like, your parents are like their siblings and your grandpa and grandma and so on and so on. And for the heads up, when you break the cycle, you start thinking positive, spiritual, all this shit, expect to lose people, expect to be called crazy. And don't get discouraged. That's the hard part. Like, don't fold. Stay strong. I promise you're not crazy, man. You're actually saying they're actually crazy because they're the one that are crazy enough to stay in toxic relationships. Fuck that shit. Like my mom was giving me shit with my last ex. This month, which I gotta do TikTok, but this month is my 1 year solo and then celibate. There's one female that partial energy with, not full energy with. And with that said, which I'm gonna call it, she's all the way shape didn't work out. I was like, right. It was a TikTok story where they're like 17 months together, but we saw each other like face to face like 5 times, I believe. So maybe like days, I don't know, like in 17 months, spent days with each other, probably because she's in California, I'm here in Washington. And me, I was working and I was busy, so like, I don't know, if we do 5 times, I don't know, maybe like 2-3 weeks. Yeah, about 3 weeks. That's not a lot, right? In 17 months, that's why LDRs, long relationships are tough. Gotta be very, very cautious with this phone, because once again, you can meet some beautiful individuals. Y'all can vibe to the fullest. A good potential to be the downfall of fucking in Ukraine, they're in fucking China, Korea. Like, yeah. And then on top of that, one of you two want to take the risk to go back and forth. Like, y'all can go visit and not come back, Either stay there or, sleeping with the fishes. It's very, very risky. It's a lot going on. So that's why just everything starts with you. Every day above ground, like, what do you want to do? Do you want to be happy, bitter, sad, hate? You're always like, oh, pills tomorrow morning. Your choice, I just thought people were just working yourself. And I say once again before I get off here, you have to have a support team. Have is very forceful triggering. You should want a support team. What? I should want? Your choice. You don't have to have one. You don't have to want one. But it becomes a lot easier because once again, if your mental state of mind, the wisdom is only right here, and it's not ever going to evolve because you're scared to talk to anybody, which I get it. A lot of us are empathetic. You trust people, you tell them your story, and what do? Tell your bad to your present, throw shit in your face, all that corny bullshit, right? But that's their narcissist traits. They don't even know that. Anyways, when you start trusting people, then with good potentials, the only time they give you shit is what? When you potentially might be doing wrong. And what's that called? Constructive criticism. Why? Because they love care about you. They don't want you to fall on your face like they did. And that's the beauty about technology. That's the beauty of having a support team. Because the more people you support you, I promise you 1,000, and life becomes a hell of a lot easier. Because you have ideas, scenarios to get ahead of the game. Instead of just trying to find out the hard way. That's like me before I get off here. I know I keep saying that, but I got to get off. But whatchamacallit, when I worked on the last on the boats, all the young cats I talked to said, hey, you working the boat for? Like, nah, this is my first time fishing. Okay, cool. Let me tell you how this company works, how the people break down. I tell them, see that lead over there? That guy's kind of a little conniving, so just, keep it cool with them, show the respect, but don't be buddy-buddy with them. You become buddy-buddy with them, he's going to use and abuse you. He's always going to want you everything. He's going to have you do his job. Fuck all that bullshit. Just keep it humble and that's it. And I would tell him to break down the whole boat, said it right. Then like the the Samoans, the Hawaiians shit, the hey migo, what's up? Why do you tell them all that shit for? Why don't you let them find the hard way? I was like, nah, because that's very unjust. I did that same thing. Nah, if I could hold the hand, guide them, they're ahead of the game. But they're not, they listen, that's communication, but they don't have to comprehend. But why do you care? Because no one deserves to get used and abused. That's why. Because you already know that Valley right there, he's a douchebag, right? And y'all want to laugh at this guy because he's fresh. Like, no, that's very unjust. But remember, it can still happen to him because that is his choice. Because, but I did my part. That's what I do every day above ground. I do my part. That's like my sister Maddie, man. She did her podcast today. In my head, she's already famous. Her numbers are fucking massive. So I tell you, man, keep working on yourself. You're the goddess to be. Just, that's why I remember, you women, you're empathetic wise. Us boys, even men that are my age, fucking 40, 50 years old, Yo, yeah, money and power. You can fucking be with an 18, 20-year-old, but that's why it's you young girls. You gotta be careful with older cats because are they gonna be with you because they love you, or are they gonna be with you because they just lust on you and that's it? And when they have money, power, and they got status and fame, you're just dime a dozen. They get bored with you to the next, you know? And that's the intent, not to get destroyed because you will get destroyed, then what? And so that's why you don't worry about all these podcasts and these blue pillars of you're 30 years old, 40 years old, you're washed up. You got kids, you're washed up. Fuck that shit. No. The reason why you're a baby mom, baby father, why you're single moms. Narcissistic boys run from their palms. That's the type of my situation. I'm a single father of kids. When I went to my breakup 3 years ago, which a lot of fucking boys do, not men, boys. Fuck this, I'm out. They leave the kids. I'm out of 1 kid or 10 kids. I'm out. I'm leaving. MIA. They become deadbeat dads, right? That's Lucifer's disciples. They don't want to deal with the responsibility. That's all it is, which is definitely a choice. But that's why I tell all these boys out there, the baby daddies and shit, don't be mad when your baby mom starts talking shit about you. Because that's in your head, it's shit. Like, no, she's speaking facts. She's just telling the world her story on social media, which all females. Fuck your ex, man. They didn't give a shit about your feelings. Why worry about their feelings? Use your narcissist traits, but control them. Tell your story and guide inform the universe about them. And they're going to worry about their what? Reputation. That's the only reason why they're fucking getting the feelings. Because now you're making them famous. So that's the only way to slow down this whole drama and shit in the whole fucking universe. Especially if you're 30 under, especially if you're 20 under. This phone. Tell your story about your ex. Guide and forewarn everybody. This is what I dealt with. I can't speak about their exes. I can't speak about the potentials to be. But I can tell you my personal experience. The red flags that I missed, the wrongdoings that I did, but overall I know I was doing good. I did my part. He or she, nope, they're narcissistic, verbally and physically abusive, fucking body hopping like crazy, drugs like got pills. They would tell you your story. Now the potential to be, they might have seen it, heard you. They're risk to mess with your ex-wives, and if they're more empathetic, if they're traditional, they're like, well, maybe I'm the one, maybe you fucked up. You didn't do your part, but maybe I'm the one that can fake change and save him, her. Okay, you just have, hey, I pray for you that second on my day. But remember, when you go through your shit, you can reach out to me, like my my homegirl already was saying. All the her exes, the people they're messing with, whatever, etc. The mistresses, and all that good shit. They were giving her shit, etc. And all of a sudden they become friends. I'm like, yeah, because when you're narcissistic, you play a little victim, you gaslight and manipulate. That that you're the bad person and they're the victim, all the good shit, and then it turns out to be nope, it's vice versa. But that's it, yo. I'm about to get off. So remember this: day by day, baby steps. Every day above ground, you can do whatever you want to do. Don't ever feel alone. I'm always in your pocket. You can always comment, DM. Once again, do free therapy, life coach, all that great jazz. Zoom calls, phone calls, audio calls, whatever you're comfortable with. It's about you. It's not about I. So if you want to talk about it, I got you. Don't ever feel alone because that's very unjust. And I promise you 1,000 lives potatoes to the cherry top. We were just raised incorrectly. So if as long as you live godly, whatever your God is, positive, Jesus like 10 commandments, then you're blessed as an individual. As an individual, you cannot speak on, once again, your parents, family, and the potential to be by your side. You can't speak on their behalf at all. So you gotta be very cautious with religion. Am I being godly, or am I just saying that because that's what you want to hear because you go to church and pray? Read the Bible, Quran, whatever the situation is. So with that said, y'all have a good night. Take care, be safe. I'll probably jump on. Probably next week because it's Thursday. Yeah, because I gotta do a lot. I got a full-time job now, which I'm blessed to have a full-time job, and I gotta catch up my TikToks and my pods. I'm so behind. But with that said, love y'all. Have a good night. Take care, be safe. Ciao. Alright, guys, take care of Twitch. Have a good night. Be safe.